Luffy can't fight Big Mom, and I was like, I see her headhunting with Jinbei, Ben Smokes, and Capone. So tell me why in the hell she can't? Soon as all of a sudden she makes sure all these people dead, she
Man,
knows
that's
where
true.
Luffy's going. She can catch up
Big
to
Mom was
Luffy
about to
before
be
he
in the
even hit
shirt.
Wano.
Facts.
Yo.
Wait, so you think
And
after all this, right? Big Mom is rejuvenated, and Luffy's still like recovering. Luffy's gonna be able to beat Big Mom.
Nah, he's saying
yeah, I
he
see
think
plenty of people do crazy stuff before in the series.
He's too mangled, my dude.
like I asked you this
Yeah,
question
it's
this
done.
morning. I feel like I gotta
Something is wrong with that.
ask you it again. Like, how long did
With
it take
Jinbei,
Luffy
Ben
and them to
Smokes,
leave her
and Capone.
territory?
So
From the
what?
time Jinbei interfered, how long do you think it took them?
Yeah, and I gave you the simple answer.
Put that back on.
I thought it was 4 hours.
I don't know. I'm just asking him. What do you think? And I want to know
like
how long.
3 hours or some shit.
How long do
Yeah.
you think it took Big Mom to reach Jinbei?
I said the same amount of time Jinbei them helped the Straw Hats get out
So
of the
it is equal
territory.
amount of 3 hours.
Yo, what's up, Captain?
In the 3 hours it took them to escape, it took Big Mom
How you
3
doing?
hours to reach
Hey, kid.
Jinbei.
No,
It's good,
we
kid.
went. I
It's
never
good, kid.
said 3 hours. At max, I said an hour and a half.
Happy 420.
I never said 3
Happy
hours.
420.
It's 421
Yeah,
now.
3 hours.
No, hey, I still.
There's
Shout out to
anybody,
Spinach
I got
People.
50 minutes.
anybody seen Dustin's reaction?
I did.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I haven't
What did
seen
he
it
do?
yet.
I didn't see it. What did he do?
My dude,
This guy.
my dude went too far.
He
For
spilled
real, bro.
all
He
the
He's
went
water
baptized.
on his head.
Baptized himself.
This guy baptized
God.
himself, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yo,
Prayer to Lord,
Margo,
like one, got what he deserved.
why did you
Wait, what?
make Margo made Dustin do this, guys? Just understand it.
Who did it?
If you want some
Who made him
screenshots,
do
I'll
it?
send some.
Nah, I'm just trolling, bro.
Nah, I mean, Dustin
I
basically
you
said
made him do it.
he's been talking so much about Luffy Solo and Big Mom after this chapter. He's like, he got to do it
Yeah,
to
to
himself.
equal it out. But
What?
he like he equaled
gave
it out
up.
after like the first egg. You know what I'm saying?
Like
He had to
he
do
had
it to the
flour,
Egg.
honey.
It was a flower? I thought it was salt.
Oh, was it salt?
Flour, honey.
I don't know.
No, it was
Nothing.
I don't know.
I
I would
screenshot
have been cool
it.
with it. I would have been cool with the sugar. Like, you could have just smelled the sugar, and I would have been like, "Ha ha, you got
Yeah.
it." You know what I'm saying?
Sugar.
But
Was it sugar?
A nigga did red, bro. A nigga did
He was
red.
he was cosplaying the cake.
I think it was sugar. I mean, it would have been funny if it was salt.
He was
but-
cosplaying the cake.
That's dirty.
Yeah,
Nah, I
that
think it
was
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 sugar.
wild, man. I was like,
Nigga
yo,
had all that white shit on him.
Yeah, when he put the, he was about to do the
Yeah, man, but it
preserves.
was-
Yo,
The preserves,
I
I'm like,
just-
oh man, come on.
Yo, did I see cinnamon?
I don't
The man
know.
put-
The man was baking a cake.
I know it was honey, right? Honey as well, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love how
Put
he
some soy
started that. I
sauce
love
in
how he
there.
started that
Yeah,
whole
honey was the
video.
You know how it is. Come on now.
He put
The
the soy
nigga just
sauce.
wrote trash on a piece of paper and taped it on his forehead. Like, that's
Yeah, I don't know,
Stop
man.
it.
That I mean, that I guess you take the L like a man. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Wait, he took
unlike
that's
some
what
people I
Dustin
know.
did?
yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah.
He
There's
baptized
a whole
himself,
video on that.
and then he
Oh, yeah,
said,
man. What do you mean
That's
by
an excessive L. Holy
and then he said he's
He
not going to
baptized himself.
he's not going to upload anything for 2 weeks, right?
Hey. Yeah, only until
He's
after
not
like
on that, yeah.
One Piece comes back.
Yeah, he's not going to upload anything for 2 weeks.
So he's just taking a break.
Damn.
He's taking a break. Damn.
Hey,
Water
Hey,
really
man, I
put
got
the
screenshots
probably
for you.
in the retirement
The
home.
screenshots in the
Retirement
Discord.
home.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's how long it's
You don't
gonna
watch
take.
all that off.
Watch that
He relinquished his
show, though.
fanboy sins.
He
Sanji
really
fans
put
thought
that
they
in
was
the
gonna.
retirement home.
Sanji fans thought they were gonna get a 1-on-1. Didn't happen.
Yeah,
Yo,
no, they were
I was-
hoping for a fee. Yeah, they were hoping.
Those are the same people that thought Judge had a plan. I told y'all from day one.
Oh,
Yo,
Hey,
Not gonna-
no, hey, time out. Hey, Judge
Judge
survived
off
Snack
screen,
though.
Snack.
That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, he
Judge off
survived
screen,
Snack. He's chilling.
That's not
Like,
trash.
Judge top 4. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo,
Top five,
I'm
bro.
sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Top two, but I'm not
I
two.
I thought
understand
it was
that
top
King
two.
of Lightning.
Top 2, but I'm not 2.
unconfirmed.
Look, I understand that King of Lightning started this whole Judge top 5 shit. Fuck that. Any nigga that's in here crying, getting thunderclapped by Big Mom and all that, like ain't nobody impressed by that, dog. Like, he's in here with snot out.
Hey,
and
Judge
all
top
talking
one,
about-
bro.
Yeah, but
Just top two, but
you
I'm not
gotta,
2.
you gotta
Bomb,
admit though, even though nobody's impressed by that, you gotta
Bomb
admit the
uses
design
crap.
of the hoodie is actually pretty nice. Because
Oh,
I
no,
ordered one of those
no,
immediately.
no, I'm talking about the concept. The hoodie is dope. The hoodie
Yo,
is a
what's
cool
good,
idea.
Roger?
I'm just talking about Judge
How are
being
you,
top
Roger?
5.
Doing
Fuck
good,
that.
brother. Nah,
Oh,
I mean, I think the hoodies are dope. I got it.
Yeah,
shirt.
no, the hoodie's amazing. I'm not talking about the
Oh,
hoodie
yeah.
at all. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Judge
Hey, Roger.
being top 5. That's ridiculous.
It's a little fire.
But don't forget, he off-screen snack. Don't forget.
No, he
You
didn't.
did. Yes,
No,
he
he
did.
Wait, we think Snack is defeated?
Just might have won.
Rooch is trash.
I bet y'all
Yeah,
the same
we
people
didn't
that
see
paid
Snack.
to an Oscar oven.
Hey, y'all give Roger his
Oh,
money.
off-screen by Aladdin, bro.
Oh, not
Aladdin
this.
off-screen.
Wait, what are you guys talking about? Give me. Oh, you talking about Dustin's bet? Yeah, Dustin gave me the money.
Dude, did you see that video?
Oh yeah.
Literally
'Cause
last night he sent me a message on PayPal and in the DMs for the Reverie, and he was like, "Hey, so where can I send your $100?" I was like, "There you go."
All the people
Hey,
that
hey,
told me.
right away.
Damn.
That stream this morning was legendary. I watched that live, and it was one of the best things I've ever watched.
It really
I
was.
literally it just would not stop. Like that's the thing that fucked me
I
up.
was
Like,
laughing.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was
He just
like,
kept going and going. I'm like, yo.
I hope he has tile, bro. I'm like, I hope he has
no, I
tile.
think he has carpet. I think he said he had carpet.
He has carpet?
That's what I think he said. Yeah,
If he has carpet, he literally needs to burn down his entire
What?
Because that's
too much. Too much. I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, you must have something.
You gotta spread like garbage bags or some plastic, some shit. So,
Yeah.
but
And you gotta burn that shit.
Gotta pull
you
a
know, you
deck.
gonna have to Negro steam that carpet.
oh my god,
jeez.
Negro steam it.
What?
I've never heard that term.
wait. So apparently
That's a
Sanji's getting slandered on every platform. Why is this?
Hey,
Surprise,
surprise.
What's new?
And also, shout out to the VC text chat.
Look good. Kyle fanboys here.
Look what Free put in the chat, the VC text chat.
What the fuck is
Wait, hold on, bro. Define every platform.
That's my new favorite picture.
Reddit
that's
or
real?
Jackson, Twitter.
Y'all say he baptized yourself. That's real. I
Honestly,
seen that. I thought that was fake.
It's on his channel.
It's real, fam.
I got mixed feelings about Sanji.
Oh,
What
wow.
is he do? What is up with that? What's he doing?
Whatever.
I don't know. I don't know if it was baptized. That looks like the That looks more like the conclusion of a
Yo, I don't know-
bukkake than anything.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of baptism.
He's there like, yeah, trying to take a
I can't even make jokes. I don't even want to make jokes about it. So bad. Like,
Looks like that Sam Off. It's got Sam
See, y'all call it honey, he
What?
calls it honey.
Yeah, I don't know. That's wild.
Yeah, I
bro.
think it was too far.
Yeah, I was like,
There's
nah.
lots. Bro, the craziest part about all of it is he has a carpet under his desk, bro. He had to
Oh,
clean
no.
all that shit out of his carpet.
Did he really?
That's unbelievable to me.
That's amazing.
oh man, he could have just said he was wrong. Like,
Well, I mean, even if he wanted to do it, he could have literally just taken his camera and gone into the bathroom and done it in the bathtub.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Like,
I wonder why
I would've
did
done
I
it.
mean, like he was good with the sugar. Like then he went.
He went
And
coffee
then
and
Virgo
oh
said,
my
"Oh,
god.
this
was
dude's
it?
about to bring out some eggs," and he was just like, "I
The
definitely
soy
have
sauce,
The run.
Oh yeah, the soy sauce.
the preserves
like-
after he was trying
the
to do.
hell?
Nah, that's too
He
much.
brought out a carton of
He was
eggs, and I
baking a
thought
cake.
I don't know
he
how someone
brought out
tops
a
that.
carton of eggs, and then I thought like,
This
oh, he's only
nigga
gonna crack
lost his
one
mind.
egg out of the carton. Like, no, the motherfucker like unleashes like 5 to 6 eggs on top.
That's wild.
Gotta go
Nah.
big, man, of course.
Oh,
I wouldn't have been surprised if like Twizzlers started falling from the ceiling or something.
Nah. I understand being wrong, but like, nah, B.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I can just imagine how long that took to clean out of his hair and
Bro,
like,
I mean,
I
he's
saw-
still.
He's gonna
He's
type
going
it in
on,
on
he's going on
Twitter.
break for a reason.
and then he said he poured ranch all over himself as well.
Yeah, he ranch. Yeah, he
You better
ranch.
get,
Oh.
you better get them retwisted. Like,
Yeah, he just got it retwisted.
Dude, I'm literally sitting on Twitter. I see fucking Laz post a picture of Justin with like white shit all over him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I go to my sub box. And I see Dustin, and he literally just looks like a s'more, bro. It's just his entire body is just brown and white and black. He's pouring so much shit on
But
himself.
yo, I just saw you. I saw your message from you. He was like, yo, are you seeing this? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I go and it's like Dustin's fucking
The only
baptized.
dude that can help him is that bubble guy from SpongeBob.
Oh,
Listen, man.
Wait, Laz's tweet from earlier today where Dustin is covered in the white stuff and he's looking up to
Yep.
the sky and it's
Like Big Mom.
side by side with
Big Mom. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I saw the opportunity. Like, come on.
Wait.
I honestly like I my mouse was hovering over the like button and then I remembered that you actually could see likes of other people on other timelines. And I'm like, I don't want my Nintendo sponsors to see what looks like Dustin on their timeline.
Reggie's gonna see like
Another thing that just happened. What's his name? Taekwon got hacked on his stream.
Oh,
Bro, dead ass.
Wait, hold on, let me look.
Dead ass.
Everybody go check the VC text chat right now.
Post it in the VC text
I
chat.
did not see this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh lord.
Yo, dead ass. Yo, I went in Ty's stream, and I thought I clicked the wrong thing. I'm like, yo, where the fuck am I? And it was like, it said like 2 midgets, 1 dude. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I go to my soundbox and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yo, and they said the dude. Now I know I'm never gonna post, like, if I'm streaming through Hangouts, I'm never gonna post a link in the chat because apparently there's some way where they can come in and they can kick you out of your own stream and then just take over.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That is wild.
How they shouldn't have permission.
I don't know.
I think what happened is that he lagged out. He probably lagged out or something, and as soon as he got out of the call, that's when they took.
But bro, no. As soon as this guy joined, Ty was gone, and then he just went to work. He kicked Ty out. He started screen sharing. He went to Pornhub. He had the video ready and everything.
He was ready. The video ready.
So you telling me
that's a
niggas
soldier, bro.
not like that? Like niggas
Yo, and it's playing for like a good 5 minutes. It was playing for like a good 5. Yo, this nigga Ty is so savage. Ty started another stream before deleting the previous stream. I'm like, yo, Ty,
Oh my
you gotta go delete that. You gotta go delete that.
Though, anybody who's part of the
getting a flag.
anybody who's part of the Reverie DM call already knows who probably hacked him, though. I mean, it's obvious.
Oh.
There's only one person who's been, such
Pirate
a
King
giant
Buggy?
defender. Well, no, I don't think
It's always the people closest to you, right?
spill it.
Hey, snitches get stitches, my dude.
Spill the tea.
This nigga devil just throwing out names.
It's 9:30, but I think.
Hey, snitches
think
get
we know.
stitches. No, I'm
So it's
Exactly,
always somebody you know.
Nah, that was wild. I didn't know people could do that. They could just kick you out your own shit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
yo.
that's some future shit. Like I
Well,
don't
I'm
like
not
that.
streaming with fans anymore.
I mean, you just gotta know who you're giving the link to, I guess, instead of just throwing it in the chat.
Homies
That would
only.
happen. Wait, so what are you guys' thoughts on the chapter today? Because I think it was an amazing chapter. I think it was amazing.
I think it was a good chapter.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm gonna say one quick thing about the chapter. The Katakuri Brulee shit was the best. That's it. That was the best.
That was amazing.
I like I really like the pudding thing as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I did too. Yeah, where they made the
that's
panels
pretty
look
good.
like they were filmed.
Yes.
That was really
I'm
neat.
not
Yes,
gonna lie to
yes.
you. The only reason why I like this chapter is because the arc is over.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No,
No, I love the arc
had
in
to be someone, I
totality.
guess.
I love the arc in totality, but once the Luffy and Katakuri fight ended, man, like there was nothing.
No, yeah, I would if I had to give one of my biggest criticisms to Oda, it's that I feel like he drags the conclusions of these arcs so hard. Like Dressrosa was one where it's like, oh my god, like this arc was good, but like, can you please end it already? We don't want to see these citizens anymore.
It's not necessarily that.
It was 27 chapters, bro.
It's not necessarily that though. Like I feel like the way this arc has ended is vastly different compared to other arcs we've had. You know what I mean? Like to end an arc in such a cliffhanger was
But
like
think
so
about it.
open-ended.
Yeah, but think about it though.
rare.
This is a situation in which it's not like Marineford, where it's like we had a resolution at the end where Shanks showed up and the war ended. It's like shit is still going on and they got the fuck out of there. So it's like we can't have the typical One Piece shit where like they're celebrating and Jinbei joins the crew and we have they can't do that.
That was
Yeah,
that was
celebration.
the celebration was
bunnies
fucking
and roses.
Sanji and getting a cook. Like,
yeah, that was different. Normally they
celebration.
celebrate that.
Yeah, normally it's a celebration. They just got out of there.
Meal.
The celebration will be
mean-
in Wano. Like,
For
Yeah,
me, I've
after
been thinking
Wano.
About like
After
if
Katakuri's
Oda's
body,
like
bro.
leaving this. To me, I've been thinking like if Oda's leaving this open-ended on purpose, like if the Straw Hats really do come back, I wonder if it's going to be in some sort of way like Big Mom is kind of like holding Jinbei and whatever soul hostage or something along the lines of that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that the fishmen they're kind of screwed. I'm not sure.
Somebody got to
yeah.
get got.
Nah, Jinbei's got him.
Someone's gonna get cooked. Yeah.
Yo, Jinbei, first son of the sea or knight of the sea, bruh. Come on.
You already know then he's admiral level and that's the
I don't know. She's
He's
sitting
Union
there.
Admiral level.
I don't know.
She's not even asking these niggas if they
Literally,
want to
see.
treat. Like she's just offering
Life
these
or death.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, she's
I mean, but then
pissed.
I also saw this thing where it's like, let's say for example, she's asking life or death for Jinbei. We already know that his lifespan was never taken. Does she go and take it out on the Fishman like island and stuff
I
afterwards?
think definitely.
Yeah,
That's
the thing that
that's a
not a lot of
possible
people. I was just gonna say the thing that not a lot of people are bringing up with the life or death thing, and I just like stepped out really quick to grab lunch, so I don't know if you guys were like already talking about this, but I feel like the decision is if you choose life, you become a homie, and if you choose death, she just takes your soul and you die. I think that is ultimately what the decision is going to come down to, and you know it's been telegraphed a lot during this arc, even with the chapter before, where Luffy says even if you die, don't die.
Yeah.
And you know the big conversation among the community was how much sense is it going to make to throw Jinbei in there with the monster trio, right? Jinbei's already a warlord of the sea. He's already very powerful. It would be weird. It would like shake up the power dynamic of the crew.
Yeah.
And a theory that's sort of been going around a lot that I completely agree with is I think it's really possible that we could see the death of Jinbei in terms of his body, but that when he comes back during Wano and he sees the crew again, it's still Jinbei, but it's his soul inside of a homie. And one reason I believe this is because a lot of people are like, oh, with the homies, they forget their memories once they turn into homies. The reason I believe this is because the one character who was left behind from the Charlotte crew that still like kind of likes some of these characters, like I was going to say is Pudding. Because if you remember back during the Seducing Woods, she did that attack where she gave the memories back to the homies really briefly. And they remembered that like, oh yeah, I have a family, I have kids. And so I could see her maybe seeing what's happening to Jinbei and Reiju or whoever else ends up getting turned into a homie, and she gives them back the memories, and that ultimately kicks off Jinbei as a homie leaving and then meeting up with all of them in Wano and being like, it's me, Luffy.
But I kind of feel like if that would happen, where if Jinbei got turned into a homie, it'd be more of a thing to where like Luffy would fight Big Mom again, and then like he would like have to like turn him back into his real body.
Yeah, I mean at some point. I agree with that too.
It also comes down to knowing like what the expiration date for like how long would like a corpse have to get soul back.
Oh yeah, if Jinbei gets turned into a homie, if Jinbei gets turned into a homie,
how does he defy Big Mom if he's a homie?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's like Gyro.
Yeah, he could be.
I feel like the point overall though, like I think like if we're all in agreement that the Straw Hats are going to return back to Whole Cake Island, that Jinbei is probably going to be the
I don't think we're going back. If anything, we'll meet them again.
Yeah, we're not going back.
Oh, you think she's coming out?
Like, they'll come to us. Yeah, it's more of a situation where they'll come to us.
I think she's leaving her territory.
Yeah, you see, I'm under the impression that Big Mom cannot leave her territory at all.
Why not?
Oh no, she can have
she's not in a position. She's not in a position to move.
Oh, for her, yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what do you mean by that? Clarify that real quick.
No, he's saying, bro. He's saying without the Yonko there, shit's getting fucked up. Like other people just running.
Really?
Oh, her territory.
Yeah, her shit's fucked up.
Can't you see Blackbeard sneaking up on her when she leaves her territory? I can see some shit.
That's what Hans is saying. That's what Hans is saying.
I mean, I'm saying there's.
Unless Blackbeard is I don't see that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I can tell you what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know because like big.
Yeah, he didn't even say what he wanted to say.
Yeah,
I didn't even just say what I was saying without even letting me say what I wanted.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't want to interrupt it. The one say
I don't want to hear all that.
I'm saying like if we looked at the events of this arc, like Big Mom by her strength as a Yonko physically, herself, her strength may not have diminished, but her reputation around the world once this news gets out will. And when we look at the fact that like her sea slugs are gone, 2 of her commanders have been defeated, her enraged armies in shambles, yada 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 yada. She's not in a position where she can then also send out people to go then chase after the Straw Hats. Because I feel like once that news gets out, and while she's reorganizing, even though she's still physically imposing, people are not going to be as intimidating to go after her, you know what I'm saying, or make moves against her like they were in the past.
Well, my thing is like, is Big News going to be scared to put some of the news out?
Hell no.
This Big News warrior. Absolutely not. This man can control the world.
Wait. No, because right. He's Big News, but he's also being manipulated by Stissy.
He's not being manipulated. They're working together.
No, where she's like, you can post what I want you to post. Like, he can't just post anything.
Yeah, but that's because he wants the poon. That's why, obviously. He's doing what she says because she thinks she's cute, man. You think there's a reason that Morgans and Stussy are the only two Underworld characters that leave together beyond just one being CP0 and running the news? He sees her and goes, yo, you're one of the finest girls from Whole Cake Island. How about we leave together? And she's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
I mean, to me, like a character that just is well known by Yonkos and the world government and is an arbiter of like information, by definition, at least to me, is the most broken person in the series. Like someone that can control information and is protected by all sides can do whatever he wants.
I agree.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like because he's protected, he has to kind of manipulate it based on like their interests as well. So he's spreading sometimes it's fake news.
But it would be, I mean, wouldn't it be in the interest of the world government to be like, look at the Yonko, we're falling. We're now the most powerful in the world.
Well, here's the thing. It depends on the route that they're going. If they're going the route that I think where Akainu wants to like ultimate control, like fuck the balance, I want ultimate control.
Right.
Then yeah. But if it's still like they want to maintain that balance that's already in place, then do you want it to be where like a Yonko is looking weaker than normal, and then somebody can come in and then it throws the whole balance out of whack? Is that what you're looking for?
I really think Akainu is running things differently.
I would be sympathetic to that argument though, but like I feel like right now specifically in the story, we are entering a phase where like we are going to get in very like the world of One Piece is going to be
war.
a lot of turmoil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
like the three powers won't exist after this point.
It's going to have to be necessary in my head. You know what
so,
I mean?
So does this news come up at the Reverie? Does somebody run in the room?
I don't know.
Where do you think? Where do you think Stussy and Morgans are going? Because to me, them leaving and going back to Marijoa says to me they're going to be sort of our key to the Reverie. Because he's going to have to connect somehow Whole Cake to Reverie. And if you got two characters in an air balloon going to the Reverie right now, who then report on this news, because imagine if Morgans is there and all of the friends of Luffy also arrive at the Reverie, and then Morgan's just like, listen, I have this news scoop right now. Luffy over in the New World is, beating up all of Big Mom's subordinates, and then he reports the news while all of Luffy's friends are there. Like, that would obviously cause a conflict, because then you got the world government going, wait a minute, we have to reevaluate this. This kid is taken out of Yonko, and then you have the friends being like, oh, well, that's a great thing. Like, wouldn't you want this person to be out of control? And it would cause, I think, a lot of friction between the people who are present at the Reverie if they end up, supplying weapons to the Yonko, or they have some other, things in mind that we don't even know about yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's not underworld. He can go in.
Regarding the Reverie, I think the one big plot point will be like the Lord system. Like
I mean that is the big
that's the number one thing. Yeah, you got to
because once that's gone, it's like the Yonko system doesn't matter afterwards. Once you lose that first power,
that's the biggest thing that's gonna happen in Reverie, in my opinion. But
you said once the warlords are gone. I mean, the thing is, if they remove the warlords and they try to maintain the current system, they have to have something to supplement that. And I was thinking maybe New World pacifistas. But
it seems really weird to me that they would cut the warlord system out when we haven't even seen really what Weevil's doing yet. And so I do like Matt B's theory about basically the Fujitora failing in convincing them to abolish it and then leaving with the revolutionaries. I actually think that makes a lot of sense. And if the revolutionaries are there, that would cause a big change. I don't know.
Well, the thing is that's so straightforward because Fujitora, he has the temperament of a revolutionary. But I feel like you're gonna need people like that in the world government, like after the fact, to kind of bring forth like a new world government, a better world government. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if Fujitora is gonna be.
Well, we still don't know about Green Bull. Green Bull is a total
I think he's gonna be a savage personally. But
he'll be the complete opposite of what Fujitora is.
Straight savage, yeah.
It's funny, but about the Reverie, where every time I think about like the Shichibukais being gone, I always think about Matt B specifically because one of Matt B's biggest gripes is. During the Long Ring Island arc, the introduction of Aokiji in that specific spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always felt if the Shichibukai system was eradicated at this point in the story, he would partially get what he wanted. We would see a lot more, hopefully, from vice admirals. So like Bogart and all of those dudes. You know what I mean?
Bogart.
Because those dudes are severely lacking in story time, and I feel like they could.
Yeah, the portrayal of the vice admirals isn't that well.
That's what this story arc taught me, though, right? Is that there's so much other stuff going on in the story at this point that you're going to get so many characters that aren't going to get any story time. I mean, you look at this arc right now, like, not to get into conversation about Whole Cake as an arc as a whole yet, but, you look at Snack. You look at Smoothie. You even look at the Vin Smokes. Like,
what about Compote? Compote?
What is Compote do? Compote's the oldest daughter. What did she do? And I see people making the argument like, I see people saying, "Oh, you're just impatient. You have to wait." Do you think I'm gonna give a shit about Compote's power after we're halfway through Wano Country and we find out whatever we're gonna find out the Reverie? That's gonna be the last thing on my mind. Oh, what happened to Compote? What happened to Aladdin and Praline? I'm not gonna give a shit about what happened to any of those characters. So if they announce that later on, like, it's not gonna be important. It's not gonna matter, like in the grand scheme of things.
We already been waiting 900 chapters for Dragon's powers and shit and so on.
But Dragon, I mean, Dragon's the head of the Revolutionary Army. I think that's a different level than just like a random commander within Big Mom's crew. You know what I mean?
I think we should know some structure of the Revolutionaries. I want to know more about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really know that much.
That's what I got to see. All the commanders.
I mean, we gotta know who that person is though that was in the picture. With
the person with the Dofi's.
Because the way they were, it might be like one of his top twos.
I think he's the top guy after Dragon.
I mean,
personally,
we could at least find out next chapter.
Right above Sabo.
Oh, that
next chapter.
I feel like in terms of
next chapter is Zoro. Next chapter is Zoro.
No, next chapter is definitely gonna have some Wano stuff, but we're gonna get Wano, Reverie. We're gonna go all over.
If we see Usopp, I pray for these niggas in Discord, man.
Last time we saw
my boy Zoro,
Usopp 2016. It's been 2 years.
Listen,
the thing is, it's just like, well, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I waited 2 years to see Zoro. I might jump out the window, but carry on.
No, I was just gonna say that, like, man, we have known where the story is gonna go for such a long time, and I think that's why, because he was dragging out Whole Cake, because he wanted to hit 900, because between like 876 or whatever and 888, like, it ended on the same 2 Sanji panels and nothing really happened. Like, there was a lot of stuff that was clearly there to just pad stuff out, and so people were obviously getting really thirsty for Wano and thirsty.
He shouldn't have said anything.
Shouldn't have said anything. So, like, as much as I enjoyed this chapter,
it was made.
Well, no, hold on.
Editors and all that though.
I mean, it's not even the editor's fault necessarily. I mean, it is partially their fault, but at the same time, we've known about Wano since Punk Hazard.
Yeah, but it's like
we knew about it since.
But they came in.
We knew about it since.
They would come in the middle of Whole Cake Island when like it would seem like, oh wait, the arc could possibly be done at this moment.
Yeah.
And they would drop some shit like, oh, Wano's like about to be this year, and everyone would get, you know what I mean?
And
like,
why are you hyping up another arc in the middle of?
Right, and then on top of saying Wano, exactly, saying that you're getting Reverie at the same time, and on top of that too, because people are like, oh, well, you just had crazy expectations. No, dude, the editors even said after the wedding, they specifically said after the wedding that the story was gonna pick up the pace.
Yeah,
they said it wasn't even like that was a specific thing they said after the wedding. They were, and so people who were like, oh, you're being impatient. Like, all right, get off.
I don't even know if we're 70% through the story anymore. I don't even know.
Oda doesn't know either.
I know. At this point, we don't even know.
Oda doesn't know either.
I have seen that argument from a lot of people being like, "Oh, you're just impatient." I really just think they need to put out their knee pads and because like I think right now, man,
I don't want to just shit on the arc the entire time. Like I would like just throw in a positive here because I'm that guy. Like,
I like the arc.
I like it too.
I feel like this arc was like the most. How should I phrase this? Like it was the most.
I think it was unpredictable.
Chaotic.
Yeah, because I knew what was gonna happen.
Chaotic. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like every chapter for me personally, I was on the edge of my seat going, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely say every chapter I was saying, "What the fuck is going on? This shit's trash."
I think Oda kind of overused. Oda definitely overused the tension there, where it's like Big Mom's on the ship, and like nothing really happens, and the sun's
gonna catch us. It's gonna happen this chapter. We're gonna like. I think that's what made me genuinely angry after 900. I enjoyed 900 a lot. I even mentioned that even if it was a fake out, I was really gonna still like 900. And now that we got 901, I'm like, wow, he actually managed to make me not enjoy 900, which is something I didn't think was possible. Because like, what happened? What was the result of Sanji making this cake that was set up for 50 chapters or whatever? The setup is that it's another fake out where then
No. Wait, what do you mean a fake out, Roger? What do you mean a fake out?
Well, I mean a fake out in terms of like, okay, they're setting up all this stuff, and then now she ends up doing something totally unpredictable, and it looks like the Thousand Sunny gets blown up, and then oh no, it's like they already set up so many times during this arc. Big Mom's about to catch him. Big Mom's about to destroy them, and then 901 happens again, and they're safe inside Wadazumi's.
That's what One Piece is.
That's right.
A bunch of
but I mean, what kind of development is that for Sanji? If it's like
after the wedding, Big Mom after the wedding really made me lose some respect for her. Even if I like her as a character.
I mean, is it even fair to call this shit the year of Sanji? Realistically,
That's
just backstory
That's a
wise.
mistranslation.
I mean, that's on Oda.
Yeah.
not the year of
Big Mom's just
because
not
like
impressed.
I've been trying to
That's
rack
what
my
I'm saying.
brain on how I feel about Sanji this arc, and like I'm torn. Like I understand, like I like the sort of internal, like back and forth we had with Sanji in his head throughout this arc, but I also wanted him to unleash a can of whoop ass.
Yeah. So then
I didn't. I said this last night. Like I didn't want a fight for just a fight sake. I felt like I needed.
He did
a
on
moment.
Luffy.
I felt like I needed a moment through a chapter.
Yo, he
I
couldn't
felt like
even
I
knock
needed a
Luffy
moment where
out for longer
Sanji
than
went
30 seconds.
fought
Because he didn't want to.
to judge his emotions was like.
What do you mean? He went all out.
Guys, he didn't want to.
You guys, how could you say that Sanji? How could you guys say that Sanji didn't get a moment during this arc? Because he got a kiss from a beautiful girl, and he respects food and respects
he
women.
don't
So
remember
where's
it.
his moment,
He never-
guys?
he never-
Where's his
he's
moment?
never gonna remember it.
Guys, his cooking is Yonko level. Come on.
He doesn't even remember his moment.
Also, to be clear, in case there's an idiot out there who thinks I was serious just now, I am not serious. I was quoting a tweet that Joyboy put out earlier.
Pudding is the worst part for me about this whole Sanji.
I love pudding.
I hate what Pudding has done to
She grew on me, right?
I love pudding.
You know what? I never.
I love pudding and I love brulee.
Yeah, I never.
How does Oda in 3 or 4 pages redeem Brulee's
Brulee was redeemed in three panels.
3 or 4 pages, yo. That's crazy.
Because now everything she's done throughout the arc for like Katakuri and all the shit she was saying,
so much
it makes sense now.
Hey, and if you think about it, since we've been on Whole Cake Island, we have seen more Brulee than any other Whole Cake than any other Big Mom's crew. We've seen Brulee more than anybody else.
Yeah.
So it all ties together.
I do wanna bring something up though too, which I'm seeing a lot of people saying that I think is just absolutely idiotic, and clearly they're not actually listening to what we're saying in these videos. Is when people say these dudes only care about fights. They're so whack. Like how they only care about fights. Dude, what are you talking about? Like the thing that I've been waiting for, the thing that so many One Piece fans have been waiting for, is the reverie, the Wano, the world building. Like that's not fights.
That's the best part of One Piece.
Exactly, dude. The fights that might potentially happen.
Wait, Roger, what are you saying?
I was gonna say the fights that potentially are gonna happen in Wano and Reverie. Am I excited for them? Sure, but like I am just as excited, if not more excited, to find out like what's the truth of the road poneglyph? Who's Green Bull? What's Vegapunk? Like who? Like this is the kind of stuff I'm excited.
I think some of the best moments of One Piece are like right after the arc is about to end. Like,
always.
Next chapter when we go around the world. Remember that chapter where we saw the supernovas, like what they were up to? And we saw what Akainu was up to. It was like, yo,
dude,
fucking fantastic.
My favorite chapter of One Piece period is chapter 700, Suicide. Like that is the best chapter I had seen.
Wait, 795?
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
Oh, 795 was godlike, yeah.
It was, yeah.
That one.
I think I like 700 more. I think 700 was better.
Well, I mean, 700. In terms of the hundreds, I think it might be my favorite.
Is the
700 is better.
the alliance, right?
Well, that's when we saw Bonnie, we saw Kid, we saw Dofi, we saw that's when what was revealed? The Dofi had the Marimaro no Mi.
Aces for Aces.
Yeah.
We had to see Crocodile, Jinbei in the background and stuff. You know,
that was also when we found out that Buggy became a Shichibukai.
Yeah.
That was when we found out that there was.
That's when we saw Akainu sent Fujitora. We're like, who the fuck is Fujitora?
Yeah. We're like, who's Fujitora?
Exactly.
And he didn't even tell us it was an Abro. Just said it Fuji.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
and then chapter 900 was really good. We got a fucking shitty like fake out.
Oh my god. Can I just say how much I appreciate you being in this community, Froob.
Why are people hating? Can we actually talk about this chapter? Because I feel like this chapter has so much depth to it that just because we didn't get a fight, we don't want to talk about it.
This chapter was good. Go ahead.
Okay, well, yeah. What did you think about this chapter?
Who said that?
All right, so I got a lot of stuff I want to address. Like I said,
go ahead.
Like I said with Brulee, how she was redeemed.
I'm not saying he's losing or not
Wait,
interested.
what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Who's talking?
What's happening?
Yeah, hey, so there's a lot of stuff I want to address, like with Brulee, you know how she was redeemed. I already said that, but with like Pudding, the fact that now Sanji doesn't remember anything about her, And if you look at it like at first, it was that moment. And now you want to go back and kind of read how Sanji interacted with Luffy and like how he entered Cacao Island in that situation to see if there's any stuff like you kind of want to go back.
No, but he still remembers Pudding though, Black. He still remembers.
I don't know. He remembers.
He doesn't. That's the
he
thing.
forgot that moment.
Dan, at first I thought he did. But when you go back and read it, the fact is, with the little bubble, the thinking bubbles, where he's like, he says, he's like, "What's the last request?" That is something he would say to her. That's something he would say to her while she's about to hug him, and before she pulls out his memories. So he doesn't remember. He remembers nothing.
Anything after
that. He remembers her. He remembers.
No, not after that. He remembers nothing about
Pudding. I gotta explain this because so many people are very confused on that.
Here, you have to understand. If he didn't remember anything about her, he would have never said, "What was that last thing?"
You're not listening to me.
No, I'll explain exactly what happened, please. Just let me talk really quick. It'll be quick. Okay.
Break it down with some logic.
So the thing is when at the beginning of the sequence, right? Pudding's like, Sanji, I have one last request, right? And then she hugs him or she kisses him or whatever, right? Something like that, okay? And then she takes his memories out, and then he says, "What was that last request?" So she basically took out every single memory he just had up until right before the part where she said, "I have one last request."
Go back and look at the reel that she's holding in her hand, and it has a cigarette dropping. So he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember any of it. I'm telling you, he doesn't remember any of it.
He called her by name, bro.
Yeah. No, but that is addressing her when she's about. He's saying, "What's your last request, Pudding Chan?" You can say that before someone pulls it out and gives you a hug.
Wait. What's?
I'm confused.
No, he definitely remembers Pudding. The memory of Pudding is not gone. The only memory is the memory inside the alleyway.
So you think?
Let me explain it to you.
It's shown on the page. I mean, you could see the memory of him about to kiss her and all that stuff, or vice versa. Black
Luffy, she says, "I have a last request," right? And then when she does that whole memory thing, he's like, "What's your last request?" Yeah. So we know that she took it from that point forward. From the last request.
He just took only that part.
From what point forward? No, exactly. From what point forward?
When she said, "What's your last request?" Like everything after that.
The only thing he doesn't remember is the kiss, literally.
Yeah. No.
That makes no sense.
No. He does remember anything after "What's your last request?"
He would say that again. You broke up.
No,
when
is
it me? It's just the kiss that he doesn't remember.
That makes no sense to me.
That would be don't. Why?
She's like, because look, she's sitting down, she's crying, she's remembering all the bad moments that she fucking like all the emotional moments that she caused on this man, making fun of his face and stuff like that. Like she, if anything, she deleted all the bad moments. If anything, I believe
you can see what she took out of his brain.
My interpretation of what happened was that she took out the memory of her kissing him because she didn't want like him to like stay with her or like like she wanted him to leave, and if she like kissed him and like showed him that she loved him, that he might stay because
like he would have second thoughts about that. What Jinbei did right now.
That's not it at all. What happened basically is that she just wanted a guilty pleasure. That was her guilty pleasure. She's just like, yo, I'm just gonna sneak this in, and I don't want him to know. That's
all right. Moving on.
A guilty pleasure.
I mean,
that's her guilty pleasure. That's her whole thing.
No, I enjoy that though.
No, I think she wanted to.
For that to be a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that. I think she wanted to reward him, but she knows like.
Do you guys understand women like I do? Like, I don't
oh my god, you're a troll, bro.
I'm not trolling. That's exactly what she did. She's like, yo, I'm gonna...
really not trolling. He's not.
Yeah, he's a fucking lazy man.
All right. Well. I mean, besides that, I'll give it to you. Like, if you want to say that he only took away the kiss, I don't like it, but it is what it is. But I mean, there's other things in the chapter I like. I like the fact that the Baratier is bigger. That we got some like. Yo, I like that.
Can we talk about how dark Big Mom's song is?
Yo, that's what I was gonna say. I love the metaphor of the song itself. Like, I didn't like 900 so much. I didn't like the music video so much in 900, but in this chapter, it was epic to me. I read this chapter maybe slower than I've ever read a One Piece chapter.
I think seeing how the anime is gonna handle it though.
The Big Mom Pirates, they definitely got a second wind. Like they started singing, they're like, "Oh yeah, Mama's here."
No, honestly, I think I
As soon as
enjoyed
they-
this chapter way more just simply because of the fact that this is one of the first chapters I haven't read before the spoilers in like a year.
Oh shit.
Oh, for real. The
Yeah,
spoilers were garbage.
The spoilers are trash.
Spoilers, yeah. They made the chapter seem
Oh,
like.
no, the spoilers
Yeah,
were
they're right, the
amazing though.
spoilers.
No.
They were amazing. They made it seem like Zeph was gonna die.
What?
Yeah, they were amazing.
No, what did it say? What did the spoilers say?
Hey, do you
Not
remember?
just
You guys
that.
remember
I don't. That's not true. I don't.
Wait, do you guys know? Do you guys remember? Where they're talking about Big Mom? Like this was back when Sanji had like handcuffs on, and they're like, if you cross Big Mom, she's gonna chop off like the heads of whoever you like or whatever, right? So like, I thought it was like a callback to that. I thought it was gonna be epic, but it didn't happen.
Does anybody?
Big
Did
facts.
anybody actually look at Big Mom in the? I think it's page 16 or 7 for death, like right over her face where they show all the ships and stuff like that. Yo, the waves that are behind her are unreal. Like the speed that she's going at.
Yeah.
Like, she's about to and just about to shit on everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
Big Mom's
that's a
half fisherman or
Paris. That's
something.
a
But we
Paris.
expect that everyone's gonna get mangled. But like, what would stop her in that process?
Nothing.
Nothing to think.
Nothing.
So we should know by the end. They're all dead.
Bartolomeo could stop her.
In this process,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bartolomeo
Maybe
stopped the
well,
King's Punch.
they mentioned the fishmen and the sea currents. So I don't know if they could still.
Because what
do
I was
that.
thinking too, and this would, I don't know, it would be a stretch to see it happen, but kind of going paying homage to like the Ed War. Because you remember how Roger and Shiki, when they confronted each other, you know how there's a storm that happened, like half the fleet for Shiki was taken out. Unless something similar were to happen in Luffy's favor, where we see the storm kind of come in and kind of like cast away half of the fleet for Big Mom, and that allows them to escape afterwards. So maybe we could see something like that happen for the fishermen and Germa to get them out.
But it's not even about the fleet so much. It's really about just Big Mom. Like the fleet doesn't. Her fleet is fucked already. You know. It's about the fact that Big Mom is coming.
Yeah.
Right, but it can separate them.
wave.
It can separate
I'm
them.
saying, what I'm trying to say is, no matter how big the wave is, she's on Prometheus. Can't she just fly over it? Wouldn't the wave, like the storm?
Nah, she's on the fucking frog.
She's on that,
Whatever.
She's on
whatever.
the
Whatever. It
candy-
doesn't matter what she's
candy
on.
slug.
It doesn't matter.
Wait, does she still
She's gonna do some- Okay, you're right. You're right.
Nah, Nami has Zeus.
Yeah,
Yeah, Nami still has Zeus.
What do you guys think about
You got a big ass power
Yeah,
up
what
though.
do you guys think about Nami?
Nami got the biggest power up in the crew.
Honestly speaking, now I think she's probably
It's,
top 5 in the Straw Hats.
She has to be.
Nah, I feel like it's gonna be temporary.
Wait, say that again?
Top
I feel like it's gonna be a
Straw Hats.
temporary.
Like,
Okay,
power.
yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
It's only gonna last as long as Big Mom's alive, though. So it's not end of stories.
How many people?
I mean, would it be a
Like,
crazy
three of
thing
them?
to see if like Zeus ends up dying and then like that tells us like something happened to Big Mom?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Is that like
Yeah.
this whole thing with Jinbei and the souls and the homies or whatever? I do kind of think like Zeus is going to be our first hint to that. Like even just finding out whether or not like there's a limit to how far the homies can go from Whole Cake Island. Like how far can they be from Big Mom before they start to lose their power?
That would
find out
Unless
later.
I can answer.
I don't
answer
think
that.
there is a range.
Unless the shield the giant had
There's
is
no,
not-
listen,
There's
there's
no
no range at all. That it's like how
there's no range.
Moria's shadows work. Like he could take some guy's shadow, he can be across the sea. Like nothing's gonna happen to him, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
do you guys even like the idea of her having Zeus or no? Because like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because that gives us a
the
reason
thing
for
is, though,
Luffy to
like-
fly in a cloud like the Monkey King.
But wait, but the whole thing is
And
though,
it's
like,
like Dragon Ball,
but Oda, hold on, just real quick. Like Oda already foreshadowed, like Nami's like power up, like her talking about that magic wand on Zoe. You know what I'm saying? So for her to get like Zeus on top of that is like a little like jarring. You know what I mean?
It's like it's especially it's a
that's a temporary power up.
Yeah, I don't think it's permanent.
It's a plot point for Big Mom's in
I mean, hold up.
It's only quite a bit until something happens to
Wait,
Big
it
Mom.
could easily be permanent though. Like, well, maybe not permanent, but like it could easily be a thing where like Zeus stays with the Straw Hats for a little bit, and then like he like kind of like likes them and like learns that like they're a lot like I don't know nicer I guess than Big Mom, and like he like ends up like liking them like fucking and.
And
You know
once
what I mean?
Prometheus pulls up, Prometheus gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck you doing, dog?" Like,
honestly, the only purpose I could see
they
like
fed
of
me.
like Zeus having if he really is with Nami is for Big Mom to track them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
yeah.
You know what's cool though? So I started rereading. Thanks to Theory, like, because I've been making fun of Usopp, but like thanks to that, went back and started rereading One Piece, and it's cool to see how in Arlong Park Nami's called like the witch, the evil witch of Arlong Park, and it all has been foreshadowed and mirrored like to her sorcery to Big Mom being a witch in her own right.
Oh,
you know what I
shit.
mean? So
Yeah.
how she got her power, and then like and then to piggyback off that, because I'm rereading, I recommend everybody go back and reread Drum Island to prepare yourself for Reverie and Wano, because there's hints in there. Like there's a part where they're climbing up toward the Drum Castle with Nami and Sanji. I mean, Nami's on Luffy's back and Sanji's there, and Luffy makes a comment about he learned in a tavern that people in snow countries like don't sleep, and Sanji's like, "What are you talking about? Like Dalton has a bed or something like that." And he's like, "No, that's his deathbed," joking. He's like, "You're an idiot." But I think it's a foreshadow to, how like the minks are night and day. They cut the battle up, and I think it's gonna be like, I think Wano's gonna be a whole lot more savage, to where they are going to literally 24 hours a day, pretty much, be fighting each other because they're that raw. And it kind of goes back to Whiskey Peak when Zoro woke up and he's like, swordsmen really don't sleep. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's been foreshadowed.
But he slept.
I like that a lot,
He
man.
slept there.
What'd you say?
But Zoro went to sleep.
Zoro likes to sleep.
Did I lag, or did I go too fast?
My boys will be out there killing samurai.
We took all that
What do you
in.
mean?
I mean, it's like certain aspects of that I can definitely see, but it's kind of out. Like, I can understand how like people would think it's out there, but like it's, of course there's gonna be parallels of things like that. It makes sense. Like that's just how Oda writes.
Black Luffy, are they human though? Like the people that don't sleep?
The moral of the story is fuck theory.
Well, Zoro's human.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but
So,
how did we
like,
get there?
You know how like the
Well,
three
it's
very
all the time.
important factors for human life is sleeping, eating, and sex.
Well, I mean, not. I think like it's a loose. I'm saying loosely they don't sleep. I mean like they are always on alert and ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like Zoro, although he passed out from liquor and he did get a nap during the whole lead up to entering the Grand Line and stuff, as opposed to everybody, weathering the storm and stuff. He did sleep and he drank, but he was the first to wake up, and he's like, I'm a swordsman. I'm not supposed to ever be off guard. And I think that's what we're gonna get in Wano is the revolutionaries or I think the people that we are going to be fighting that are under the Shogun are going to like never be off guard. I think they're just like, because they lock themselves in a country that they have their senses and they have their I guess their warning signal always on. You know what I'm saying? They're always on alert.
I don't know, like the way you kind of spend
if you're saying their observation is on all the time.
Yeah, like some of them niggas.
I don't necessarily mean observation, because Zoro didn't have
Are you
observation.
talking about like Whitebeard? Like, you know how like Whitebeard was reacting to Ace? You talking about like that kind of shit, or you saying like they're always, like, their eyes are open?
I don't want to say literally their eyes are
Are
open.
you
So I
saying
guess
like
I would
they
say
sleep 3 hours a day or something? If they have to?
Are you talking about like they have training like Gon and Killua in Greed Island? In Greed Island, where they had
Brago?
Like, in Greed Island, Gon and Killua went through training where they couldn't fall asleep. They had to be on alert. They were holding the rock.
Yeah.
Remember that? Do you think they're going through?
Nah.
No, I think how
I'll say it this way.
It, like I think how he's saying it, to mean what they mean is that there are always somebody is awake. Like nobody is ever asleep. There's always some people that are awake that taking night shifts, day shifts, those kind of things. Let's say how we have to.
Well, no, I don't mean. That's what I'm saying. That I don't mean it that way, because that's kind of how it was with the minks. But I think it's almost like, all right, so it's almost like they never enter REM sleep when they sleep. They're never at a point where they're like dreaming, where they're out of it, where they won't wake up when you can't catch them slipping.
They're just super light sleepers.
I'm not gonna lie.
Basically, what he's saying
They're super light sleepers.
I don't know.
No, it almost sounds like
I think your explosion, they'll wake up.
No, because
I don't think Brago would make it through that training, because he looks like he's falling asleep on stream right now.
No, it looks like he's describing. It's like he's describing that one dude from Any Slobby. What's that dude that fought Frankie? The
Necro something?
That guy?
What?
What's that dude?
What name, bro?
Nah, the nigga.
Fukuro?
The nigga.
Yeah,
Fukuro.
Fukuro.
Chapapa. I miss him.
No, the nigga with the hair.
He said I miss him.
Oh.
What we say? What about him?
That's what it sounds like.
Fukuro.
It sounds like what Black Luffy describing almost, like that sort of state.
Well, we kind of just glazed over the Katakuri thing. How do you guys feel like Katakuri now after his backstory?
I like.
I mean,
it confirmed everything I believed about him.
Yeah,
You like the kid.
He just proved exactly how I felt about him to begin with. Like I don't know. He was holding something up that was a facade essentially.
I don't want to use
for the sake of like his family.
I don't want to use this word because Fruit gonna hate this, but Thierry and Fruit and I and a lot of people, we see him. Well, we had a discussion with Fruit, but we see him like a fraud, some way, somehow, like the way he betraying himself, and he actually is not.
But you guys thought he was a fraud?
Yeah, well, it's not the right word.
I don't think he's a fraud.
That's the word that we could. That come close.
Y'all thought he was faking, like he was a faker.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
faker. How?
Like, nah,
He was a good actor.
But I don't think a facade is being a fraud.
I don't me either, but I think he's.
I don't
think he had a facade.
I don't think operating a different way in different situations means that you're a fraud.
Nah, but it's like
I agree with that.
He's saying like the fact that he had to move essentially like with like a mask on essentially, like he had to hide. His,
No, it's essentially okay. You know that
Yeah,
character
but we
that got introduced to when we first saw Katakuri. It's like, oh, it's this god who's never lost. He can see fucking 10 years into the future. Blah blah. Like that character that we like first saw is basically a fraud. Is
Really?
What they were saying.
But
How?
ultimately, though, he's not really a fraud because he still sees the.
No, the thing is, he would be a fraud. You know who's a fraud? The fake Luffy from the from Sabaody. That's a fraud.
The thing about that whole flashback though is like with Katakuri, I always liked Katakuri as a character. So like seeing this side of him was like, oh, that's cool. The thing that I was surprised by in that flashback was Brulee. Like I could not have cared less about Brulee. And now I'm like, oh wow, okay. There's like I never thought we were gonna get the answer to that scar on her face.
Yeah.
And finding out that it was because especially because the way it was set up with Flampe, right? Because Flampe was this, she was a fraud. She was the one who was like, oh, Katakuri's my big brother. He's the best.
She's fake. Yeah, she's fake. That's fake love. That's fake love. That's fake love.
She didn't love him anymore.
Nah, Brulee, she been around with Katakuri like forever.
Since day one.
Yeah.
I have to say about that. Essentially, like Brulee literally grew up with Katakuri. I think that's why she can see through. I think that's why she can see through like all these standards that were put for him.
She knows him. She knows how he is.
When it comes to Flampe is one of the youngest.
She's new school.
She doesn't have enough time.
Took everything at face value.
She just knows about the Katakuri that's super strong. She didn't know about it where Katakuri started from.
The god Katakuri that is like a man amongst men.
Yeah.
Like and is like a superior for everybody. While Brulee understands that he has to hold this like position for the sake of his family because Big Mom is not necessarily the greatest role model. They need a role model.
Yeah, Brulee is day one. Brulee is day one.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Katakuri is still the best part of this arc for me. Like
I don't know. It's awesome.
Yeah, Katakuri is fucking dope.
My
Number 2 is Oven.
Journey,
Oven?
For sure. But my personal journey with this Katakuri, like reading Katakuri's story for me, like just seeing him.
Who's number 2 then?
Bobbin.
Essentially,
naturally. Brooke was a god during this arc, man.
Bobbins, bro. Come on.
Brooke
Hey, my bad.
single-handedly.
Let Hans go.
Yeah, we cut somebody off. Somebody got cut off.
Took on a Yonko, slept with that Yonko. Took the Yonko's number one weakness out by taking out the Mother Karma photo and stole a road poneglyph.
Yeah,
like, that's Brooke.
Far and away was the MVP of this arc.
Wait, who? Somebody was speaking just now. I don't know who it was.
Brooke was number 1 in Straw Hats. He was number 1.
No, he's not. Another person I would put in too is like Capone, because Capone, honestly, like for me, like as before his introduction, I was kind of like on the island, like the theme and stuff. But then, go ahead.
Yeah, who was speaking? Was it Maras?
Yeah. No, so
Oh, go ahead.
State your name.
Yeah, no, I got 1,000 names. I'm Soap, aka Mos, aka Hans.
Pick one.
Go ahead, Soap.
Call me. Everybody call. Y'all can call me King.
Oh, here we go.
No. We all kings. What's wrong calling him?
I like Soap. Go ahead, Soap.
Motherfucker, you know. Go drop the soap. All right, now, but I was gonna say I got it from Brago.
Hey, Brago.
I never knew
Yeah,
that.
his name was Hans, right? And then he named him Hans.
Yeah, because I came in as In God's Hands and changed it to In God's Hands. So.
Oh, days. I changed everybody's
no,
name. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, but I was saying, like, my own personal,
He's
like,
OG.
just journey with Katakuri, just seeing him, essentially bitch Luffy by producing his own moves and saying, "Sit down, little boy, you not about it." Right?
You ain't ready.
To then go and stab himself and like the whole backstory of he ain't never, he came out the pussy standing up and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like. Just like time and time again, like it just reaffirmed just the respect I have for this man, and the fact, like essentially, like I don't know how y'all felt about that revelation that he brought up about like the conversation with him or Brulee, but to me it felt like he essentially threw that shit to Luffy.
Yeah,
because he was, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, even that moment at the end of this chapter, right, where he's laying on the ground and she's like, "I bet you if I tell you where Straw Hat went, you'll be happy." And then I love that line from Katakuri was like, "Oh, you can see the future," and then he smirks, and she's like, "God damn it!" I love that.
But I would think they probably have the closest bond, no? Like these two.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the oldest siblings.
Brulee has been singing Katakuri's praises since the beginning. Since we've seen Katakuri.
And also, she said, "I've been watching you through the mirrors."
Yeah. Yo,
So
I think she was talking about the very end.
And it goes back to when they were.
Yeah, she's seeing when he goes to his quiet place. She sees all that.
Yeah.
No, you guys don't understand. Brulee has had some of the most, like one of the most amounts of panel time in this whole this point. Like she's up there with like Luffy in them in terms of like panel time.
Yeah.
And we haven't of course we had like her. Of course, everybody didn't like her at certain points, especially like the seducing woods and things like that.
Seemed like
that was
plot
shitty.
hacks.
But then she's like the ultimate plot hack. Like she was the ultimate plot hack for everyone.
Yeah.
It's just funny that like her backstory was essentially how she got bullied, and she essentially got bullied this whole arc. You know what I mean?
Wait, I just fucking noticed that Brulee came in there with like fucking a first aid kit.
Yeah,
see the doctor.
It's still so weird.
Oh my god.
Something people don't bring up is that like Brulee, because we saw Katakuri and Oven and Daifuku, and we know they're triplets.
Wow.
And we saw little Parasparrow too, who's the first one.
Yeah.
But like Brulee's the 8th daughter. So there's like and Amand and Compote are older than her. And we didn't see them at all. But like she's the one who like used to hang out with all the boys.
Yeah, she was hanging out with them.
Like, Big Mom
She's, you know what's happened? She's probably always in mischief, like always doing shit, like she is now. She's always getting caught up. Remember they mentioned it? Like if anything, it's probably Brulee or something. So she's probably doing that.
They did.
And Katakuri is always probably protecting her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
They could be picking on her too as well.
Yeah, she has a weird nose.
Another respect to put on that nigga's name, like he was sitting there whipping grown man ass at age 6. Like,
And he also had that trident forever. Jeez.
Yes. The same look that he had when
the same size too.
When he slammed Luffy down, it's the same look he had when he's looking at the civilians.
But also, like, what's his name? Like, seeing that flashback, it's like, it kind of reminded me of Luffy a little bit. Like, how he was eating and all that shit. How he was back then.
I was literally just thinking about that parallel like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
I want to
I'm
talk
not gonna lie to you, it reminded me more of Ace, but
Ace? Okay, yeah, I see that. I can definitely see that. Yeah, but it's like, I think he kind of saw some of him in Luffy. You know what I mean? Where it's like, just being free, because how he was back then. Because like, it seemed the trident came about when he like took on this facade. That's when he brought it out. So then, I think someone said that the reason he didn't use the trident versus Luffy after the stabbing was because at that point he's free, so he's like fighting him how he used to fight, like before the trident.
But here's the thing about Katakuri that I feel like we as a community never talk about, because when Luffy brought out Snake Man is supposed to be a faster version than all of his previous forms, and Katakuri made it seem like there was no difference in speed whatsoever.
I think Katakuri supplemented that by using Dice Mochi, because he turned into a donut, so that like gave him some acceleration. Then he fucking decked him.
Bro, with a stab wound, that nigga was weaving Black Mamba, nigga.
Yeah, he did. That was wild. I can't wait to see that animated. That's gonna be
Yeah,
crazy.
it's gonna be so It's
good.
gonna look really
That
cool.
shit's
Yeah.
gonna be nutty.
Yeah.
My
You
upper
know what I
side.
mean?
Up
And
facts.
that again, like
I
that's
heard
supposed
too,
to
it's the
be.
same guy that did like the Luffy and Lucci fight too. Apparently, so if that's the same animator, like team, like,
Oh, it's gonna be.
Wait till y'all see Katakuri slam
And
down
that's what
Luffy
I'm
in the
saying.
anime.
Like that's supposed
Big
to
facts,
be
Eris.
like that's supposed to be the upgraded Gatlin. You know what I mean? And I remember reading that shit. Like that shit, like it felt like he was still in Bound Man for me. Like he was still like your second for me. Like Katakuri
Yeah.
was just like bobbing like normal.
Yeah.
That's like
Remember-
essentially
when we
that's like Lucci if he dodged a jet Gatling.
Yeah, but
Like,
Katakuri
that's the-
dodged it, got close, and fucking decked Luffy in his face, bro.
Nigga,
That's what I'm saying.
he
We're
kicked him in his.
we're
he kicked him in
underestimating
his
his
throat,
combat speed
like-
because of his observation hockey. We're gonna realize it. When we
But
see
the thing
anime.
is, what this showed, like that ending fight, where it's like he could always use Dice Mochi. He could have caught Luffy at any time, at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At any
Yeah,
time.
no, that dice
Which is
mochi-
like crazy to me.
So, but you know, it's like he believed in Luffy. I guess I don't know. I think
That's
at some
it,
point he had some interest in Luffy. At some point, he started garnering
I mean,
interest.
for me, at the end of the day, like Oda very much wanted us to like gain Katakuri.
He wanted us to like Katakuri. He wanted us to like
Yeah.
Katakuri. He
Yeah,
did.
for sure. Yeah,
He
of
did.
course.
Like
he wanted-
Katakuri's a likable character.
He is.
Yeah, too bad Katakuri has that fucking Zoro thing to him because there's so many Katakuri fanboys that people just hate him because there's so many Katakuri
Yeah.
fanboys.
But I don't get that though. The thing is,
That's why I like Alvin.
but the thing is, it's different because like we've been following Zoro the entire series, so you know why we like Zoro. But it's like when we like a character like Katakuri, it's just like because he's fucking dope. I don't think it's
Yeah, he's badass.
and even like
And then we have character added to him because of this chapter.
and even like Doflamingo as well. Doflamingo's fucking dope. Like that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
he's
but,
like.
but I think his characterization was a lot better and so compared to what we got Katakuri. Because
Oh,
him, it's like with
exactly.
him,
We've seen.
Wait. Who you think Doflamingo's characterization is better than Katakuri?
I mean, in terms of exploration for, I think
Oh, I think so.
I think so. I think so.
I think so. I think so. Just because
Yeah.
Doflamingo, we knew what his goals were after the fact. Like Doflamingo still had goals.
Okay, I feel what you're saying.
We had a
think-
longer
I
time
think-
with him too, to like.
And he grew.
flesh him out even more.
Like we kind of
We've seen Doflamingo throughout the whole story.
yeah.
Like,
We have a timeline of his growth and his morals. Like we
Doflamingo,
yeah.
I agree with you. Like Doflamingo, like in terms of how his presentation was as a character was very clear, but in terms of like, I don't know, like I like had like, this sort of ambiguous, like the give and take with.
Yo,
with
someone is
somebody's
running
like,
through
yeah.
a windstorm right now, dog.
Yeah, that's
I feel like Dofi was fleshed out more, right? Dofi was fleshed out more, but
when I'm saying
Katakuri
I like
is a real one.
I like the sort of give and take that we had with Katakuri.
What do you
know
mean?
what I mean? Like he was at times incredibly menacing, and there were also at times where we were incredibly sympathetic to who he was as a character.
Don't forget
like-
Doflamingo. He got fucking
but
pissed when these niggas was laughing at Pika.
But
Like, don't fuck with my guy.
Even with Doflamingo's backstory, for me personally, when it was presented to me,
Yeah.
I still felt very turned off. Like it didn't make me change. It didn't make me view Doflamingo in a different light. I didn't.
No,
I
because he's a
wasn't-
spoiled
I
rich
didn't-
kid.
The thing is, it changed me because at that point it's like you had a kid who was fucking royalty. Then you brought him to the fucking slums and you had him stoned.
Yeah, that was a great backstory.
Like
that was
kids like of course like look at Corazon. Corazon didn't do that. Kids are fucking different. So you're gonna have kids that like react differently to things. So Doflamingo's like, yo, I want to fucking kill all of you. That's like a reaction that some people are gonna have.
Again, listen.
That's
listen,
true.
but
Did you guys see Black Panther?
Yes. Look at Killmonger.
Yeah, literally, that's exactly what I'm thinking. It's like it's Killmonger and T'Challa. It's
Yeah.
like two different ideals.
Oh yeah.
That's true, but all I'm saying,
It's
like,
funny
for me, like,
Rogers
all
said
it
that,
did
but
was.
People forget I used to work for Marvel, man. It's like
no, that's true.
Wait,
I got that shit in my blood, man.
You're all
I'm
fake
saying,
Black
like-
Panther fans.
Yeah, I didn't watch that shit.
Whatever,
Perfect,
call it.
man.
Y'all remember
All I'm
King
saying-
Riku?
Wait, what was I want to hear what Soap saying. Soap, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it just reaffirmed Doflamingo for me because Doflamingo from jump to me was this character with this insane sort of god complex. Like he never liked people above him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he always like the reason why he flied and always stood on his strings in the clouds and shit. So when I'm seeing him unlock his conquerors and hanging up there like Jesus, fucking making peasants knock out shit. Like that's like that shit is obvious to me. That was never no shock. Like that, like to me, Doflamingo was always the sort of spoiled, arrogant
He's
sort
super
of character.
egotistical.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't
But
a
when we had
unique villain.
Right, but when we meet Katakuri,
No, but
Katakuri,
the thing is though,
by his introduction, wait, just real quick, like by his introduction was menacing. You know what I'm saying?
Was
Like,
he?
this is the one nigga that could.
Oh
fuck
yeah,
up
he was.
I don't know if
this
he was
is the one
menaced.
He
dude
shot
that
a
could
nigga
fuck
through the. He shot a dude through the head. His
Nah, but at the time,
But that dude deserved to get shot though.
At the time he was introduced, he was the one man that could have destroyed our entire plans by his introduction. You know what I'm saying? And as we got to know him, we got into more situations with him intercepting us at the ship and Luffy directly forcing him into the mirror world. That tension that I felt. And then like him, you know, repeating his moves and kind of dominating and being the most technical fighter I think we've ever seen in One Piece. Like those, like just that compound and that sort of like flip of a character from this sort of menacing character this character that is seemingly gray in his morals, that is only fighting to protect his family, to then sort of gaining this sort of respect with Luffy and, you know, revealing his mouth and then going to then stab himself. Like that sort of progression we've never ever seen with an antagonist in One Piece.
The
I
thing
think.
is, but Doflamingo, he had he had higher aspirations. Like Doflamingo, he had a whole speech about how the celestial dragons were gonna burn, right?
Yeah.
Where his goal was to ultimately take them down. He wanted to see them burn, but they couldn't do anything to him because he's a celestial dragon and he's connected to Kaido and he's the king of the underworld and he's a fucking warlord.
I think Doflamingo had like the best like overall like character like I don't want to say progression, but just like I don't know what the word is, but like the way Oda set up his character was like the best he could ever do for any antagonist in the series.
Expanded.
Oh no, I know exactly.
Yo, when Doflamingo rolled up on Moria, he's like, yo, who did this?
At the same time, like Katakuri wasn't like necessarily the main villain of this arc like Doflamingo was. So like if the whole cake was like different and Katakuri was like the main villain and he had as much time to set up like Doflamingo did, I feel like his character could have got it fleshed out even more than it already was. Like the little like backstory we got from Katakuri made it like, I don't know, just everything about his character was insane just from the way.
I mean, my argument to that would be that I think the way it was set up with Doflamingo and Katakuri, even though they're quote unquote like the main fight and the main fight antagonist for Luffy, not the main antagonist of the arc, but the main fight antagonist. I think the difference is that backstory was required for Doflamingo because you need to understand where that villain's coming from. Because that villain is never going to be on the side of Luffy.
Never.
No matter what happens in the story from here on out, Luffy and Doflamingo are never going to work together. Like
that's what I fucking love about it.
It's not going to happen. They are completely never. This isn't like a crocodile thing. This isn't like a. Maybe you'll end up having Senior Pink defect and go hang out with Frankie. But like beyond that, it's not happening. Dofi's not going to work with Luffy.
No,
Katakuri, though, the way it's being set up during this arc, could very well in the final war be like, you know what, fuck this, I don't want to be with Big Mom anymore. I'll help you, Luffy. Like that could happen.
And I want to play off of Fru's point because this kind of just spawned my idea. Like I feel like if I had to like put them into terms and categories, like Katakuri or Doflamingo is like the best villain we've ever had in One Piece.
Oh, for sure.
Like in terms of like your mustache twirl, like I'm gonna fucking destroy the world type of guy. That's who Doflamingo.
Bro, this dude was getting off at Marineford of the chaos because of the chaos. Like he fucking loved it.
In terms of like an antagonist, someone that is not morally, is not absolutely wrong. It kind of falls in a moral gray, and that sort of question of ideals. I think Katakuri is the prime example of that.
The great thing about Doflamingo is not that like that our backstory in this wasn't necessarily supposed to make you feel bad for him. It was just kind of like there to like show how
to understand him more.
It just amplifies what we know.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It explains how we got to the point where he was. It's not like,
but that's why I appreciate
Katakuri
Katakuri so much more, because Katakuri's was sort of a revolution in sort of what it presented to us. Like every time when we got a little insight on Katakuri's backstory, it always changed what we previously thought about him. When we first heard that he slid up, he came out standing up. Like everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah. It's like first he's perfect. Then he's insecure, and now it's all for the purpose of being unselfish for his family. Like he stripped his pride away.
Now he, like before we even thought like, oh, he's a little more humanized now. Even when he lost to Luffy, but now we understand his perspective of like why he feel like why he's been humanized and why he can finally like be himself. It's just a matter of like because he had to hold his facade because of his family. They were holding him to
Yeah, he was doing it for them.
Now
Yeah.
that he lost, and now that everybody knows that he's not perfect, he can be himself now.
But now I think now it's going to be super interesting now for Katakuri how he goes about things with Big Mom. Where it's like right now he's thinking about liberation, right? And for Katakuri, does he view Big Mom differently? Because does he know about the shit that Big Mom doesn't know about? You know what I mean?
But is he gonna act on her?
You know, does he act on that? Where it's like him being open, does he kind of force it for Big Mom to be open? Does he start asking questions like of like Struzan, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Why all the tantrums? Or do they already know why she's doing all of it? You know what I'm saying? Like with Katakuri, does it change his way of thinking going forward? Because now he's different. He's different.
I agree. I definitely love that question because I feel the same way. But I don't think it's something that's gonna happen like immediately.
No, not now. You can't do it right away.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like this interaction with Luffy though, like causes that tsunami to start happening. So whatever causes, even if Luffy comes back again, like when Luffy comes back again to fade Big Mom, like he will be primed to take that action because of whatever's happened in between. I feel like.
One thing somebody's bringing up in the chat was Solomon Gilmore mentioned he's like Crocodile was evil as shit just as much as Doflamingo.
No.
But quickly bringing that up, I'm glad this guy did, because if you look at even the actions of Crocodile and Doflamingo, you could maybe make arguments that they're as quote unquote evil in their own arcs. But if you look at Crocodile and Doflamingo, the key difference there, and the thing that was sort of like open for Luffy to eventually work with him in the way that he did during Impel Down to Marineford, is that we did not get a true backstory for Crocodile yet.
Yeah.
We'll probably end up getting that whenever we find out what the secret is that Ivankov was keeping over his head.
Yeah.
Like, but Doflamingo, it was necessary to set up all this backstory so you understand where he's coming from. Because again, we're never going to find that out because he's never going to work with Luffy.
I think other characters just doesn't have that
Arlong was an
establishment
asshole
yet.
too.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Arlong was fucked up. Arlong was fucked up.
Arlong,
That's one of my favorite
that's
arcs.
been Arlong's character the whole time. We even back in the
But
day.
I personally think like I don't even like the comparison of Crocodile and Doflamingo. Like I think Crocodile is a sort of a different beast. You know what I mean? Like Doflamingo, because of who he is, because of him being a celestial, is sort of grandiose in the way that he acts. Crocodile is very methodical. He's not malicious for the sake of being malicious. Like he's malicious purely because it's to reach an end. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Doflamingo has an end as well.
What is
at the same time?
I'm
like,
seeing Ty in the chat right now saying Doflamingo had a change of heart after his loss. What are you talking about? He gave a giant speech when he's laying there on the boat saying, like, the giant war's about to happen and I'm going to be there. See
He's
you
like,
then.
you shouldn't have taken me out. I was holding the reins.
Exactly. Yeah, he didn't change. He never changed.
My man was talking shit after he got his ass whooped. Like I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, because he's talking to Suru, and Suru starts talking to him. He's like, yo. Then Suru asks him, like, what do you think is going to happen? Like,
right.
And Dova's like, you should have defeated me. Yeah.
You
You shouldn't have taken me out. You shouldn't have done it.
No strings.
He ain't knocked me out because he ain't knocked that change out my pocket, blood. I'm
Nah, Dofi did not have a change of heart at all. He's like, yo, give me a fucking newspaper for this chaos.
But like Dofi goes about. He's more of like an insane character. Like I feel like he's a maniac. He's a sociopath, but he's like a maniac. While Crocodile is more of like he's like a businessman essentially. He thinks about
I think Dofi has some business to him. Remember before he turned his
Dofi.
Remember Dofi's rocking that fly ass suit back then.
Yeah, Dofi isn't like a crazy person. He's not necessarily like a crazy person. I'm just saying he's in terms of like
because he wants the world to burn for what happened to him.
He's not
He's saying
crazy.
Dofi the type of Dofi like a mafia suit. You know what I'm saying? Like a mafia.
Well, it's the environment that made the kid.
While Crocodile is like a venture capitalist.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's a perfect example.
Dofi's
but I feel like for the pirate world, how Doflamingo's going about it is more effective.
Supernova's going to become the pirate king.
Yeah, of course.
Kinda
Of course,
narrowed
the
it
way
down.
that Doflamingo is going about it is more effective. He's affecting the world.
He's connected to everybody. Every faction. Like everything.
Speaking of that, factions, Big Mom. He's connected to Kaido. He like it's.
They say Whitebeard's like medicine in the head is fucking Jolly Roger. Like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You know, so
Actually,
and then we found out that what you call it, Ichiji and those boys, they were able to overcome those islands because like the islands now they're not getting supplied by the weapons from Doflamingo, so like a lot of turnover is happening now because he's not there. So like the world government could have caused like more issues because you took down Doflamingo initially.
God damn.
So
that's crazy. Doflamingo is actually such a ridiculous character in the show.
I mean, and of course because
dude, I love him
because of the smile shit with Kaido. Now Kaido is about to go on a rampage, and you know, and Dragon had mentioned CP0. They're moving, so they're getting stronger. So like Doflamingo going down, he was right. He's like, you shouldn't have taken me out. Like I was holding the reins to everything.
And I think Dofi's actually happier being with the Marines because at this point that's his protection, right?
He's safe.
Like, if he was on his own, Kaido would have been like Joker, and he would beat him up. But now, like Doflamingo's with the Marines, they want to keep him hostage. It's like he's safe. He's an anthem.
But I think with Kaido, as long as Dofi can help him, he'd be fine. Because Doflamingo's like I just need a factory. You know what I'm saying? Like
I heard somebody bring up what Big News said about like the worst generation. Like you think he said that about like Kaido and them when they was coming up? Oh, like these niggas is definitely going. One of these niggas definitely or like.
No, I don't think so.
No, I was saying Dofi said, "Oh, who's gonna rise up to be the Pirate King?" And then he said that afterwards. Big News Morgan.
Yeah, well, Morgan's even mentioned it's gonna be someone from the worst
generation, which we kind of we kind of figured. No, the thing is. This is different from what normally happens, though. Like normally, it's like Luffy getting the hype. Now the entire worst generation got hype,
which is perfect.
Which is
great.
It's
like before, it's like we thought everything.
How excited? No. How excited are you guys to hear Morgan say that in the anime? His deep ass voice is gonna sound so sick.
I'm so shocked that he has a deep voice. I thoroughly expected him to sound like Big Bird, and then when he ended up coming out like. This is big news. I was like,
I'm wondering.
Big News got a radio show.
Big News. This is Big News Morgan's on RFN 102. And today we're talking about who's going to be the next Pirate King, and it looks like one of the supernovas is on their way to
I'm trying to figure out what shit he saw like what made him think of like that statement? Like he must have seen some crazy shit that Roger did to like notice.
I don't think it's just like from what he saw from Luffy. I think he's seen shit from all of them. Where it's like if what Luffy did at Whole Cake was so far and away better than everything else everyone had done, he'd be like, you know what? It's gonna be the Luffy or Blackbeard. But no, he said the entire worst generation. So there are things that the other people from the worst generation have done that we don't know about that he's seen. That's like. They're fucking impressive as well.
He runs the news organization.
He runs the news.
Finds out everything. Exactly.
I mean, the fact that we see Capone surviving still and like being
Capone is good. Right. Like after all that shit, Capone is fine. Like all these guys.
I do think it is kind of weird. Like not to just stay on Morgan's for a bit, but like. In terms of all the characters that were introduced during this arc, I genuinely think he is one of the most important in terms of the entire overall story.
100%.
And it's funny because he's like this joke character. We all are always joking like, oh, it's big news, and he's goofy looking. And but like legitimately, he is a phenomenal character.
Yes.
With the way they set it up, with like him being a bird, and all the news coups who've been delivering the mail the entire story are actually underneath him, and the way he set up like. Even with Germa, how like he published the German newspaper articles and he published the little comic strip. Like that's amazing.
Yeah,
and this
the flip side of that though is that I don't like that they gave like so much shit to Morgans, but they didn't like flesh out any of the other underworld people at all.
Well, they died. Defeld got
they died.
Well, Defeld was only and stuff.
When Big News
I think Defeld was the only one that died. I don't even know if he's dead to be honest.
Yeah, like Lumet and like Giberson and all those other guys. I mean, we could like soon from them afterwards, maybe around the Reverie time, or like even at the like next chapter, we can see like their whereabouts.
And you know why? Why Stussy wasn't as fleshed out? Because Stussy's a girl. I mean, look at Smoothie, look at Campo, look at Robin, look at Nam. You know.
Yeah. But I mean, I just feel like we could have had like a little bit more. Like when we saw those, we're like, oh shit, the underworld brokers, are they gonna fight with Luffy to help beat Big Mom? Like there was like so much shit going on when that happened.
You know, Oda's gonna bring. He's gonna bring him back. He's gonna bring him back.
Yeah, you can't just introduce him like that.
He's gonna bring him back, and we won't care because we don't.
Yes,
we
are.
I kind of would.
We are gonna care.
Association is though.
You don't care.
I certainly care more about finding out more about like.
Like okay, so if Giberson shows up and be like, "Oh man, it's Giberson." No,
yeah.
whatever.
I mean,
it depends on his purpose, though.
I would for Umit,
We have Peklo and like who are the other ones? Peklo and Giberson and Umit. Like Dude, I'm much more interested in finding out like their stories than I'm about any of the other like Charlotte family members who we still know nothing about. Like, I don't care about them. I genuinely care about the underworld. I think
like,
that's
I'm sorry, like the second I heard Umid talk about like the far reaches of the north, like that says something about like, the new world itself. Because like there's like little places that we haven't seen yet, and the way you hype that up, it's like we haven't even seen like much of the new world yet.
Did you guys see the full interview from Oda recently? Like I think it was around chapter 888 from what I was reading.
The Jump one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys read the whole thing about it?
Yeah, what about it?
So like Oda talked about villains as well. It's like, yo, you don't really he said he doesn't really kill villains. So that's a good thing. So he said like the villains, they can always come back. That's like one of the things he does on purpose. So it's like with the characters he introduces, like they always come back. Like he does it on purpose. He even said like, you know, some characters, I'm not sure when a character's gonna come back, but if it makes sense, like I introduce the character back into the story. That's why he doesn't kill the characters.
Is Pedro officially dead?
I don't know.
I hope so. I mean,
don't know.
after the opening of this chapter, it seems like if they bring him back, that would genuinely be cheap.
What do you think about? I have a theory though. What if Pedro's the traitor?
No, stop that.
I mean, at this point, no.
The traitor. What do you mean? What traitor?
Remember the traitor that we talked about that how like Jack got to Zoe?
For Zoe?
I think the only reason Pedro would be alive would be if Oda wants to write him like as like a false suicidal. Like the whole time he was planning on ditching them and like leaving the scene so that his secret wouldn't be given away that he was working for Kaido the whole time.
No, I think that would be bad. I think
that
would
one thing that would make them a dub though.
Character development that would destroy character development for.
If they were going to do that,
yeah, no, because I feel like the thing I'm most excited for is to see what the development of Pedro's death does for Sanji, because I think that's crucial for Sanji and the Straw Hats, especially.
Yeah, someone died for his sake.
You know what I mean?
I do wonder though, even if they do that, like look at if Pedro is actually dead, right? And they were talking about the traitor. The one thing that would actually be a twist that would make sense is if it was Carrot, because Carrot jumped on the ship, had no real reason other than going on an adventure, was kind of not in a lot of the really big scenes. She was just like hanging around in the background. Obviously, she cared about Pedro. That's why she was crying. I don't think these were fake tears. And I think a lot of people expect her to join the crew at this point because, I mean, she has nowhere else to go.
Right.
And so realistically, if she's not going to join the crew, and she's not going to join the Grand Fleet as like the head of the new Nox Pirates or something, which is probably not going to happen because Peckham's isn't dead. Like that leaves one thing is that she could end up being the traitor.
No offense, Roger, but if people are saying my theory kind of creditless or like far fetched, like
I'm not saying. Mind you, I'm not saying I think this is likely. I'm not bringing this up as a theory. I believe. I'm literally just saying that this is a potential option. I do not believe this. I do not want that. I'm not going down with that shit, man. It's not a jump check 5 thing.
That would be a crazy twist.
By the way, Brago.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, did you guys see the panel with Seth and those two guys that were sitting on the table? That is actually like from Romance Dawn that Oda at a pilot farm.
Oh, what?
It's nobody watched. Don't worry about it.
Wait, you figured out who they were?
Yeah. Those are people from Romance Dawn. This is a pilot that Oda wrote a while ago.
Oh, you're right. The ones at the table in Baratier on page 19.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh man, they actually are. Yeah. That's weird.
That's
Hold on.
Making those characters canon. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, did you guys pick up on the cover page as far as like how?
Yeah, the important thing.
I didn't know if anybody wanted to talk about it because it's too
Yo, I love that.
Vasco's shot on the cover page.
That cover page, the Ghostbusters shit, it was so dope. By the way,
like anytime I get to see Usopp, I'm always happy. Come on.
Yeah, with that, but it sums up the whole art. I feel like.
You had the donuts, you had cracker, you had smoothie.
That, what are the chances?
Well, they're Ghostbusters, right? They're Ghostbusters and they're candy. So it's like
it's like Candy Busters or whatever.
You mean like souls, candy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what are the chances we go to see Wano and we see Zoro captured in a cell?
If that happens, I'm coming after Oda.
I would like it.
Oh my god!
No, I'm not waiting 2 years, my boy.
I wouldn't mind it.
I would love it. That shit would be fucking amazing.
I
I feel like we should start seeing Zoro do stuff.
Well, Zoro gets captured a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, as long as fucking like the way he gets out of the cell isn't that he has to bake a cake to fucking make Kaido faint.
Oh my god!
I do think he's gonna get separate from the group,
though.
I do think he's gonna be separate from the group though.
Yo, y'all are forgetting
He's gonna
about
get
the
lost.
Orc and Legend.
Well,
Y'all are
not really
forgetting about the
lost,
most
not really
important
lost.
character.
Who's that?
Usopp.
Really lost, Brago, but I think he's
Dude,
like going
stop.
on
He's probably with the Tengus or anything.
than the
Usopp.
all the other straw hats. Like he's gonna have like his own little thing going on in Wano.
Who's Zoro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know about
he'll
that.
probably be training. He'll be like rolling up all the swordsmen and everything by the time we actually get back to him.
He should be getting faded immediately because niggas should be pressing him over that sword.
Would you guys
but
be
he's
upset if Zoro's all bloodied up and then he beats somebody that's like worth a name or whatever, and then they just show us the fight in a flashback? Yeah.
I mean, as long as we
fight in a
get it.
flashback.
I mean, as long as we get it, like it'll be stupid to off screen more stuff because then.
How about if we see him bloody, just laying down, just knocked out?
I mean,
No,
I
like,
would love
kid treatment.
I would love to see a situation where it's like Vagabond because like they have a thing where Musashi he fought like a bunch of like old people from like a school and stuff, like 70-some people, and like at the end of the fight he was pretty much like worn down. So I could see a situation where like Zoro has fought like a whole bunch of swordsmen, then like he's pretty much on the ground from fighting like a whole bunch of people, like holding his own ground.
Hey dude, Zoro versus 100.
Well, I don't know.
I'm really hoping.
I'm really hoping to talk to you about this last, but the thing was that the 47 Ronin, and that's actually like a true story of the Japanese culture.
Yeah.
And it is about like people losing their the shogun and have to work under somebody else, and like an intruder they first think it is, and actually gonna help them later on. I think that that's gonna use in this story as well with Wano, and Zoro is gonna be that intruder that's gonna help them, save them from the new shogun eventually.
Yeah. But also, I'm thinking too, like with the Shogun. Like, do you guys see the Shogun be an actual fighter or more of a political like figure?
He's definitely gonna be a fighter.
I think.
I mean,
I think he's more of a political figure. Like,
because if I look at like Gintama, right? Because in Gintama we have like a Shogun, but the guy's not really a fighter, and like he's like more the political like villain. So we could see the same thing. It can go like either way.
I mean, it's definitely possible that fucking the Shogun is kind of like a what the fuck's that dude's name with the mask from it?
Spandam?
Yeah, he could be like a Spandam type dude, but I don't see that being.
Shoguns, but Shoguns.
He could be the Shogun that have like a right hand sword.
They're not samurai. Shoguns aren't samurai. Shoguns command samurai.
Yeah, like he could have like a right hand commander that actually does the things for him, like his own top tier swordsman.
It's like Kuina.
Yes.
I mean,
Kuina, yo, bro.
Why would he have I think
Don't
the
say
Shogun gonna have
Don't
it.
say that.
Honestly,
Don't
I'm
say
not
it.
gonna lie to you. I hate the Kuina theory.
Really?
I hate it.
I don't think. I
that.
think she's dead. I
It's
think
better-
she's not.
it's better than her
Yeah,
father.
because to me, if Kuina's alive, why do we have Tashigi?
If
cares?
Kuina's alive, why is
Yeah.
that Zoro?
They're sisters, man. They fell down the stairs and yeah.
And you guys also got to remember, like Wano seems like a really like competitive, I guess is the best word I can think of right now, place. So like, I don't think they're gonna have anyone leading them unless they're like a truly strong swordsman.
I think Kuina.
But if
Kuina
we-
was
I
well.
agree with that.
She was really strong when she was younger.
Yeah,
So-
Zoro was taking L's back then. From
Yeah.
One thing.
Same
I
when
never.
she was younger. Like,
Zoro was taking out grown ass.
You said like she's
Man.
alive? I think she's alive.
Kuina
I think so.
could have
There's
fell
no
down
way
the
they
stairs.
can
Right?
say she fell
Kuina could have fell down the
Kuina is not
stairs.
the fucking Shogun.
He could have.
No. No, I don't think she's a shogun.
Hear me out. This is something that probably like will never happen. I don't really believe it. But Kuina could have fell down the stairs. She could have got amnesia, and then she could have been sent to the. She
But
could have
why?
been sent.
Oh lord.
Why would they fake her death for?
I'm just saying,
Amnesia.
Zoro said looks. I'm just saying, Zoro said Tashigi looks just like her. So.
Yeah, he's what's it?
I'm just saying, Mihawk can be the Shogun. I'm just saying.
There you
Yo,
go.
there's giants.
Mihawk?
There's merfolk. She's a
Well,
I'm
doctor.
just saying. I'm just saying though.
I really genuinely hope the Shogun isn't.
She's a
I do genuinely hope the Shogun isn't a character that we already know about. But if it is, I mean, it could be Shiki. It could genuinely be Shiki because Oda's mentioned on
Shiki would be
numerous
hype.
occasions
That
he
would
likes
hype.
the character. He hasn't really been shown in the canon beyond, him escaping from Impel Down and the Ed War thing. And like the artwork that was revealed of Shiki in like all of the Treasure Cruise games and stuff like that, he's sitting on a throne that looks like out of Wano country, and behind him are two dragons and a sun. It's like, if
He's
anybody's
also
gonna be a shogun, it might be
He would be
Shiki.
low key safe from Marines there, huh?
Yeah,
He would.
yeah, he wouldn't have to.
He would be.
But how does
Okay, hold on. Let's
I don't
just
think the
assume
Shogun.
I would
needs
beat
that
this up. I don't
Jinbei
want it to be
stash, though.
Jinbei.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say, would you guys be pissed if that was true? Like,
I wouldn't be
don't know how
happy.
I feel
I
about
wouldn't
that.
I would be
If you
particularly
think about it,
thrilled.
we're not gonna be able to new
I'd
characters
only be upset
story,
if
right?
the legend that returns is somebody we already knew as well, and both of these two motherfuckers are people we already knew.
Yeah, because again, like we're getting like new characters coming into the story already, like from the Charlotte family and stuff, and like, we kind of need to keep that thread going. Yeah, like some old character, kind of it does take away from the hype.
Like especially if Zoro fights Shiki at the end of the arc, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Like
that'd
that would be so weird.
That would be weird. Yeah,
that'd be super weird.
I want Wano to start off with like. I know I sound like a joke, but like I want Wano to start off in the middle of Wano essentially. Like I want the fights to already be going on.
Wait, what?
Like I want like
I think what he's trying to say is when
stuff to already be happening.
So they're already in trouble. So they're
already in trouble. Yeah, I want them to already be in trouble. To already be like shit going on.
The thing is,
I don't want any like I don't want.
Then isn't that how Zoe started? Didn't Zoe start that way?
Out all this shit.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it did.
What?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's saying that we should go backwards and like learn what happened. I think he's just trying to say like when Luffy gets there, there's shit already going down. Like Zoro.
Right.
Yeah, I want shit.
When we got to Zoe, wasn't Sanji? Remember the whole Sanji thing already taking place. We got our flashback.
Exactly. Like I want exactly that.
Yeah, you want it to be like Zoro.
I don't want to have a flashback though. I don't like fucking flashbacks.
Well, it was they had to tell us what happened.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I know. But like that was like okay, the way Zoe did it was perfect.
Was perfect. I thought it was perfect.
I don't want to.
Yeah, Zoe was great.
Zoe's my favorite New World arc. So easily, Zoe's my favorite arc in New World.
Exactly. It started off so it just the whole time it was so strong in terms of information, in terms of combat, in terms of like finding out about the world. That shit was so good.
I love the attachments with Dressrosa for like what the stuff he gave us, and of course like the Kaido.
Hold on, Ling is talking. Hold on.
Go ahead, Ling.
Oh, so tell me what bit I lost. All right, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Your name's
okay. We can move on because that's all Ling wanted to say. Okay.
Ling has no opinion with that fucking name.
All right, thank you. No, I'm just saying.
Nah, you ain't got no opinion. Get the fuck out of here. That shit. Your name's fucking Ling.
Overrated.
Wait,
I'm done.
Yo, let Ling talk, man.
It is.
Go ahead, Ling.
Go ahead.
He's trying to slander Zoe, saying it's overrated.
Oh
no, don't say that.
Okay, then you're Ling. You're just. Oh my god.
No, he has a valid argument for it.
Wait, what's the argument? I want to hear this.
I didn't hear.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ling.
I'm just saying. As soon as everybody found out that goddamn the stuff with Momo and all that crap happened, we found out about the poneglyphs. Oh my god, the arc is so great. But before then, everybody was like, "Oh man, this arc ain't all that." Oh,
that's
all
true.
of a sudden, yeah, I heard the shit. I heard everybody. Like oh man, it ain't all that. Yeah,
okay, but Ling,
experience though, man.
But Ling, can people change their opinion on things?
Yeah,
you must be.
I mean, to be fair, I'm only speaking from my experience with this, but like if you go back and watch, because that was the first arc I did in its entirety reviews for. That was the very first arc, and you can go back and watch every single review, and almost all of them were incredibly positive. And I think that's the reason I got such a backlash. I genuinely feel like that's a big reason why I got backlash during Whole Cake Island is because people thought I was a giant fanboy, and I was like, no, it's just this arc is godlike. And then we get to Whole Cake Island, I started addressing problems, and they were like, I watched you when you reviewed Zoe, and you liked everything. This sucks. Why have you lost your love of One Piece? It's like, it's because it was a better arc. What's wrong with you?
No.
How dare you have your opinions, Roger? How dare you?
Yeah, I know.
What were you saying, Wayne?
The majority of people do that. Like they said, Whole Cake. Oh man, Whole Cake, alright. All of a sudden, as soon as Luffy got put in the cage, oh man, Whole Cake is decent. He fought Katakuri, man. This shit trash. Look,
but I think that's okay though, because sometimes you ever listen to a song, you're like, man, I don't like this song. This song's trash. Then you keep listening, you listen to it again, and you're like, that's alright. Then after you're like, yo, this don't snap. Like
that's like me with God's
like every song on the radio.
Yeah. That's what that was.
Not every song on the radio, because there's some songs on the radio I hate them.
That was me. That was me with Worst Behavior. When I first heard it, I didn't get it. Now I love it. Real talk. I
fucking love Worst Behavior when it
dropped. What do you mean you didn't get it?
But maybe I was just having a bad day. Listen, I was having a bad day when I first heard it. I was like, man, nah.
Nigga, he was on his worst behavior.
I get it. It's just when I first heard it, I was like, eh.
Yeah, sometimes you're not in the mood for that.
Yeah, motherfucker. No,
I get that.
But nah, like there's certain arcs where I reread them, like I appreciate them a lot more, like Whiskey Peak, like
Thriller Bark
is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Thriller Bark.
pretty good.
When I first watched like Thriller Bark in the anime, like before when I first watched it, I thought it was just like comedy trash, and then when I reread it, I was like, wow.
Skypiea is definitely like
Skypiea is Skypiea is top 3, man. It was awesome.
Skypiea is top 5.
Yeah,
still does nothing for
I think the best arc is still Sabaody, but you know, that's me.
I mean,
even with Skypiea though, I feel like
Impel Down to me.
I hear that argument a lot too.
And his lobby is pretty good too, in my opinion. But
Ennie's lobby was my favorite.
With Skypiea, like a lot of people refer to Skypiea as that arc where it's like if you were reading this week to week, you would have hated it because things were like set up in the same way. No, dude, like I read chapter by chapter Skypiea. It wasn't week to week, but I mean, I was reading it like one chapter at a time. Wasn't bum rushing through it. Didn't speed read it, and I thoroughly enjoyed that arc every chapter because. The thing that he did in Skypiea was he did sort of a setup like what he did with Whole Cake Island, where we already knew about the Tea Party with, Eneru's game, where he made the prediction that there's only going to be 5 people left standing. So the whole time you're reading it, and as characters are being taken out, you're like, who's going to be in that final 5? And Luffy technically isn't included in that final 5 because he's eaten by the snake. So it's like Robin and all these other and Ohm and like Zoro and stuff. And it's like totally out there. It's very different. And then as soon as you finish that up, and then you get to Luffy and he pops out of the snake and that like shakes things up with Eneru because Eneru revived himself at that point. Then you end up seeing Luffy's got this rubber power and it's like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course he's not going to be affected.
Yep, it's right in your face the whole time.
That shit fucked me. I was like, holy shit.
My favorite bit of the entire
thing about perspective. Like,
and the face he made, oh my god, the face he made when he realized this shit doesn't work.
It was so good.
Honestly, I think now, like if we were discussing Skypiea now, we knew NL had like a electricity fruit and Luffy's rubber, we would have put it together. A lot sooner.
No, wait, hold on. Probably, Can I just say something real quick? Because I was gonna say, like, for me personally, it's funny hearing Roger's perspective. Because when I first watched Skypiea, I hated it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as soon as I found out what Anel's powers was, it was just like, well, this is a waste of my time. Like, the only thing I enjoyed about Skypiea was the Nolan flashback. Like, that is
his flashback's amazing, man.
Ooh, great.
Yeah. But Calgara,
one of the best.
Calgara.
It truly is, man.
Like, even when we're counting down to like the 5, the last 5 people, like even though Luffy was in the snake, in my mind it was just like, well, he's gonna get out of that snake eventually, and then they're gonna fight, and he's gonna win.
But I kind of liked it where like I think it was like 6 or 7 chapters. Luffy wasn't involved in the story just because he was eating by the snake. I kind of liked it because you focus on other people. I really liked that part.
It was awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh well, I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite scenes is from that arc, and it's when Chopper blows that whistle like a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then
he's like, I'm not gonna use this at all. The dude showed up and he immediately blew it right
away. Are y'all talking about Luffy?
The Chopper.
Yeah, I remember when Luffy did
get the fucking whistle from Ganful.
He saw the unicorn fly away. He was gonna do it again, but they stopped him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Skypiea is
Skypiea was funny. It was funny as hell too. There was some really good moments.
There was, Like I forgot.
I mean, Skypiea has some downtime too, like the Forest of Balls or whatever. Like there's stuff that isn't great.
It's annoying, but I don't hate it as much now because like you going back.
I never hated
like
that.
how observation hockey kind of hits it, where the concentration stuff. Because that's what
you guys talking about when they were fighting Satri. I like that.
Yeah, because that gave us like the observation hockey thing, where like calmness and stuff, whatever. If you don't have it, it doesn't work. And that was like our first hint towards that, and leading up to Katakuri now. In like Whole Cake Island, like, oh, where do we remember that from the ball pit stuff? Like,
I definitely though feel like if we were reading that week to week now, and like there was a YouTube community at the time, everyone would have hated it, and then people would have been furious, absolutely furious. Yeah. You would have had the equivalent of Dustin going, "This is trash," when Satori's brothers show up. When what are his brothers' names? Like the two
Katakuri and Monterey or something.
Oh my god! People would have been like, "We're really getting a double Satori fight again."
So angry about that.
I would have liked to see some. I would have liked to see some reactions to like Zoro surviving, like taking Luffy's pain.
Oh,
yeah.
I wanted people to be like, "That's fucking bullshit," or it'd have been like,
everyone would have put cloud on his name that day. Like,
because the thing is, like, when I read this, when I was reading One Piece, I didn't know like the communities and how that worked and stuff. So like for me, when I was reading that, I'm like, yo, is he actually going to get rid of like Zoro this way, like the way it's being set up, and then just seeing him like standing there all in blood, and it's like, it's nothing, man.
No. And in the anime, when they had that music, the very strongest music in the anime, oh my god.
Yeah, the anime did it really well.
That scene was fucking epic.
Epic. Dude. That shit sends chills down my back.
Can we all agree though? Can we all agree though that Serb Village is the worst art?
No, Long Ring Long Island exists.
Yeah.
Long. I know.
Man, no way, dude. Absolutely, I will say Long Ring Long Land is better than Serp. No, I will say Long Ring Long Land is better than Serp Village for one thing, and that is the power of blacks. That is far and away the best moment. You guys know what I'm talking about. During the scanlations of Long Ring Long Land, it was scanlated. I'm not even joking. It was scanlated that the afro contained the power of blacks, and that they are the strongest people in the world. And I remember reading. I remember.
That's not
racist. I remember sitting there. I know. I remember sitting there reading that and being like, but I remember sitting there reading it and being like, there is absolutely no way that Oda did this right now. There is no way he was this. It was unbelievable.
Suddenly agree with Greg. Get the fuck.
Hey, I wonder how they tackle man the 4 kids dub. That's what I want.
Oh man.
I want to see what they did with the 4 kids dubs. That'd be the funniest.
Nah, I fuck with
that. Was straight up one of the most uncomfortable things I ever read, because that was right when I started reading the translations online. Yeah. And I remember like reading that and being like, "There's just no way that
this is not making the final cut, probably."
No way.
It's a clip going around about Dragon Ball like that.
There's no way, man.
Did you guys see the Dragon Ball clip?
Don't shoot, that man's not black.
Don't shoot.
And they made Tsunami, bro.
That man's not black. It was like, whoa.
Don't shoot him, he's not black. I was like, wow.
Like, hold your fire.
He's not black.
Like, honestly, like, the timing of that shit, I was like, ooh.
I was like, ah.
It was like,
damn, bro, that's a bad
a little
one.
cringe. A little cringe.
They could have just rephrased it any other way.
Yeah, just say Goku black. Like, why you gotta say black?
That's not black.
Don't shoot, he's not black.
I was like, come on, man.
What?
Y'all gotta chill. Hold on, let me get to some of these donations, because Omniheart is going in here. He said, I'm now totally sure that Rakim is actually Oda typing into a text to voice converter.
Yeah, right.
Is this Rakim's like alt account? He said there's no way he's a real person. Also, fuck the Sanji haters. I sent what I think is my best dono yet on Streamlabs yesterday. Hold up. Let me see what the fuck he said.
Is that Omniheart?
You gotta pull that up.
Sanji fan.
Okay, here we have it.
Is that Omniheart?
Omniheart 19, yeah. Okay, well, he definitely okay. He said Froob likes to yell 3 sword style before he gets fucked by men in gangbangs, and Devil watches because he's a cuck. Froob is just mad Zola was fucking Mihawk during the time skip. Y'all need to stop this Sanji slander.
I wasn't slandering Sanji. I wasn't
That's
slandering
crazy.
Sanji. I was just telling
You
the
might
truth.
need to take that donation back.
I know.
No refunds.
That's no refund.
Somewhere Grim is giggling in the corner.
Yo, yeah, somewhere. Oh, definitely. For sure.
Oh, that shit was crazy.
Grim somewhere saying, tighten up, bruh. Somewhere Grim is saying that shit.
Why skydiving?
He comes in Discord Fridays.
Wait, they said 2018 is the year of Burkanami. 2019 is the year of Zoro and Usopp. That's what the Loner 23 said.
Burkanami?
What the fuck?
2018.
Get out of here, bro. She needs to have less clothes as possible.
What was 2018? Zoro and who?
Listen, 19 is Zoro and Usopp. 18 is Burkanami.
Oh, facts.
Burkanami.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, facts.
That's crazy.
Usopp's gonna be an L.
No.
Usopp's gonna be a monster in Wano.
A monster in Wano? I wouldn't go that
Forget
far.
Wano. No, forget Wano.
Usopp's gonna be the
No.
Yeah, Elbaf is gonna be Usopp's thing.
Yes,
Elbaf.
exactly.
Usopp is gonna be a.
Usopp's gonna be
Okay, what do we consider a monster? Because I don't know.
He's gonna be a monster.
What do we consider a monster?
I don't think he's gonna be a monster.
He's gonna be. Usopp is gonna be essential, but I was.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking. You gotta pronounce his name now.
Yo, Usopp's gonna be stronger than Sanji by the end of the series.
He already is.
No, stop it. Slurping
on that.
Whoa.
Yes, he is.
Stronger?
I think
he has more clout.
I think Usopp is
Oda's
he's the most essential.
Dead writing it in front of y'all face. Y'all not even gonna
Most essential what?
He's one of the most essential crewmates in the Straw Hats.
Hold on.
Essential, huh?
Yes.
You think so?
He's essential.
I think Nami's more essential.
Yep.
I mean, hey, I think Robin.
I think Sanji's more essential.
Robin is the most essential.
I think
Robin's more essential. I think Zoro's more essential.
Respect Chopper
is more essential.
Sanji is the most essential. Sanji is the most essential. Sanji is the most essential.
I agree.
Then it goes Nami. Then it goes Frankie. Then it goes Usopp.
No, it goes Chopper.
No.
It goes Sanji, Chopper, Nami, Frankie.
No, wait. But Chopper, no.
Robin's no fucking story. Time out. No one else can read the poneglyphs. Robin's the most crucial. What y'all niggas talking about?
No,
that's true. Actually,
she's crucial. She's crucial.
There's
Yeah.
other people that can read the poneglyphs.
Okay, we
Robin's
didn't know
not the
that. We
only
didn't know
one.
that until recently. We didn't know that until
Yeah, I think she's crucial, but I don't think she's the most essential. You know what I mean?
She's not. Yeah, she's not a necessity. She's not.
Chopper is definitely a necessity.
No, she's pretty much
Chopper's a necessity.
I think what we saw from just the crew's journey to fucking Whole Cake to get Sanji, that they need a chef.
They need Sanji.
Let's be real. We don't need a musician.
Did you idiots just say Robin is
We got beatboxes for that.
All Luffy wanted fucking East Blue was a musician. Remember that?
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
That's all
Yeah.
he said. Yep.
I mean, Brook proved his worth in this fucking arc. So I think Brook is fine.
Brooke is the MVP of Whole Cake Island to me.
Yeah, Nami's close behind, but Brook is. Wait. Brook came in with the poneglyph. Nami came in with Zeus, man. I don't know.
Chopper.
The thing is,
the poneglyph is a story. Like it
is, but then again, she played a
progressing their whole.
She weakened another Yonko, and also Nami was able. She fought Luffy with Cracker. Or she fought Cracker with Luffy.
She was able to formulate that strategy with herself to be able to get by Big Mom.
Exactly.
was blooming as well.
And then because of the Vivi card and shit, then they managed to capture King Bomb again to even run away from Big Mom after the fact.
That's true.
Because remember when Big Mom used fucking was it Elbas Spear?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You could argue that because of Chopper, they had the mirror world.
Yeah, they did.
I'm liking Chopper a lot more.
Chopper over Nami and Brook? Oh no. Oh no.
Chopper got slapped up by trees.
Okay, Brago, you believe that?
But what I'm saying is,
Chopper made up the plan to do all that stuff, right? As soon as Chopper made up that plan, everything they've been doing came through the mirror world. No matter what the hell it was, for the most part, had something to do with the mirror world, right? That means Chopper.
I want you guys to just here's okay.
Okay, that's like saying Nov is the MVP of Hunter x Hunter, of Chimera and Arc, because he went to the palace and he. You think he's? What you say?
No, I said you could. I didn't hear the name you said.
Nov.
From
yeah,
Hunter x Hunter.
from Hunter x Hunter. Like he's the MVP because he went.
Someone's also getting some good sleep in.
Yeah,
who's sleeping?
Snoring.
That's my guess.
Passed out.
It's Kyle.
Is Dan?
When in doubt,
I'll put him to sleep.
bet on Dan.
When in doubt, bet on Dan.
It's Kyle. It's Kyle. No, it's Kyle. Look. Hold on.
Nah,
How do you fall asleep?
Yo, get this guy out of here.
That's crazy, dude.
I just muted him, so yeah.
Okay.
Hey man,
No,
he fell asleep. Our voices
That's
like
wild.
soothe him.
I apologize.
Our
Dan.
soothing voices like just put him to sleep. Yeah,
That's actually crazy.
that's kind
So
of.
if you need another soothing voice, this is Big News Morgan.
Yeah, Roger, you should definitely do
this conversation. I really quickly want to do a quick little plug to my friend King of Lightning, who has a beautiful Judge Top 5 shirt that you can find right now on redbubble.com/King of Lightning. It's absolutely beautiful. I know some of you guys in the call also have the Judge Top 5 shirts. You can get it in purple, white, or black.
I'm gonna pause it right now.
Really, it's
I
a wonderful shirt. And
I actually put my order in, so yeah.
and one last thing I want to say before we, get back to the main discussion that I just really want to bring up is, this week the waifu we need to discuss, of course, is is somebody falling asleep? Does Big News Morgans need to go back into his birdcage? All right, well, I'm gonna back right off and I'm gonna give the microphone back to Rogersbase and Brago, but just wanted to hop in and say this is indeed big news.
Yeah, Roger, you definitely got to do a bit.
Yo, that was too good.
That was kind of good.
You got to do a bit about that.
Yeah,
Wait, who's like? I hear an echo.
Ooh, that's a bad echo.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad.
Is it Omi?
Yep.
Yeah, wait.
That's the connect mic.
Do we got to kick Omi?
Yes.
Remember this?
Omi got
Later, bro.
I didn't play all this Call of Duty for nothing. Somebody had to connect.
Just like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
who
get
kicked
hockey
him?
up, bro.
Them. I mean, It is what it is. He'll be back.
Amen.
Shout out to Omi. But
I should definitely. I just realized I should definitely do for my Discord community. I should do big news Sundays or something.
Oh yeah.
Biggest Morgan's.
Hell yeah.
Are you gonna talk like that the whole time?
The whole time. It'd be great for my voice, man. I wouldn't have to yell. I'd just be like, no, calm down.
Caller number 6.
Caller number 6.
Caller number 6. You're on live.
Do this shit like Queen's Flip does. Yo, we have a poll for what do you rate the Whole Cake Island arc. We're gonna have a discussion, like an arc discussion, probably next week. I heard we're getting a chapter next week.
That's already
because apparently, okay, so what happens is that Jump apparently is coming out on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
From what I know. So like it could come out next week or like
Scotch. I think Scotch Informer. He said that we're getting a chapter next week. We're getting it early.
The weekend.
We're getting it early.
What happened to Golden
Early?
Week?
Yeah, we're getting it early. That's why we're getting it early. That's
Before
what he said.
Thursday or just like
Before
early?
Thursday.
The official chapter.
Oh shit!
Wait, but I thought next week was Golden Week though. I thought
It
next
is.
week-
It is. Like,
I don't understand the
but on
why.
Yonko's thing, it says it comes out on a Wednesday. So like Japan gets it on the Wednesday, but for us officially we on the Monday after.
Yeah, so it may come out like super early in the week.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
So look out for like a Monday or Tuesday release possibly.
Hey,
That's what they're
A Monday
saying.
release.
hey,
That's
that'd
like
be
a couple days
sick.
from now.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put this in the chat now. But we have like a straw poll for like what do you rate the Whole Cake Island arc?
It may come out.
I'll give it a 6, maybe
So
6.5.
go
I
vote.
give it a solid 2.
Because right now
Thursday, but
seven is leading.
Next Discord Friday
I'm
would
gonna
be
say
in
6.
probably
Yeah, for
2
me,
months.
I'm gonna say 6 right
Decide your
now.
mouth though. Like,
I'd say 7.
And also tomorrow we're having the 5th Great Ninja War that's happening tomorrow for sure.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Okay.
The Naruto bracket where we're gonna go
Okay, I will
through.
give it an 8.
Ooh, the Naruto bracket. Hey.
yeah, that's a skip.
Hey.
Oh, another
Are you doing that in Hangouts?
I'm ready.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be down for the Naruto bracket. Let me know whenever
Be
you're
careful who
You
you
want
invite.
kids stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very careful.
Yeah, be very careful, man.
Hey
You might get
man,
hacked.
yo, I thought Ty's
We'll be
channel
mad
was
at
gone.
him.
I was like, this nigga his channel is done.
I ain't forget what you
Yeah,
did.
Anime Mafia came after him. bro.
Yo,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
surprised
that
like he didn't get a community strike like right away because that shit was fucking
Yeah.
loud. It was like 2 midgets. And I didn't know what was going on, bro.
Wait,
Hey,
so-
he removed it quick though.
Yeah, he did.
Bro, he started a stream before he removed it. Like I was like, oh, Ty, you gotta take that shit down.
I guess not that quick.
Nah, Ty.
He told him
listen.
not for nothing, but
Hey, listen, when my computer restarted and I logged out, I made a super donation talking about Dopey being a top 5 savage. Would you guys agree with that or no? In the series.
Hey,
he's a
shout out
top
to
5
Kid. Appreciate it, bro.
Five.
Hey, always.
End of series.
He's a top 5 savage. I'm not talking about strength. I'm just saying savage.
Savage
He's
right
a
now?
Yo, kid, who are you talking
End
about?
of
I'm sorry.
series.
Dopey,
Nah.
Dopey.
Not
Dopey.
even.
Oh,
I think
Not
right
even
now
end
the
of series.
savages are who? Jack?
Kaido.
Kaido.
Is Kaido a
That's
savage?
top-
yeah.
Is he a
Yeah,
savage?
Kaido boiled people.
Kaido's the number 1
Yeah.
savage. He don't give a fuck about anyone. I'll put him as like, yeah.
Kaido fell from the sky and whooped some ass. That's some
Yeah,
savage.
Big Mom.
Does that make you a
You gotta say
savage?
Luffy's a savage too.
Does that make you a savage?
Nah,
You gotta throw Luffy in there.
Kaido
Too.
literally got the drop on niggas, bro. Like, how you do that?
Talk about Liddy.
They literally got the drop.
Big
you
Mom's
can
not
say
a savage.
kid. You can say kid too is a savage.
Kid is a savage.
People, like,
He's a
the
savage.
Because if you're a savage, like you're fierce, violent, and uncontrolled. That's
Listen, I
Jack
love Kid.
to a
I love
T.
Kid. Kid's my favorite character, but I think Dopey's a bigger savage than Kid, dude. The
Yeah,
shit
of
he's
course.
done.
For sure.
Dopey's just like
Oh,
he's-
yeah, but we're
he's
saying
done
like to
so
add
much.
other characters.
Oh, of
Dopey
course, of
fucked
course.
Orz
I
up,
agree.
fucked
I agree.
Mori up.
Just like
I mean, Dopey is a savage.
Nah, I like Kid
what I
more.
think.
But
Dopey was laughing when like all the citizens of Dressrosa like and the soldiers were fucking dying.
Marineford.
Yeah.
Even the Marine.
I still can't get over Jack, man. Like
Can we not
what a
forget-
complete
Can
boss.
we not forget that this nigga
Yeah.
he raped Viola, dude? Like, can we not forget?
I mean,
Well, Viola
Yo,
wanted it.
Bellamy would
No,
be a
that's pretty-
savage. Bellamy would be a savage if he didn't, do what he did. If he didn't act like a hoe at Dressrosa.
You can't be a
Yo,
savage.
you can't be a savage.
One-shotted and get one
Yeah,
shot.
he cops some knee pads.
After you got one shot with a nigga with in heels, that's even worse. Like
Just that moment during Zoe where like the flashback, he just keeps going day in and day out against Nekomamushi and Urashi, and
Yeah.
then at the end of all of it, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna crucify you and I'm
Yeah.
gonna cut off your limbs. It's like what?
Yeah.
It was so
Jack,
unlike
who do you
anything
think I
that
am? We're
anyone.
doing
You guys still
did in
remember
the
in the
past, man.
translation where like I forgot who it was, but
Crucify and chill?
Crucify and chill.
Crucify and chill.
Yeah,
Wasn't it Manga Panda? I think it's
It was
Manga.
Manga Panda.
I think it's Manga.
Oh,
Panda.
rest in peace,
It was
Manga
Manga Stream.
Panda.
It was
Look at that.
Manga Stream. It was Manga
It
Stream.
was Manga Stream.
It was Manga Stream.
Crucify and chill. I was like,
Oh,
That should have me.
Stupid.
but then even then, Jack attacked like a fucking ship or Fleet.
With three,
Dude, he doesn't care.
Like,
He knows he's gonna lose, and he doesn't care.
what
That's
are you
why I
doing?
like him. I know Tano well.
Suru, and he did not give a fuck.
Can't give a fuck.
That's savagery.
Yeah, Jack doesn't care. I can't wait to see the other like Kaido.
Dude, when
I put in
Kaido's commanders like pull him out of the water, and we see Jack and Wano like actually going against Zoro. It's gonna be so hype.
That's gonna
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Zoro. I think it's gonna be Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei if he comes back versus Jack. Like
no. No.
no.
Oh, it's just Zoro, bro. Just Zoro.
So Zoro on his own.
Just Zoro.
That'd be a huge moment for him.
Okay.
Just Zoro.
I think no.
Zoro would say,
You're overrating Jack.
No, but even if
Zoro's strong enough to beat
If
Jack,
Luffy's
I'm
strong,
the biggest Jack fanboy on the internet. Literally, my fan base is called the Mammoth Boys, and even I think that it's just gonna be Zoro versus.
Because if you think about it, right? Do we think Jack is the right hand? Is Jack the right hand?
I don't know. I think they might be stronger. They might be stronger.
Possibly, but say Jack isn't the right hand. He's around Cracker or
he's
Snack.
no, he's like Smoothie. He's Smoothie.
Or say he's Smoothie.
Upper.
Smoothie didn't do anything. Jack did a lot.
But she's still the second.
No, but I mean, she's second.
Jack's probably the second strongest commander, in my opinion.
I'd say he's probably more like Cracker.
I would say he's around Cracker. I would say
I think he's around Cracker. Yeah.
You think he's the weakest commander?
He's not the weakest. Snack was the weakest.
Okay, well,
it could be a situation like the Phantom Troop where Jack may be physically imposing, but the others may be smarter and more well balanced.
No, but with the beast powers, I think they're all brute.
I want to see a saber-tooth tiger that's fast.
I want to see a lion.
That'd be so dope. I want a pterodactyl, man.
Pterodactyl.
I want a hot pterodactyl girl with wings. That's what I want. Like, did you guys play? Did you guys ever play Chrono Trigger?
Yes. Oh, that's a great game.
You know the prehistoric girl with like the giant boobs and the long blonde hair, like wears the fur. Dude, imagine if that was what one of Kaido's commanders looks like, and she's like a pterodactyl or something. Oh my god!
That'd be sick.
Or a saber tooth. Like, what if she was a saber tooth? Oh my god!
He needs to have an agent. He needs to have some more.
He needs to have a girl. He needs to have a good girl. Yes. Yeah, man.
I want to see some more insects.
I want to see a lion, man.
I heard that. Yeah, that's
a lion.
Yeah,
lion would be dope. Yeah,
a lion would be a tiger or a lion. Oh,
yeah, I want to see a lion.
They need to put a lion
or like a Cerberus or some shit.
The lion turtle is blind now, so it's like you gotta see the lion zone.
There you go.
Yo, where's Peckham's? Where's Peckham's?
Peckham's being held down.
Peckham's still there.
Is Peckham's he's still being held down?
Some lion turtles right now.
So how many of you think Kaido has the? Right now. How many of you are guessing that Kaido has the Oni fruit or some shit? Like that's.
I mean, I've been saying that since day one.
Well, I
made a theory.
I truly believe that he is a dragon who ate a like mythical human fruit. That was the Oni or demon. Fruit.
I gotta go with the factual theory from Ora Jackson that Kaido is actually a poneglyph that ate a devil fruit. All right.
What the hell? What?
Hey, Brago.
Come on, bro.
Dead ass, yo. That was wild. I saw that at Ora Jackson. I'm like, niggas are serious.
Anyone else think Kato's oven's dead?
What?
Hey, Brago, though.
Yo, didn't Joy Boy post that picture? I saw Joy Boy posted that picture, like of their beards. Because they're similar.
Yeah, they got the same.
Wait, how about? But you guys know, how about the theory?
How
about the theory that Kaido is like from the same race as Oars Jr. or some shit? You guys know about that theory? Like
that he's an experiment or some shit.
No, like he's like the same. Like whatever Oars Jr.'s is, he's like the same kind of race.
Like Oars race
or whatever. Like I guess, or like some kind of like mutant, like Oars. I don't. It's a theory.
Yeah, whatever Oars is, they think Kaido's the same.
Like that's
Brago,
what
I mean.
Omi said he fixes stuff too. Yeah.
Where is he now?
I don't know. He said he fixes stuff, so I don't know if he's still here. Unmute him. If not, just
I'll hop out for him anyways. But have a good night, guys.
All right, lads. Thanks.
See you later.
I'll be wrapping up soon
lads.
anyway, cause
Hey,
I gotta.
Brago.
Yo.
Hey, you think Dragon going to Wano? It's a lot smarter than going over there.
Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he'd more like rather like send somebody than for him to go. I don't think he's going.
Nah, only reason why I say that is because as soon as Koala told him about the stuff about Dressrosa and Doflamingo, it was like, oh, this happened? Little newspaper. As soon as it was like, oh, all these countries had involvement with Doflamingo the Underground, gather all the commanders, we gotta do something. Then immediately after, everybody was like, hey, he's probably gonna go to Reverie. Why in the world would you be like the smartest person in the verse besides Vegapunk, and all of a sudden you just walk into the most fortified time or the most fortified place on the planet?
Well, that's why I don't think
Because
Dragon's going to the referee.
Because he's a gangster. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I think if
Yeah,
anything,
that's why I
he issues like an
That's why I
epic
said he's
speech
going
there.
to Wano.
But Dragon goes to Wano. What's the motive there though? That's the thing.
All right, think about it. Dragon always try to liberate oppressed countries, right? What is Wano right about now?
But he doesn't know for a fact this. Well, I guess
He probably does have.
There's no information about Wano. That's the thing. Nobody knows what's going on in there.
I feel like there's a lot of speculation.
Yeah, but I'm just
Speculation,
saying.
yeah, speculation. Of course, like you can obviously everyone can assume there's some kind of like fucked up shit going on, but
Yeah,
like
but
you know how
this-
there's proof in other countries. Like there's no proof in Wano. Like no one knows what's going on, or like no one knows anything.
No,
about
no, no. I get that. That's what I'm saying. If Dragon got people even in Impel Down
Mhm.
next to Vegapunk and stuff, I'm pretty sure he probably got one person.
Okay. All right.
Probably, but it's like what he's just going there to liberate it. I think the reason why he doesn't go to Wano is because even if he doesn't attack the referee, I feel like this is the prime opportunity, the prime time for him to actually make a move. Even if he doesn't attack there, he can just do shit around the world to let him know, like, okay, it's starting. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where he issues like an official challenge to the world government. I think that's what happens.
You think
Like it's a good time for him to make a move. So.
Yeah, I don't think he goes and liberates Wano. He's like, not right now.
And this is gonna be later on, but you think
liberate Wano? Because all right, if you gonna fight the world government, right? The main two countries you can have on your side, you'll probably have like a 50-50 shot of whooping the world government. You have the giant, you have the people from Wano. Wano, the second strongest country in the verse that we've seen so far. Like if ain't Elbaf, it's Wano. Tell me,
I can agree with that.
Yeah. This man just said liberation. Huh.
Wano over Zoe?
I mean, most of the speculation.
I think Wano's over Zoe.
Really?
Or I think so. Wano, a whole race of samurai.
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
I think Wano. It'll be close. I'm not saying they'll like whoop Zoe.
Hey, we ain't talking full
Wano, I mean,
so are we?
Wano's gonna be
Then I
really
give it to
good.
Wano.
I think Wano's over Zoe, like power wise. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, because Dragon most likely be fighting the.
They've got to be right.
I don't know because like they like
Yeah,
for
I mean, like,
Zoe
they don't have the ability to be like moving constantly. Like Zoe has that benefit. They don't.
No, but I'm saying with Zoe, like, but the thing they stress about Zoe, like these guys, like everybody on Zoe, they've been warriors since they were children, right? And like everybody there can fight. Like for Wano, I'm sure they have swordsmen and people like that. But I don't know if they do they have anyone like on the level of
I think so.
the Dukes.
The Shogun, I'm sure the Shogun.
Well, the Shogun now is
Raizo's probably.
Well, the Shogun is now occupying Wano. I'm talking about like just Wano, like because the Shogun isn't going to be fighting for Wano.
Are you talking about like Are you talking about like the good side? Or are you talking about like what's his name? Why can't I? Momo's like fake dad. What's his name? You know the samurai dude.
Kinemon?
So you think Kinemon's the strongest samurai on the good people side?
No, I don't think so.
Someone above it?
I don't think so, but
I'm just because I'm just saying. You think there's someone stronger already at Wano, like on the good side, except for Kinemon?
I feel like there are.
What's this? Yeah, but how strong are these people? How strong are these people? Because
I think there has to be a lot of them that are medium tier. Honestly,
but the thing is, remember Pedro, right? Pedro beat Tamago, who had like a 400 million berry bounty.
Pedro had a big bounty.
Pedro had like 300 or something, right?
Over 300. Over 300.
Right. So I'm saying like Pedro, he had a bunch of people that was like on his level at Zoe. Like we had Sicilian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pedro's pretty weak though.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I kind of agree with that. Beckham's is pretty weak. I'm not impressed with
Peckham's is weak?
I'm sorry, Pedro.
Why do you think Pedro is weak?
I don't think Pedro's that impressive. Truth be told, I don't know why niggas keep hyping him up.
Wait, why do you think he's not impressive?
I think he's super
impressive. I ain't really seen.
He beat Tamago.
That's not impressive.
I'm more impressed.
Wait, so what's
Tamago's got the 10.
Nah, he got lucky with Tamago. That's what that shit.
How what? Tamago was so shook. Tamago went and bought tights to come back and fight this dude.
But like the thing is though, like as soon as that nigga got them frou ass pants on, the nigga was sitting here talking about suicide and all that. Like, come on now, like he ain't want none.
Well, it's
But he didn't do it. It wasn't luck because he saw Chopper and Carrot in the fight, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
Back. He cut the man in half once, did it again. Then all Big Mama subordinates, they tried to jump the man. The man said, "All right, fuck this shit, bitch. Everybody in this bitch."
Yeah. He was he was fucking up Tamago.
Listen, if Pedro
he was just like, yo, I plan on dying anyway. I might as well die right now.
Pedro saved the whole crew. You have to take into consideration that Tamago has never fought someone of that tier just due to the fact that he was never.
He ain't just never fought nobody like
he was never caught. That was his first. He was in his first transformation. He was in his first transformation.
He didn't even know Mink.
We don't even know what Pedro could do because we didn't see Sulong. So.
Right, we even see Sulong. We saw like how impressive Carrots was. Imagine Pedro. It's like Pedro's a monster, bro.
I think Pedro's not a monster, bro.
He's not.
Wait, why are you saying he's weak?
He got no.
I'm not saying he's weak, but y'all niggas is y'all are like, yo, I don't think he's that strong.
Wait, what do you guys consider strong nowadays? Because I'm.
Look, hold on. I'll put him. Like, if I had honestly,
if you're stronger than Sanji, you're strong.
If I gave him a letter grade, I would give him a B minus. He's a B minus to me.
Wait, you say he's a what?
No, but B minus isn't bad though. Like we're saying strong.
B minus.
We're saying strong.
Good. Trash. Why are we talking about Pedro like that?
Why is Pedro? How is Pedro suddenly trash? Like I don't get that.
No,
what the hell? I've never heard this before.
This is new to me.
Like I feel like
You know what? Gustav is trash. Sorry.
Do you guys think
I feel
Pedro?
like a lot of niggas.
Hold on.
I
Do you
feel
think
like a
Pedro?
lot.
I'm just trying to trigger. I'm sorry.
Do you think?
Nah, I feel like a lot of niggas in here talk about Pedro like he's some commander, like some shit is wrong.
He was a commander of like Duke and them.
Can I ask you a question?
Brago.
Do you think Pedro is stronger than some vice admirals in the week?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Brago. I'm finna drop some facts. On Zoe, they were like, we strung up all the strong minks. Pedro was on the floor.
Okay.
Wow, stop it. Stop
He wasn't strong.
Stop it.
What?
Stop it.
Remember when they're like, we crucified all the strong minks, right? The really strong ones, right? And Pedro was on the floor when they found him.
Stop it. Stop it.
That's the
Stop
truth.
it. Stop it.
I mean,
Stop it.
Pedro's strong, but he's not being Frankie. He's not being
Maybe
He's not being Frankie?
No, he's not being Frankie.
Hell no, he's not beating Frankie.
Oh, y'all niggas tripping. Y'all niggas are tripping. Y'all niggas are tripping.
Why are y'all pretending like Frankie is weak, bro?
First of all, Electro's not doing nothing to Frankie, and we've never seen him do anything strong enough to damage.
While we're on the topic, while we're on the topic of Pedro,
this man has a 382 million berry bounty, and he's not beating Frankie. Fuck out of here.
I literally just noticed this. I want to talk about this real quick because we're on the topic of Pedro, and I don't know when else it's going to come up.
Go ahead.
I noticed that the One Piece wiki have officially updated Pedro's page to use past tense and also list his status as deceased now.
Beautiful. That's great.
Yeah,
He should be dead.
so, there you go.
incredible.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up because I noticed that one. Yeah, it's officially on the One Piece wiki.
That's good. He has to be dead. I don't want him to see it back in the story at all.
Yeah, wiki, we don't use that as critical.
No, either way, like the way.
No, I know, but like after, usually they're pretty careful about updating stuff. And I feel like with what we got at the beginning of the last chapter, it does seem to me like we should assume now that Pedro is dead, other than just like assuming that he's going to come back alive at some point. This feels like a Monet situation where it's like everybody thinks Monet might come back still, but ultimately, like Monet died. She died.
Yeah, and Devil is spouting fake news. Pedro is standing up after being poisoned and tortured by Jack, who tortured only the strongest mink warriors. So
listen, apparently, but now we know the will of P doesn't mean shit. After Whole Cake, Pound is dead, Pedro is dead. Like, you know, people ain't safe no more.
Yeah, good.
Will of P's out of here.
I still don't believe that Pound is dead, but I think that Pedro is.
I don't give a shit about Pound.
Okay.
Give my nigga.
What situation is Pound gonna come back? Like, what situation is Pound gonna like be significant?
To save the strong.
Some cover story, like a cover story.
Cover story that would make sense.
Yeah.
Cover story
He's gonna come back and be Big Mom 1v1, bro. Come on.
Yo, stop.
That's
straight up.
Like that fake chapter 901.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Fake chapter. Yeah.
Wait, they said the wiki updated and said the Sunny was destroyed last chapter, or chapter 4.
Loki,
that's stupid.
Loki, that fake 901.
That's stupid.
I wish that like there was a series of that.
Yo, I really like.
Oh, Arthur.
That was super entertaining, bro. That should have.
He says he's gonna make more in the
That shit was
future.
funny.
So
That should have me
that's
roll.
I
I hope he
can't
does.
wait.
I hope he does a Reverie. I hope he does a Reverie thing also.
The
That'd be
Reverie
good.
Power Rankings one, where they have a top 30 at the
30
Reverie.
Top 30 at the
Oh,
Reverie.
no.
They're like, why is Dofi not in your list?
That'd be fucking legendary. That'd be legendary. But I don't know. Like I don't know what's up with this Pedro slander. I got to make a Pedro video now. Just because of the Pedro slander. Because this is.
Yo, are you serious? Please, can you tell me what's so great about Pedro? Because apparently, like, I don't get it. Like, for real.
He based Tamago. He's
stronger than Bison.
Yo,
some of them. That's
he
great.
got lucky with
Luffy
Tamago.
didn't even
Like,
know
that's
he was
what
there.
That's what I don't.
How did he get lucky with Tamago?
How did he fought him one-on-one? How do you get lucky in that?
You can't get lucky like that.
Met no Mink. He wasn't partnered with Peckham's.
No. They said.
Met Peckham's and all that.
No, I'm talking about in the past when he lost his lifespan. Tamago lost an eye.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was the first time ever.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You can't meet somebody for the first time.
He lost an eye. Pedro took out his own eye.
You ain't know what was happening.
Pedro took out his own eye.
He took out his own eye.
Luffy ain't never met a motion man.
Please explain to me how this nigga supposed to assume that a Jaguar is gonna hit him with some lightning.
Bro, that's on him. That's on him.
What do you mean?
And the thing is, if Big Mom has this network like we say, she should know that Minx can use Electro.
Yeah, what are you telling me that they don't know what Minx are right now?
Yeah, Neko and Inarashi were already on Gold Rogers' crew.
Yeah,
and I like how we use bounty when it's convenient. Tamago's spouting a bounty like 429 million. Very bounty.
300, bro. Like,
Bro, I never use bounty.
No, we use bounty when it's convenient.
No, you use bounty when it's convenient. I never use bounty.
Oh, okay. You never use bounty. Okay.
Okay, can I ask you guys a question?
I'm disappointed.
Like, you still not like y'all ducking my question though. Like, what y'all like? What, I don't see what's
I'm disappointed at you, King.
With Pedro.
You said what?
I mean, yeah, we know Pedro's stronger than Tamago, but how strong is Tamago? Because I hate to say this, but I think
Tamago's strong.
He's strong enough to be a significant player in Big Mom's crew. Tamago is
I think he's
Tamago is strong.
Go ahead.
He's strong.
Tamago is strong enough. Tamago is strong enough to be a significant player in the Big Mom Pirates.
I think I was gonna say that I think he's the strongest Big Mom pirate. That's not like her son or daughter. Like,
do it?
No.
Do it.
Who else would it be? No, who else is it? Give me a name. Who else aside from Tamago? Who's not her? Like, who's not her?
I'm
Like,
There's like 85 sons and daughters.
Good night, boys.
Good night, Eris.
Okay, later, Eris. Deuces, bro.
I'll catch you later, bro.
Wait,
how can we say? But somebody said bounty doesn't mean shit. Bounty doesn't mean shit now.
Oh no, bounty
does.
It does, but
that's why we give. That's why we give Dragon so much clout, because he's apparently the most wanted man in the world. Like, what do you mean bounty?
I mean, but criminal. Not that he's most wanted.
But that's a different.
I mean, but Tamago's been on the sea a long time. That's his cap. Like, you know.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Like, Tamago's been on the sea a very long time, so like that 492 million, whatever it is, that's probably his cap. Like, it's not gonna get any higher. That's like the
of course,
extent
like
of what
Katakuri's
he's
billion is probably his cap. He's not gonna go further. Like, yeah.
I mean, like
what?
Like, I don't think has like an 80 million berry bounty.
I don't know why y'all saying that. Like, I don't know where y'all getting that.
Just don't sleep on the Minx though. Are you saying the Minx are trash? Because he's like,
Minx are strong. I think Minx are strong.
Pedro is.
What the fuck? What are you talking about? How can you say the Minx is strong and say Pedro isn't, when Pedro is clearly one of the strongest Minx?
The Minx as a whole, are a strong race, right? But I'm saying
Pedro's a strong Mink though. I don't understand how Minks are a strong race, and a strong Mink is trash. Like, he can't be trash.
Making him seem
Yeah,
like
but the Minks are trash.
like he like cracker level, like he like.
No, we're not saying that.
Nah, but that's what y'all
Y'all were just saying Pedro's a monster. A couple.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yo. Like,
monster for Zoe. I mean, a monster.
he's better than Daifuku.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's not better than Daifuku. He's not better than.
He's not better than.
Argue with me.
Black Luffy just likes saying
Daifuku
in random time.
stronger than Oven.
Oven
Pedro.
No, he's not. No, he's
Let me
not.
ask this question: Who do you guys think is stronger? Hold on. Who do you guys think is stronger? No. Who do you guys think is stronger, Gastino or Pedro? Like,
wait, Devil. What's that headcanon saying Daifuku stronger than Pedro? Than Oven? Where did that come from?
I don't know about that either.
Caesar's beating.
Because I hold the Oven flag. I hold
everybody.
that strong.
Wait, so you say Caesar mercs Pedro easy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. What?
It's not gonna be easy, bro. He's not gonna merc Pedro.
Are you crazy right now?
Caesar mercs Pedro easy.
Yeah,
Pedro got hockey.
Caesar
Pedro
watches
don't got
Pedro.
hockey. He ain't
telling
fucking
me?
watching.
Are you telling me a dude that can control gas is Luffy? The first time he fought him, lost.
Why did Luffy lose? Why did Luffy
Because he
lose?
took away the oxygen.
No, come on, my nigga. Come on, my nigga. Like when y'all you can't use fucking like wins like that. Not you know Luffy was fucking around.
I know that.
Y'all could use that with Luffy, but when I bring that shit up with Tamago, all of a sudden that shit don't count. The fuck Tamago.
Wait. When did it say Tamago was playing around?
Yeah, he was never playing around.
Nah, you said nah. Mans just said, oh, he ain't know how his devil fruit worked. Exactly. Nigga ain't know that the nigga was gonna hit him with lightning.
Of course he did. No,
and
hold on. Listen, everybody knows Minks use electricity, bro. Of course he
didn't know that though.
No. Ain't Peckham's partner, and don't this nigga and Peckham's fight together all the time?
Thank you.
Of course he knows. Peckham's got electro, but Pedro can't.
Peckham's a little slow. Maybe he ain't using.
So how the hell is that surprise?
Come on, bro. He knows. He knew about.
Okay, what about the second time when he was getting faded?
You mean when he tricked Pedro into a fence in his base storm? Come on,
bro. This dude. Oh, he tricked Pedro to transform. That's what happened.
Get out of
what
here.
Are you talking about?
What are you saying?
He got stronger every time. What are you talking about?
Wait, how does he get stronger?
What are you talking about?
How does he get stronger?
What are you talking about? He has to make it. What are you talking? Yeah, when the egg break.
Wait, how does the egg break?
Each form is stronger than the last.
He said, "Who? Say that again."
He cracked
Each form is stronger than the. Go ahead.
Dog.
So I mean, that's kind of that is kind of bad though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? That's how his fruit works.
But what I'm saying is,
like Pedro beat the weakest two forms of Tamago.
Okay, yeah, sure. He had to beat each form, sure. But every time each form got stronger, and the way he had to get through that shit, he had to blow himself up. And I'm supposed to be impressed.
Why did he blow himself up? Why did he blow himself up?
That happened like that.
It's like we're just removing context from it.
Any context. You guys are adding bullshit on.
What are we adding?
Now there's another one. Now you guys are multiplying.
First time they fought.
First time we fought, he got worked.
He got worked.
He got worked. He lost He lost an eye. He lost a fucking eye.
That nigga, he was playing like he was a Uchiha out there.
Get out.
That's before Tamago was actually strong.
No, I'm saying that's when Pedro was strong.
Oh, all right.
What?
Yo.
He just got weaker.
Yo, like the stream. Like the stream. Like the stream.
Like I'm saying, like he probably lost a lot with his lifespan.
Y'all can't tell me when Luffy is in the same situation with Caesar and he don't know how Caesar's shit work. Oh, it's okay, but when I bring the shit up with Tamago, the shit is not okay.
Luffy's wasn't about knowing how it works. Luffy's about his personality. It's about no. It's about Luffy's personality, how he fucks around. That's why Zoro had the whole speech about him, like, yo, stop fucking around. Yeah. Tamago was not messing around, but he still got worked.
How he get worked?
He lost an eye. He lost an eye.
So did Pedro.
How did Pedro lose an eye?
He gave his eye up himself, bro. He didn't lose it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're hating on Pedro.
He's not hating on Pedro. He just doesn't.
I really don't like. I don't see like. Again, I'm not saying Pedro is trash. I'm not saying I'm not saying Pedro is disappointed. I'm not saying for real. We never talk about Pedro in Discord for some reason, but like
I know. So this coming out of nowhere. You ain't never said this.
You could ask.
You never act like this.
I never knew.
I know you felt so strong about it. Like,
gee. I didn't know you hated this dude.
I'm not saying Pedro is fucking like a commander, but the dude is strong.
Y'all literally said he was a monster.
He's not a monster. He's a strong though. He's a strong mink.
No,
wait.
Pedro's a top dog. He's a monster.
He's a top dog.
Wait. When the moon is out,
he's a fucking monster.
No, he's a monster relative to what? He's a strong mink. That's all he is.
All right, what's a monster? I need to know. Like, what's a monster?
Sanji's a monster.
No.
I don't know about that.
Wait. Nami literally called Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy monsters. Are they not monsters?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Zoro are
Hey,
monsters.
Zoro and Luffy
Sanji
are.
isn't.
I don't know about
Come on, bro. Like this is shit I'm talking about.
Like, don't tell.
Listen, do you think Judge is a monster?
Hell no. Fuck. Actually, well,
Judge was wiping the floor with Sanji.
Okay.
Well, he did no.
Judge beat Judge beat Snack.
No, Judge did beat Snack.
Yes, he
He did not beat Snack. What are we saying? What are we saying?
Brago is awesome.
Judge was not wiping the floor with Sanji.
Judge is
Oh my
Judge is
gosh.
clean right now.
He grabbed his Diablo Jump but threw him on the floor and kicked him across it.
Sanji was not
He
even
wasn't wiping the floor.
Okay, all right, guys. Let me ask you guys. After Nekomamushi and Inuyasha, who's next?
Pedro.
No,
Or the
as
three
far as strength.
Musketeers.
The Musketeers.
Yeah, but
the Musketeers.
The Musketeers.
You
There's
think the
only
Mus-
two answers. It's either lion or leopard.
Nah,
Or
it's the ones that can go between day and night, so it'd be Wanda and all of them.
You think Wanda's stronger than Pedro?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay.
About that.
All right. All right.
Their whole role is to operate between the two. They're obviously the strongest there, besides the two.
No, they're just good at negotiation.
Exactly.
the middleman, which makes you strong. Like that don't make no sense.
They're the strongest. The Minx must be trash.
Hey, by the way, I don't want to switch the conversation, but like, if any of you aren't watching Megalobox, y'all should start watching it. It is fucking litty.
Yeah, I heard it's great. I heard it's great.
It's amazing.
I heard it's
I've
good.
been watching it every week. Like it's been 3 episodes so far, and every episode is.
So wait, it's
it's
about
amazing.
someone who throws fights, right?
It's basically It's
Wait, what? Don't spoil.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
That's
This
not a
is
spoiler.
basic. This is the
that's what you
plot.
guys
This
told
is the
me.
whole plot. Basically, it's a poor dude who he's a great boxer, but he has to throw fights to make money because he's just he lives in the slums, so he has to do it. And then he meets this one dude, and then it'll continue from there. And I'm not gonna say nothing else. Just
So he's
watch it.
he's basically Katakuri.
No, you'll see. No, I don't
because he
know about
throws
that.
fights.
No,
No, come on.
Stop
bro.
it.
Come
See,
on.
the
Stop.
I like this. The devil is a troll, man.
No,
I can't
that was a
believe it.
joke.
I can't
That was
believe
me trolling.
No,
That was
but
a
anyway,
joke.
no, but seriously, you guys should watch it. It's probably the best anime.
But also
Like, I don't watch it-
we were saying I'm going back to Pedro. Like
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
Pedro is one of the guardians, and he's right under Nekomamushi. So I think his only equal is probably Sicilian.
I think Pedro's like a top 5. I think Pedro's
That's
like a
it.
top 5, top 6.
That's
honestly.
it.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
don't tell
Yeah,
me
but
I'm
what-
tripping when y'all niggas literally called him a monster. Like,
A monster among minks. How about that? Like,
The Minx are garbage. So what does that
they're not-
mean?
How are they
Minks are
garbage?
not
How are they
garbage.
garbage? They're the third strongest. Like
Their
after
power is
Wano.
latent.
Because
They
the
just
two
you have to wait till the
strongest
moon
Minx.
comes out.
No. Let me say this.
Go
The
ahead.
two strongest Minx in tandem couldn't beat one commander after 5 days.
But Jack
I
couldn't
mean, it
beat him
wasn't really-
either. What are you
it
talking about?
wasn't
Jack
tandem.
couldn't beat
It
him
wasn't
either.
a
Jack got
tandem.
no
It
W.
Yeah, they weren't fighting
Five
together.
days,
Yeah,
no-
if they're fighting together, they're
piss
taking
break.
down Jack easily.
So Jack did not get a piss break. That's what I'm saying. If they have to fight together to beat one commander, they're garbage. Jack
They
didn't get
didn't
a
fight together.
What?
They took
They didn't
turns.
fight
If they
together. What are you talking
That's
about?
not garbage.
If there was a
They didn't
2-on-1, they
fight
would have
together.
won. If they fought together 2-on-1, they would have won for sure.
That's what I'm saying, but you could say that for so many things. If Zoro and Sanji jumped, I don't know, Smoothie or Katakuri, of course they'd win. That. What does that mean?
No, Zoro and Sanji would get wrecked together by Katakuri.
What?
Free, not even low diff.
I think. No, they're absolutely getting wrecked. They are.
They would
No.
get
They're not getting win.
Dog.
Dog.
Let's be real. Let's be
There
real.
would be no chance of them.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
Both of them at the same time.
How big do you
No,
think the
he's
gap
not.
is between Zoro and
He's
Luffy?
beating both of them at the same time.
Hold on.
Not low diff.
No, hold
I
on.
don't think. No, it's not low diff, but he's beating both of them at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay, you
but
gotta
you
say
guys-
we Rex
But
them.
you guys-
Okay. Let's use this scale. Let's scale it. Let's scale it.
Yeah.
Sanji versus Doflamingo. How did that go?
Dopey said he was pretty strong though.
Dofi did say that. Dofi did say that.
Sanji pushes them to
But what I'm saying is based on Katakuri's powers, how differently is Sanji and Zoro going up against them? I don't see them doing very well. Personally.
2-on-1 together.
Together.
Well, hold on. I think Katakuri. I think if Zoro and Sanji went against Dofi, that would be.
What?
They'd win. They'd probably win in a high diff fight.
Really?
Yeah,
I was gonna say a mid diff. Truth be told,
They're winning mid diff.
I agree.
Oh wow.
For sure.
Zoro's not giving a whole lot of support because Dofi can fly.
Man, he could just use this. He could just slash to. What do you mean? He could just air
Yes,
slash.
I understand that, but he can only throw long range attacks, but he's not giving a whole lot of support.
So what you're saying is Doflamingo's gonna run away like a little bitch? Oh,
No, but
Not run away with like a little bitch, but he's gonna use aerial flight to his advantage. That's not running away like what Luffy did out in the mirror world.
Two of them together. You guys are making it sound like Zoro. Hold on. Listen, the way you're making it sound is that there's this immense, huge gap between Zoro and Luffy that is like Zoro's fodder compared to Luffy. The way you're saying
but
it.
Zoro and Sanji
Zoro
are
and Sanji 2-on-1
and
can't beat someone
Sanji's
that
definitely
Luffy beat?
weaker
What the
than
fuck?
Luffy.
What are they doing to
like,
Birdcage?
That's it.
Luffy didn't do shit to Birdcage either. He just beat Dopey. He didn't do anything to Birdcage.
That's what I'm saying. So this guy's flying around. Sanji's the only one that can catch up to him, and then Sanji versus Dofi.
Oh, Sanji's getting clipped out the air. Sanji's getting clipped.
If it's a 1v1,
And we saw that Sanji's not that fast in the air. So
dude, as was stated multiple times during this in a one-on-one, never bet on Sanji. We heard that.
That's true though.
Listen. Sanji is super fast in the air, bro. Where'd you get that bullshit from?
When was he fast in the air, Devil?
When he cross-dressed Rosa.
How much time passed between then?
Seconds.
How do you know seconds passed, Devil?
Cause Viola saw the fighting fish, right? And that was seconds before Doflamingo noticed him.
Bro, no, there's no indication of time passing between that. None whatsoever.
Wait, so you think Dofi was sitting there for like 10 minutes waiting for Sanji to show up?
Probably like 2 minutes.
It was not seconds, bro. No.
Seconds. It was at most 30 seconds.
Dopey is way fast. Okay, can we just say that
let's just agree that Sanji's speed has been inconsistent.
Can we just agree that Dopey's one of the fastest fuckers alive? Like a pretty like one of the fastest.
No.
He definitely is one of the fastest because he managed to like evade Gear 4th and then catch Luffy off guard. His attack didn't work, but he did it.
Like he went
But Gear
by
4th
himself.
isn't even fast.
What?
I'm not talking about quickness. I'm not talking about okay. No,
Gear 4th isn't fast?
Gear 4th is fast. Come on.
Did you guys watch the anime? That shit was not that fast.
Bro, Gear 4th?
Yo, nigga, you're wildin'.
Gear 4th blitzes everybody, bro. Everybody.
Somebody with future sight.
Wait, Katakuri got blitzed.
Exactly.
No, as soon as he said this is restart the fight. He said as soon as he got his future sight back, he's like, all right, we're beginning restart now. Like, and he trapped the nigga's arm in his body.
No, what I'm saying, initially,
he was caught off guard.
That's what I'm saying. If he's slow, he's not gonna get caught off guard.
Katakuri never got caught off guard.
Yeah, he did. He got caught off guard twice in both forms.
He did get
Not
caught off guard.
you guys cannot count when he was flustered. You guys can't.
That's caught off guard. What do you call it?
That's the definition of being caught off guard.
Wait, so if Gear 4th is slow, what do we say is fast?
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
How the fuck?
Like, there's no way. Wait, hold on.
Kizaru, man. Kizaru's
no one
fast.
remember when Luffy transformed into Gear 4th and then put his feet on Doflamingo's face? Like
Doflamingo was like, "Yo," they asked, "Yo, Dofi, what are you doing here?" He's like, "That's what I want to know."
I don't know myself.
That's what I want to know.
Yo, how I get here, bro?
Even Dopey was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like,
And Doflamingo's not a slow character. Like he got fucking blitzed.
No, yep.
I wouldn't call that blitz, but he did get hit. But
That's the whole
He's watching the man in the air. Luffy disappeared, and his feet was in his face.
He got blitzed, bro.
That's the definition of a speed blitz. Yeah.
A
So
grown
you guys-
man's
do you
feet
guys-
touched another grown man's face. It's foul.
That Rhino Schneider was crazy. Like,
So
yo,
do you
that-
guys consider Gear 4 Luffy one of the fastest in the verse?
This man just said it was weird for people to touch
It has
faces.
already
Attack speed, maybe. Attack speed.
Snake Man has not proved to be faster in movement speed. Just facts.
No. Yes,
Faster in attack speed, though.
No, not movement speed.
In attack speed. In attack speed.
All over.
Yeah.
Snake Man never moved out of place.
Snake Man is supposed to be
But-
faster.
It is
Katakuri
supposed
just
to
that
be, but I'm
impressive.
saying there's no.
We're gonna get more. We're gonna get more from like Snake Man and Speed. But versus Katakuri, what you're going for is unpredictability. And like he was using the jet culverin, and like it going everywhere and hitting Katakuri to kind of catch Katakuri off guard. That's what he was banking
there
on.
is a significant, like a speed increase in that form, though. Period.
It's a speed increase, but the thing is,
just the showing of
That's
it.
based
No,
off
there is
nothing.
showing of it.
Calls it a
Attack
Jack
speed wise. That's
Jack
it.
Culverin.
But
Exactly.
King, think about it. If his legs aren't as bulky and he's not using as much hockey on his legs, then him pushing off the air is not going to propel him as far.
I'm surprised you guys.
Every time
You
don't
the
know.
shit-
Wow.
You could argue that he's lighter now. That he should be using it
That's
more.
true.
He should be
That's
using
true.
more efficiently.
That's a good argument.
It helps
Yeah.
the speed that he's not as heavy. That's true. Yeah.
But I think like Gear 4 is one of the fastest like we've seen in One Piece.
Okay, who do you guys think? Okay, who was faster? than Gear 4 that
hold on.
his-
Every time the shit like juked, it increased in speed. Every single time.
You talking about
Katakuri, and the reason why, again, it looked like it's like nothing happened, is because
Katakuri is adjusting. He was adjusting.
That.
Yeah, he was adjusting.
Okay.
Explain Cracker.
So
then.
do you think he can do the same thing with his
Do
legs?
you think
He had
Katakuri
an
is
army
faster
of
than Dofi or
biscuits.
no?
Wait, say Cracker. Who say that?
What about Cracker?
Explain. What about Cracker? How
Yeah,
Cracker
explain
caught
what
Luffy off guard?
Yeah. No.
Well-
No.
When?
Oh.
When he cut his arm?
No, I'm talking
Well,
about you see Gear 4 Luffy going up against Cracker.
He caught the Cracker. Remember, Cracker got his ass waxed like when he went Gear 4 initially. He fucked the biscuit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he destroyed the
He
biscuit.
exposed Cracker.
Oh,
And Cracker came out the biscuit, and that's how Luffy got caught off guard with Cracker's
And he
regular
swung
form.
at him. Yeah, he swung at him.
Are
Yeah,
you guys
but-
talking about when
That had
Cracker
nothing to
hit
do with
Luffy
speed, though.
to like?
Yeah,
are you
that's
talking
not
about where
speed,
he
he just-
hit him to the
Surprise.
house, like in the woods, and then
I'm
Cracker
saying-
like immediately was there?
I'm saying Luffy couldn't even like speed blitz behind the biscuits to hit Cracker.
He had a lot of biscuits.
No, he had like it's not just one.
He had a lot of
biscuit.
biscuits.
Multiple.
I can show you guys a panel where he only has biscuits in front of him, like 3 biscuits.
But what I'm saying is like we're assuming Cracker is slow. Like Cracker was agile enough to catch Luffy off guard and cut his arm.
When does
and not get hit for 11 hours.
Yeah, but that wasn't. That's not agile. That's because Luffy. That's because Luffy didn't know that there was a person inside the biscuit. He just caught him off guard. That wasn't.
My
that
problem
wasn't
is-
agile.
Yeah, you want to be agile to catch someone off
No,
guard.
that was 100% off guard.
Cracker
That wasn't
is
speed.
slow.
He just didn't know
when
that
does
fucking other
Luffy
person
when does
inside him.
Luffy ever hit anybody from behind anyway? He always goes head first. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's
He always
Sanji's
goes straight
job.
up on
Good
somebody.
point.
Oh, that's true.
Oh
though.
wow.
I don't wait. What's wrong with hitting somebody from behind in a fight?
Nothing.
No, I'm just saying he doesn't. I'm just saying he doesn't.
Everything's wrong with that. That's
What's wrong with
no
that?
honor.
I mean, these guys.
That's
are pirates.
that's not honorable. In a fight, I don't care about honor.
Listen, if we're fighting
You're
to the
not a
death,
pirate,
no,
bro.
if
They
we're
didn't mention
fighting
with
to the death,
Whitebeard,
and I
you
gotta-
know, it's
and
a
I gotta,
big
like-
deal that he had no marks on his back.
Y'all
That's because he wasn't running away.
Because Whitebeard didn't run away. That's
That's the point. You know what I mean? It's a big feat for you to have a fight and not get struck on your back. So Luffy like
It's
feels
like if I'm fighting
I'm
somebody,
not gonna
like,
get back.
and if their back is open, fuck your back. I'm going after your back.
I agree. I just say Luffy we never seen.
Yeah,
First
then
off,
that's
in
not
a real
Luffy.
life
That's not
fight-
Luffy's style. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
a real life fight,
Yeah,
how you
that's
gonna get
Sanji.
behind somebody? Come on.
In a real life fight,
Yeah, how you gonna get?
we're not
behind
talking about not real
I
life
could
fights.
also very-
We're talking about
I could
anime.
I'm talking about like
also
anime.
very-
I'm using after
I could
images and
also make
shit.
I could also make the argument that like once
Y'all
we realized that like at that point Cracker's ornament was the hardest that he had faced up until that point, he wanted to face it head on just to. You know,
Well, the thing is, that was I feel like the Viz said that it's the this is really hard. It didn't say the hardest.
he just said yeah.
So
So-
like,
okay, well, I mean, still, my point still stands.
yeah. But it's like I know
I
that
agree
was
with you,
something people were
Kano.
throwing around
Do
like,
you
oh my
guys remember-
god, Cracker.
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember a while ago at one point, like the fandom thought Virgo had the strongest armament? Remember that, or like he had the strongest?
I think Virgo was probably one of the most intimidating characters that we've seen, like based off
He
of
was,
like
though.
portrayal.
He was though. He was. Yeah.
And how the anime hyped it. The anime really hyped it up. The anime
Like,
really went in.
the way the Caesar
Guys,
said.
you think so?
The way Caesar said, even if you beat me, there's a monster out here. Like, ooh.
Yeah, because Virgo,
They hyped
like,
him up.
he just
They hyped
fucking, he
him
went
up
full
hard.
body and, like, his fucking bamboo stick was, like, penetrating the ground. It was like, yo, this dude
And
is a fucking
and then
monster.
Dofi's out here talking about how like Virgo.
Yeah, Dofi was hyping him up. Yeah, it's like, all right, this guy Virgo is a problem. Then Law was like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, Dofi, yeah, exactly. But no, can
He
we
was
agree that
hyped
Virgo,
for a whole 2 panels.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Can we agree that Virgo is Dofi's right hand man though, not Pika?
Oh,
That Virgo
100%.
is just-
100%.
Yeah, just making
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah, just making sure. Okay.
100%. Like,
Pika's better.
100%.
yeah, well,
It's
wait,
more
I-
like-
Of course, Virgo is better than Pika, bro. Come on.
What?
Virgo's
Are you
fucking,
serious?
Virgo's fucking Pika up.
Virgo.
Virgo's fucking Pika up.
You think Virgo could smash mountains with his bamboo?
Bro, bro, he wasn't even trying to hit the ground, and it was fucking crushed. It was crushed.
He will smash those rocks, dude.
He was fucking
smash those rocks.
Just snapping that shit like a kid.
Yeah, and remember Virgo's fucking Geppo was crazy too. So yeah,
that's a good point. You know what? You make a really good point there. I forgot that he was that hype, but he's not smashing mountains. Come on.
He doesn't have to smash a mountain.
He doesn't need to
He just
smash
has
a
to find
mountain.
him. If he finds him and just grab,
gotta
he
smash him.
He just needs to pinpoint it. You
No,
pinpoint
you-
it, you
you-
smash
you-
the area. That's it.
He could probably
You're
hit it
just
with that
assuming-
whole might wind pressure.
Pika is a
mountain.
A Detroit smash.
You're assuming
Yeah.
Pika starts off as a mountain. Like that's not gonna happen.
He got his own
You think-
version
Exactly.
of El
You think
Master.
Zoro? You think Zoro beats Virgo in a one-on-one? Yes or no?
Yes.
Of course.
Will it be like mid diff, high diff?
Mid.
Zoro would destroy Virgo.
Mid to
Yeah.
high. Mid to high.
I'm not gonna. I wouldn't
But
say
wasn't
destroy.
Virgo the real number 2?
He was.
He is.
He was the original
He
Corazon.
was the- you know, if you look at the
Corazon doesn't
their
mean you're the
thing,
number
like,
two
if you look at the
strong.
panel or like whatever where they
That
show
actual
all the-
Corazon was complete garbage.
all of Dofi's executives.
Corazon was complete
like,
garbage.
On the top
No,
left.
I'm talking about in the
Virgo.
fight.
No, but
Whereas
like,
he
on
didn't
the
fight
top
Virgo.
left, it says Virgo's a top executive. Like he's
Yeah,
the
he
most.
did.
That's what it said. And everyone else is just executive. Virgo was top executive. Like in that one thing where they showed all of Dofi's.
Wait. When he met up with Virgo, wasn't he already shot up by bullets?
Who?
Yeah, he was.
Who are you
Corazon.
talking about?
When
Oh, yeah,
Corazon
he was. Yeah,
after
he
he.
Oh no, Rosinante, he's not really that good.
But
He's
you
not a
gotta.
fighter.
No, what I'm saying,
gotta
but
admit-
when he finally met up with Virgo, like he's not beating Virgo while injured. Like
I mean, he's not being Virgo at full health.
I don't know.
think he beats
Yeah, I don't
Virgo
think-
healthy
yeah,
either.
yeah.
His fruit is very like it's not. A
it's
fighting
espionage. Like
fruit. Yeah, he's a spy. He's not a fighter.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
yeah, but
I mean,
I don't feel like DC is not the end all be all to beating someone.
Yeah,
like
no,
Pika.
it's not.
No, of course, being clever. Like look at Ben Beckman. He doesn't have that much DC, but he's
Yeah.
probably going to be a beast because he's smart. I'm guessing. Like
what
his
does
smart's
DC
probably
stand for again?
the destructive
Destructive
capability.
capability.
Like how much like destruction
Oh, okay.
can cause like like Big Mom
Come on,
and shit.
Shiki.
Like having DC is like it helps as far as like Whitebeard having that shit is crazy, but fucking.
But there's so many other things: endurance, durability, like like smarts.
Combat
There's a lot of
speed.
things that matter.
Yeah.
Combat
Look
speed.
how like potent Katakuri was because he used like a Rasengan with his fucking spear.
Yeah, Katakuri doesn't have good DC.
What?
No, not at all.
Yeah, he
But
does.
He doesn't have like Big Mom or like Kizaru level, but he has.
Nah,
pretty good
but I
DC,
think
though.
I think he's.
I mean, he can smash him. Right.
He has an attack that can one shot you.
He does.
Yeah,
No,
no,
that's
that's
emotion.
that's
That's
attack
emotion.
mode.
No, but what I'm saying is like you don't need DC when you have that. That's what I'm saying.
That was my point.
But
That
no,
was my
like I think Katakuri is.
Then what's the point in saying he doesn't have a lot of DC?
Katakuri is the most technical guy.
To show that he's strong without
Yeah,
having
I agree
DC.
with that.
We're on the
Katakuri's
same
not
side,
gonna.
brother.
Katakuri's not
hold
gonna
on,
destroy an island, but he's still gonna beat you in a fight because
Yeah,
he's really
that's
technical.
basically what I mean.
Exactly.
How
I think
big?
he's-
How much DC do you guys give to Gear Third? How
Gear
much?
third, I think it's a pretty good amount of DC. Gear third is strong.
As like
Like,
dice,
even
as like mochi, as like donuts. About that.
Peerless
like a
donuts,
build-
yeah. I would say
it's
Peerless
No, I mean
donuts.
Gear Third.
It's like a building level.
Like Peerless
It's like a
donuts.
building
I guess.
time.
Luffy.
Like as strong as
not-
I don't know. I mean it's
Gear
fine.
Third Luffy.
Gear third is fine. I mean it's
Yeah, remember
Grizzly
Gear
Mac-
Third.
Grizzly
Remember Gear
Mac-
Third busted the Pika statue. Remember the head? He blew that shit clean off.
Even
Came
Dopey,
up.
even Dopey said in Gear
So
third you're
what's that?
strong.
City
You're just slow.
block? What is that? What is that wing?
Nah,
Ling.
City Block. Hell nah.
So what I'm saying, how big was Pika?
yo. Someone said yo Katakuri it didn't one shot
That shit-
Luffy.
No, we
Listen,
shouldn't
that's
underestimate Gear Third. Like,
Wow.
we need to remember how far Gear Third sent Caesar flying.
Well, Caesar's
So
trash.
Grizzly
So
Magnum, listen, no, Grizzly Magnum is a beast attack. Like that's a strong attack.
it is.
No, it's
It
like-
is a strong
yeah.
attack.
I'm
Punches
just
the nigga
saying.
across the island.
Katakuri can just throw Gear Third level attacks like it's nothing.
What about grilled
He
mochi?
can't-
Grilled mochi
can't-
is pretty dope.
I think that's it's not.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
but I was
it doesn't
trying
have
to
big
say this
speed,
earlier.
but
Like,
it's kinda like,
I think
it's a
Katakuri
very
is the most
effective attack.
technical guy that we've seen. Like he doesn't necessarily need the flashy strong attack.
I
but
think
he-
him and
he
Dofi
lands
are
the-
technical.
Dofi's
yeah,
very,
yeah.
Dofi's very versatile. I think Dofi's
Because
like,
even when like
Yeah, Dofi's more versatile,
Yes,
but
the
like I
most
feel like
versatility
Katakuri can land like the hit that'll
oh
weigh
for
you
sure,
down.
yeah, 100%. But the thing with Dofi, like, remember he was getting attacked at one point. He put like Armin on his fucking feathers. You know what I'm
yeah, he's
saying?
very,
Like,
no, he's very smart, dude. Like,
you know what I'm
Dofi's
saying? And he had
very-
like athlete like thread where he used like the string behind his leg to cut Law's arm off. Like he had
That shit was
bullet
vicious.
string,
That's my
and he had
favorite. That's probably my
overheat.
favorite.
So how do you think? How do you think
Why
someone
are-
like Dofi? I mean, how do you think like someone like Katakuri would deal with the God thread though? That's a mighty attack. The God thread, those 13 holy like bullet, whatever it's
Got
called,
a future
bullets.
sight.
Oh,
Probably-
Yeah, either Future
60
Sight.
holy bullets, like that shit's like.
I mean, I don't see why he couldn't replicate the same shit.
Nah, you think he can do God Thread or like?
No, the thing is with
16 bullets?
Katakuri, he can probably offset it with like
offset.
Yeah,
offset
with Mochi.
The 16
Yeah,
holy
offset.
bullets because that's focusing on like pinpoint.
That is you're right.
With Katakuri, I don't know how he's getting through. Like, say he goes dice Mochi, or fucking even uses his spear, he can contest it with that. Like if
the spear versus the holy bullets.
Yeah, the spear like with
okay.
with the drill, like he
and the hockey.
Yeah,
I'm sure he can hockey up his spear too. Yeah, of course.
Destroyed.
Whoa, yeah.
And then if he does that with like his grilled mochi in the midst of that, where it's like it's blowing up as well.
He still gets destroyed.
Yeah. I don't think Dofi's standing up to that.
Yeah, Dofi no Katakuri beats Dofi.
You don't think? Wait, hold up. Dofi's weaker strings with slicing of meteors, and his strongest strings not gonna beat that.
Yeah, Dofi's holy bullets would body Katakuri's.
No, I don't think so.
I can explain. I can explain.
I want to see.
They wouldn't hit him. They would not hit him.
Think about it, guys. Katakuri could not face a Gear 4th punch head on. Those holy bullets.
King Kong.
Those holy bullets stopped a King Kong gun?
Did it stop it?
No.
Oh, he had the spike. He had the weapon.
It didn't stop it. It didn't stop it, but it stopped it.
It went clean through it. It didn't stop it.
If you consider the anime canon, then
But let me ask you guys a question. I had this. I remember I had an argument one where like
clashed with it, but that don't mean it stopped it.
I had an argument one where 2 years ago about this. Let me ask you guys this: Is Luffy's King Kong gun dependent on the aerial advantage?
This high ground shit, brother. No.
Nah, he punched right through it.
No, I'm asking. Like, if Luffy, say Doflamingo's up in the sky and Luffy's going up.
So you're saying if Luffy and Doflamingo switch positions, like who would win? I think Luffy would still win. He would still
really?
win.
He would punch him in the upper atmosphere.
I think he would just uppercut the fuck out of him.
Luffy punching Doflamingo into the birdcage. Either
into the birdcage,
getting knocked out or Doflamingo getting cut up the ribbon.
I mean, because I was looking into the fact that Luffy knew that having that advantage and coming down is more force. So it's like, why not doing it? So it's like,
of course it helps. Of course it helps, but I don't think it's
I look at it
that
like
much of a
it's a
difference.
gun, right? Like
it's not like Luffy has never been in a situation where he's had to punch upwards.
He has against fucking Crocodile. What do you mean? He punched upwards to Crocodile.
He said it's not like.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
You know what I mean?
No, I was just asking because I'm in one more, but I don't know.
No, it's something to think about.
What you guys think about? Because it's like he went in the air for a reason. You know what I mean? Because it's like you can 100% coming down helps. Like that's why the meteors had so much force, right? Because they were coming from so far away. So like, you know, I'm just saying like Mach Vice went up in the air as well. So and then of course Oda was kind of symbolic there because Dofi, he's a heavenly demon, and having Luffy above him, that was kind of offensive. That's why Dofi kind of, you know.
He got mad. He's like, I can't have people
like, fuck out of here. Get out the sky.
Yep. But he hates people looking down on him.
Yeah, that's not Dofi. Dofi doesn't like that shit. But no.
Dofi's like, I look down on people. Fuck out of here.
He's a god, man. He has a god complex. Actually, no, he is a god.
And Dofi really was a great villain. I thinking about it now, he really was an amazing villain.
Dofi has the best nickname in One Piece. His title.
He has a bunch of them.
That is the best. The Heavenly Demon is the best nickname ever. That's the best one, dude.
And
he's
then,
the best villain.
Joker.
Dofi might be able to beat Jack.
I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so.
I mean, he can beat Jack. He can beat Katakuri.
The thing is, he would have to. Jack would have to die from like blood loss or something.
Kaido called Dofi weak. You think Kaido was gonna call Jack weak? I mean, maybe he could, but I don't know. I think
Kaido equates like strength to winning and losing. Like if you lose, you're weak.
I see you. So like okay.
Then Kaido's super weak. He lost like 7 times.
Yeah, he lost a lot.
We don't know the context behind that.
No, Kaido didn't say he was weak. Kaido said he was too weak to beat Luffy.
Yeah. He only said that because he lost. He's not saying Doflamingo's weak.
They said Fuji's mid or low diff in Katakuri.
Fuji?
I don't think so.
I don't know about low diff.
I don't know about low diff.
Like Fuji
I would say mid to high.
Not even mid.
No right hand is getting low diff. No right hand is getting low diff.
If Fujitora can hit him, Katakuri's gonna get low diff. Like,
what?
Why? Why?
This nigga don't like Fuji. I mean, don't like Katakuri.
No, because Katakuri took 2 Kong guns and he almost died. That's why. He's
What?
No, he
Almost
didn't.
died.
No, he didn't.
Nah, he was fine, dude. He was fine. He could have.
He wasn't fine. Like
He wasn't fine.
His back didn't even touch
He's already
the ground.
talking to Brulee
He wasn't on
again.
death's door. He wasn't on death's, yeah, exactly. He wasn't on death's door.
He's
now.
already
Like,
up. Cracker's still on the
I was
ground.
talking about no, I was talking about the
talking about
initial
Snake
encounter
Man?
with Bounce Man. Not
Now,
Snake Man.
his back didn't even touch the ground.
Bro, this man Katakuri said, "All right, we're back to square one. You're fucked."
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
Once Luffy couldn't hit him, but like
That's
he
part of
was
his
having a very
power.
bad-
That's part of his power.
He's like, you caught me off guard. It's not gonna happen again.
What I'm saying is, if Luffy had got that Kong organ off, Katakuri would have been finished. He would have been.
I don't
But you don't. That's the point. You don't. That's his whole.
But also, what
ability.
Katakuri does, Katakuri said he's
I get
hitting.
what you're saying, but like we're talking about durability. That's why I said if Fuji can hit
I
him,
don't think
like,
Katakuri's durability.
Katakuri's
I
getting
don't think
destroyed.
I don't think so.
Katakuri has great durability, but like I don't think he'll get hit. Like he's just too good at evasion.
What's Fujitori's durability?
We don't know. We have no
I mean,
idea.
he was sweating heavy after fighting Luffy in Gear 3rd.
Oh,
But
can I
hey,
say this
hey,
about Katakuri,
hey.
though? Sweating heavy.
Yeah, he was breathing. He's breathing heavy. He was.
sweating.
He was breathing
sweating,
heavy.
Okay, breathing.
And he was sweating. But
Okay,
you know,
let me go to that point. To piggyback off that point, people sleep on the fact that he beat up Luffy for 11 hours. He was wheezing and tired from just beating somebody up. You know what I'm saying?
But wait. But even if you're winning a fight, you're still gonna get tired.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying. So people discount that in their evaluation of his endurance.
Wrong on that part.
No, we're not saying endurance. We're saying durability. Not
beating
endurance,
Luffy
durability.
for
Just
11
taking damage. That's what we're saying. Just
We're talking
taking
about
damage.
beating up Luffy for 11 hours and getting fucked up by Luffy with them Gear 4 attacks.
No, he
Before-
wasn't. No.
He took what, how many 10 punches or something like that?
Yeah.
He wasn't getting fucked up by the Gear 4th.
No, look.
He got caught off guard by Gear 4th. That one time, then after that, Luffy ran away for a bunch of it. Like Katakuri wasn't getting fucked up that whole time.
But that's not fair to say.
Yeah, Katakuri was body.
Fight, though, because
That
like
fucked
in
him up a
the
little bit.
11 hours
That's
that
what I'm
Katakuri
saying.
and Luffy were fighting, there was a lot of time that was off screen, and Katakuri when we were brought back in the middle of their fight, even talked about how Luffy was progressing in his observation. So
Right.
there must have been moments when it was off screen where Luffy was cracking the shit out of him.
I don't think so.
True.
No. Because the thing is, what he was referencing was him dodging him. It wasn't that he was countering him. He was just dodging his punches, but he was taking some. So this whole time, Luffy's dodging punches. So it's like, as it progressed, he's dodging more of them, but he's still getting fucked up. Like, that's why, like, the Flampe thing, before Flampe shot Luffy, he was fucking wobbling. Because he was getting, like, hit this many times. He was, well, you would say he was on his last leg, but you know how Luffy is. But I don't, like, Luffy was progressing, but I don't think he was, like, cracking Katakuri, because he still had his feature sight.
So you think
Everything
the
you
only
just
hits,
said
the
was
only hits
100%
got off is
true.
what we saw?
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys forget. You guys got to reread that fight because what Brago says is true. Luffy was wobbling.
Luffy looked like he was done. Like,
Yeah, but it's,
Yeah, but
I
Luffy
don't
wasn't
know. Like, Luffy had the ability to hit him, and there are moments where he did hit him. And
Nah,
if there are
Luffy
moments-
had the ability to have one thing, which is plot armor.
Yeah.
That's how Luffy got through that.
And if there are
That's a
moments
fact.
No, it's true, though.
I don't know. We don't know what happens because moments of that fight were off screen.
Right.
But if there are lapses in Katakuri's focus, it's not impossible to say that Luffy used that moment to hit him.
No, yeah, it is.
But that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But the thing, like, I'm gonna reread Whole Cake, and I'm gonna look at Katakuri and see if there's any noticeable bruises when we go back to Katakuri after.
I'll say that point, while not being fair, it is a point that is possible that is true. I don't think it's fair because you can't. It would make more sense to assume it the other way, that it just went like what we've seen. Because why would Oda off screen vital points of the fight that are different from the normal thing that he's shown? You know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't believe it naturally, but I'm just saying, like, if I could make that.
But I think Luffy was literally like fucking Meruem, like fighting Netero, where it's like Meruem as he fought Netero.
Evolving.
He's evolving. That's precisely what was happening. Then
It was
eventually,
a This was more of a training than a fight. Even though it was a fight, it was a training, damn near.
Oda used Katakuri as a trainer.
Yep,
for
he did.
Luffy.
100%.
And you guys saw the latest chapter, right?
Which, of course.
902.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, just making sure. So,
Come on, bro. We're all hardcore fans here, bro. Fuck out of here.
We saw 902 like as soon as it dropped. But now, what are you saying?
I read the
So you
spoilers,
guys
my
know,
dude. I'm just kidding.
you guys saw Katakuri was happy Luffy left, right? You guys saw
Of
that?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think Katakuri was just laying there because he just didn't want
Like
to.
you let him go basically.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
he
Katakuri didn't. Because if
Yeah.
Katakuri would have walked out of that mirror world, he would have been, he would have been forced to do something. But Katakuri just lied there and he just let him go. I think that's what happened.
If Katakuri held him,
to let Luffy win.
if Katakuri held him for like a minute or two more, he would have Luffy could not have escaped because the timing would have been fucked up.
Yeah.
That's it. Like he let him walk away on time, but I think he could have kept fighting just to like hold him off. But I don't know if he beats him.
There's an argument there that
I don't know.
Katakuri he noticed the time as well because we know he tracks time because he has his merienda, so timing that's important to him.
Like
so there's an argument there that Katakuri knew the time that Luffy had to leave because he knew about that, and then he was
no, they knew about the plan. They said it.
They said, he knew about the plan.
1 o'clock plan. Yeah.
And it's like at that point he's like, "Yo, so are you gonna come back?" Blah blah blah. All right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm gonna let you go, bro. You got it.
I think he just lost the will to fight anymore. I mean, I feel like he was just impressed.
That's how Luffy beats his enemies. Though.
Impressed.
He wants Luffy to beat up his mom. That's his thing. He's like,
I don't know if he wants Luffy to beat up his mom. I think it's just like seeing
he
Luffy.
wants to smack some sense into her.
I don't know.
Bad writing.
Bad writing?
I don't know.
That part is bad. I mean, you
guys not read this chapter.
Well, I mean, you know what? I think Oda will expand on it and maybe why exactly. Actually, I don't know how much more expansion he can fucking do. I don't know.
If you think about it, like Oda just said, like he started so many plot points, and he just said, "Can I curse?" He just said, "Fuck it." He just
like
dropped them. Like Bobbin's one of them.
Bobbin.
They said Bobbin got shot up. He's not.
Yeah, Bobbin. Yeah, Bobbin did get shot.
Bobbin is fine, people. But
he's not. He's dead. It was confirmed he's dead. But think about it. Oda set up that guy so much.
No, he didn't. You guys hyped up Bobbin. Oda never did.
It was implied. It was implied. Yes, it was.
No, you guys saw his fruit. You saw his fruit, and you got overhyped. That's what it was.
No, the thing is,
that's not what it was.
It wasn't just that. It wasn't just that because they had like Bobbin going out and he's like destroying countries on his own. Bobbin was like, Bobbin was in front of Big Mom. He didn't seem to care after she ate fucking people. It's like, and then even the Vince Smoke, there's like, oh god, they have Bobbin with them.
Right? They were hyped up the entire race.
And they mentioned Bobbin as well. They mentioned Bobbin.
Nah, I remember.
Bobbin.
I remember dudes were sitting here talking about, oh, Bobbin's is definitely first commander level. He's as strong as Ichiji.
Maybe.
Ooh,
Bobbin is snack.
Maybe.
Remember?
Yeah, exactly. I
guys-
remember that. Bobbin is snack. That was funny too.
The way they portrayed him made it look like he.
Yeah,
was
they
that
definitely gave him some
powerful.
portrayal.
No, because he walked in front of Big Mom. No.
Yeah, he walked in front of Big Mom and went boing. Like,
Listen. If we cut to a panel of Luffy's chilling, and then we saw Nami walk in front of him, would you guys be like, "Oh my God, Nami must be his first commander"?
No, nigga, no. No one would know about Big Mom.
More hype was Strusen.
What? Strusen had hype?
Strusen, what hype was Strusen?
Strusen has hype in your Discord. Strusen has hype
from Grim.
Yeah.
No, people think Strusen is stronger than. Not even kidding. Some people are like he's the strongest.
Yo, we had an argument. Someone that says Strusen can beat Mihawk, bro. We had a fucking discussion about that.
Oh yeah, Mihawk is
an idiot.
People hate Mihawk.
Creditless.
Yeah, I don't know why
people believe he's as strong as Rayleigh.
No,
well, you didn't know Mihawk is Yonko level. That's what y'all keep saying.
No, people say
Strusen is Yonko level too.
Bro. There's some people in your Discord who says Mihawk is strong as Shanks. I was like, what do you mean? How's that possible?
Why is that not possible? It's not
unbelievable.
It's not
possible.
It's not possible.
It's not unbelievable.
It's not possible.
I don't think it's possible.
Why?
How is it not possible?
I don't know. You think Mihawk is stronger than Mihawk? Like,
why do you think? Wait, like in what scenario?
I don't think he's stronger, but it's possible. I don't think.
In what scenario? In what scenario?
Mihawk is the strongest swordsman.
Okay.
And people use that theory, and they're like, "Oh, Shanks, no way, Shanks would be strong." Like, Shanks is not just a swordsman. Like you think Shanks, you think Mihawk and Shanks have the same level of hockey? I don't. I mean, it's headcanon, but I don't think it's even not close, but I don't know. I can't see it. I think
You
there's
one
a
of
gap.
them niggas that think he has a hockey arm, aren't you?
It's not about a hockey arm.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
He doesn't.
All right.
Yeah, but I think people just some people sleep like I don't know why this.
I don't know.
Shanks, like,
That's a cancer discussion, Shanks versus Mihawk, because it always goes.
Yeah, it is. No, you're right. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
you're
But
right.
Because it's
I
like
have Shanks in my top 3 like of all like characters in the series. So, I mean, I just
Y'all
can't
think
see it.
Katakuri could beat Shanks?
no,
No, no.
No, not
course
even
not.
close.
I think
bruh.
Shanks like
low
is.
diff.
Didn't
Shanks
Shanks?
low diffs him.
Nah,
He low diffs him.
Low diff or mid diff or high diff?
Low diff.
mid
Low
diff.
Low diff. No, yeah,
I
mid
think
diff, mid
Shanks.
diff.
I think Shanks
Mid diff.
observation hockey is probably just as good as Katakuri's. Like, so like,
Yeah.
what else do you have? Yeah. So what else do you have on him? Nothing.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I'm
he's
sure
mid
he has
diff in
better
like.
But I
It's a low
think
diff.
his
You think he's?
counters are
Wait,
on a
I don't
whole
think
different
so.
level,
Of
bro.
course
I
it
don't
is.
think
Of
so,
course
bro.
his
Because
counters is.
like, I don't think is Shanks low diff and Ben Beckman.
Yes.
Mid,
Oh,
no,
I
probably.
don't know. Maybe like.
no.
Probably.
That's a
Okay, hold
very
on. Let me ask you guys this question. I'll ask you guys this
Nah.
question.
Is
Does
Luffy low diffing Zoro?
Yeah. Mid diff
hell
Zoro.
no.
No.
Luffy
Gear
can't
4,
rob
Gear
him.
4, I
Hell
don't
no.
know.
Hell
When he
no.
goes Gear 4, he would
Gear
destroy
4,
Zoro.
Luffy probably
Luffy
murks
would
Zoro.
lose to Zoro.
Yeah. What the fuck?
All right, that's my cue to leave. Good night, you
Yeah.
guys.
Hey, Roger, thanks for coming through, bro. I appreciate it.
Clearly started getting tired, my nigga.
Fuck you niggas, I'm out.
Wow,
Yo.
he was strong too.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Black Luffy.
That is wild. You know.
How's that wild? Like what?
Yo, what?
Zoro-
I heard my
Zoro-
name. What's up?
Oh, it wasn't Luffy. It was a
Zoro
Black
throws
Luffy.
Gear
That was
4
This-
level punches.
We just entered another toxic conversation.
I'm not
Wait,
even gonna.
Zoro
Yo.
versus Luffy?
what's
How
the
is this a
conversation?
conversation? He's a fucking vice captain. He's a captain. Of course, Zoro's weak.
I would understand if Zoro was like.
He's not the
It's
vice
facts.
captain. That's Usopp.
No,
Usopp's the vice
okay.
captain.
Come on, let's be. Oh, by the way, Brago, when you pronounce his name, you
That's
have to
not
say
facts.
Sob, like SOB, like sob story. It's like
Nah, you just hate
I'm with it.
Usopp or
I'm with
something.
it. Usopp gets unnecessary hype.
Don't be with it.
No. What do you mean
Unnecessary hype.
Unnecessary hype.
No. Usopp is
Unnecessary.
No.
you don't like it.
How is
You
it
don't like it.
unnecessary? Explain it to me. How is it unnecessary?
Tell me why Usopp is so great.
Because I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Luke, I'll tell you.
This nigga tripped into a W versus Sugar.
No, I got it.
Hold on. Tripped into a W.
Luffy has
First
one
of all,
stat.
for a man.
Over.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So-
I'm waiting.
Go ahead, Soap.
Yeah, go ahead, so.
Man is used very loosely.
For a man that has never trained a day in his life.
Whose fault is that?
Never been. Shut up. Wait. Wait.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Damn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never been thrown into no woods. He ain't never fought no monkeys. None of that, right? You know what I'm saying? To go out of there and to go into these wild adventures to fight somebody that is 10 times stronger than him and beat them with a frying pan, a bottle of alcohol, and a rubber band. That's disgusting.
Usopp.
That is some real nigga shit right there.
To then go into that, to go into a land fighting a person that has a devil
100%.
fruit and fighting an animal that also has a devil fruit.
Yeah.
In your first encounter in said fight, you take a bomb to the face, you take a bomb to the back, and you take no damage. And how do you win said fight? By untying your shoe.
No damage.
He took a lot of damage.
So basically, you're saying
So
you're saying
Emmy's lobby was out shooting guns with the fucking slingshot, bro.
no, he's a cool shooter. So you're saying
when Oda puts that mask on,
you're saying no, you guys are saying Usopp is so trash. So any feats he gets, you have to laud them as like these over the top amazing feats because he was trash from the beginning. Because this man.
I've been trying to tell him that Nami is over Usopp.
Please explain. Please explain to me.
Nami beat Buggy. Who did Usopp beat in his introduction? Who did Usopp beat in Surf Page?
Just real quick. Please
Nami got Zeus. She got a Yonko's power. What are you talking about?
Please explain to me why Usopp is the first motherfucker out of the monster trio to show having hockey. Why
Monster
is
Trio?
he intentionally out of the monster trio?
Outside of them. In other words, because he has observation hockey.
What are you talking about?
Say it again.
Outside of the monster trio, after the time skip.
We in 902. We ain't in Dressrosa no more.
Wait. You say
Nami got a young
you say Usopp was the first to show hockey outside of the monster trio?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why does it matter outside of the monster trio?
Wait,
Because Oda's trying to fucking show you something. Are you
What is he showing us? What is he showing us?
Yo, and then at the
Usopp
same
is the
time, he raises his bounty higher than Sanji's.
He raises his bounty. Bro, he slipped into a W. Don't play. Don't play. He slipped into a W.
Listen, Braga, I'm not. Hey, Braga,
do you remember? Do you see what Usopp does? Like, do you really understand how Usopp fights? Like, do you look at his fight and
Yeah, he runs away. He's scared. He hides.
Oh my god.
Listen to me. Listen.
Oh my
Look at his fight.
But Brago,
strategic retreat.
Wait, can I say my point?
P90X doesn't mean you're good all of a sudden.
Look at his fight in Fishman Island. Look at his fight in Fishman Island when he fought that little raccoon-looking motherfucker. This nigga set him up from start to finish. Little nigga was running up at him. Nigga had his first shot. Nigga had a trampoline, shot him up to the air. Nigga set him up over to this next shot that he had. It was some shit that shot up into the air, grabbed you, pulled you down. Nigga dropped him down onto some motherfucking trampoline that shot him up back into the air, then shot a fucking wolf with a fucking dial in its nose that fucking shot a shockwave a fucking 3 diameters wide.
Who got last time we saw Usopp was in Dressrosa, right? Just saw Nami in this arc. Who has better feet, Nami in this arc or Dressrosa Usopp?
You realize that though. You realize that the feat that you just named was fighting a fodder fishman, and he had to use 4 different attacks just to beat him.
No. You know what?
A fodder fishman is 10 times stronger than an average human.
Listen, I'm not even an Usopp fan, but I'm gonna say one thing. I'm not an Usopp fan, but I'm gonna say one thing. Luffy has one statue in One Piece. Usopp has 2. Like he's a cloud. He's a cloud god. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Of course,
public relations.
This is
a great personality.
I don't care about public perception. I don't care about public.
It's okay, Red Nose. They don't know the greatness.
Wait, so I hope you guys are like so you guys must be amazing like Kobe fans then, right?
No, they are. Your Discord loves
because you guys are basically saying
Didn't you hear someone say Kobe was Gear 4 level right before the stream?
You know what? I fucking did. I fucking did. Wait, so you guys are saying because he's not as strong as the others, and the fact that he can win a fight, that makes him uber impressive.
No, I'm saying his ingenuity is what makes him particularly
Brago. Frankie could do that.
Brago, can I say something?
Wait, let me hear Maraz. Maraz been trying to say something.
Like,
I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Maraz, you good?
Say something.
Yeah.
Usopp use hockey on you, bro?
No, are you here?
Nah, I'm here.
We are here.
No, what I'm saying is like you guys forgetting about Usopp is fighting in a whole different way than all the other people. He's playing like in a funny way fighting. And the thing is with Verona, like he has his W's. You cannot deny that.
Yes. Thank you, bro.
I'm not denying W's.
You gotta like at least respect that.
You're trying to minimize
at the end.
Wait, all right, okay.
Listen, Brago,
I'm not minimizing them. They're small.
Okay, all right. So you get how do you? No, you guys, you
little girl.
Wait, hold up. That little girl was about to take out Luffy and Law.
That little girl is broken.
On some real shit.
Little girl is broken.
She's super broken.
Character, on some real shit. If anyone beat any character with a fucking frying pan and a rubber band, we would call that shit broken.
I understand, King. I've talked to King
so
about that
it's
before.
like y'all niggas. I feel like y'all niggas do this, right? Y'all niggas do this. So Usopp manages to use his ingenuity and defeat this fishman, right?
Yo,
hold
But
on, keep going.
but Sanji, Sanji pretty much low diffs fucking Jabra, and it's like Sanji's still trash, right? You guys just fucking laid into Sanji when we started this stream.
Because of this fucking arc. Because of this fucking
one arc defines a character.
No, 4 arcs.
I don't like Sanji.
Wait, Sanji has accomplished his goal in every fucking arc.
I don't like Sanji.
He got lucky.
He got lucky and Usopp didn't?
I'm not talking about Usopp. I'm talking about Sanji.
Sanji is the GOAT.
When did he get lucky?
He does shit, but I'm defending Usopp right now.
At the end of the series, like the myths, like I'm not saying strength, whatever. The legend of Usopp will be greater than every Straw Hat except for Luffy. I'm telling you, he'll have the second greatest.
I don't think so at all.
Story.
I agree.
I don't think so at all. You're telling me that Usopp is going to have a greater legend than the fucking world's strongest swordsman of the right hand of the Pirate King?
I mean, who has a greater legend right now?
I think he has a greater legend. Thank you.
I think Usopp will free
he
all the
literally has
slaves
a greater
until
legend
Barry
right
Joel.
now.
I think Usopp's not strong.
Wait. He has a greater legend than Zoro right now?
Yes.
Do you realize that when Zoro went to Whiskey Peak, they were like, "Oh fuck, you're the guy that we were trying to recruit"?
But he's
Okay.
Do they call him God?
Statues of Zoro, not a single one.
Did they call him God, Zoro? Y'all niggas, yo.
exactly.
Yo, like the stream, people. Like the stream. Yo, these niggas are. This is wild. This is wild. But I love it.
Y'all sit here and let Sanji cry on a blouse and shit, and y'all sit here and defend Sanji to the moon. But
Usopp was crying over a fucking broken ship. Fuck out of here.
That's shit, bro.
And niggas want to go ahead.
Crying over the fucking Klabata man.
Oh my god.
So now real men cry. So now when Usopp cries, real men cry.
Wait, hold on. But the Klabata men saved their ass in any lobby. If it wasn't for this nigga having that connection with the ship, they would have never got out of there.
I really appreciate Brago's energy right now.
Brago's like, how dare you? He's like, how dare you give Usopp so much?
All I'm saying is that if Usopp gets a piece of a devil fruit and he snipes that shit in the Big Mom's mouth, she's going to die.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. Oh my
like, what y'all gonna say?
If Sanji puts a piece of a devil fruit in the cake, Big Mom would have died.
Then why didn't he?
Why should have just poisoned the cake?
Hey, Brago.
Yeah.
Brago.
Yeah.
Hold on. Matter of fact,
Sanji's my favorite character. I'm defending Usopp right now.
You said what?
Hold on. Didn't Sanji technically knock out Big Mom? People still call that man trash.
How did he knock her out? How did he knock her out?
Yeah, when she got
Yo, man, she was hallucinating for like an hour.
I don't know about an hour, bro.
No.
The Straw Hat's about, if we look at the time, the Straw Hat's about to get away.
More like
if we look at the time of like, okay, honestly, if we look at the time that they say it was going to take to get away, the Straw Hat's already out of the territory. So how long was Big Mom knocked out? How long was she hallucinating?
It takes time to get to Cocoa Island.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, she was fucking speed blitzing on the fucking frog.
Normally it takes a day. It took her hours.
Exactly.
Because she was fucking hallucinating. Yo, give Sanji his dub. Give him his dub. Stop playing with this man. Stop playing with this valiant man. And he got put in drawers. Get out of here, yo. Sanji. Did you wait? You guys didn't see the rest of it on the film, did you? You guys didn't analyze it.
It is Sanji's fault. No. It is Sanji's fault.
Familiar right now, my nigga.
Listen, Sanji can fuck all the bitches he wants.
I understand. I know sometimes facts does look unfamiliar, but it's still facts, my G.
Nah, you sit here talking about some motherfucker that's spitting some cakes and shit, and you talking about my shit where Usopp is creditless. The fuck out of here.
Wait, he did. Wait, what? Wait, what?
No, Brago.
You like the boy that cries wolf.
Sanji slide into his W.
He slid into his W's? What?
That's what he is. Literally, on Syrup Village, he lied so much that he was the town's alarm clock.
I'm just gonna say one thing. If it wasn't for
That's the legend.
No, if it wasn't for Sanji's cake helping out Big Mom, Jinbei wouldn't have to like sacrifice himself to go back and hold her off. Come on,
Sanji's cake. It was a gathering of 3 people that making it, so it was not Sanji's W. What are you guys talking about?
It's not.
Yeah,
First of all, them little bitches was only necessary to speed up the process. All right, that's the only way.
You know what's the best part about Usopp's legend? No one's gonna know if it's true or not. Because
it's not going to be true.
No, Brago, you cannot deny this. They had to work with the 3 together. Usopp
I deny
does everything by himself.
What did Usopp do by himself, bro?
Hey, Brago, you realize the whole reason
Usopp got help from
Bro, he got help from Oda. Like, he beat Sugar with a fucking face, bro.
Wait a minute. You realize the whole
it is still a W.
Wait a minute.
It is still a W. Wait. How can we say Usopp's face to knock out Sugar's a W, but we can't give Sanji's W for the cake?
Hey, Brago, let me ask you a question.
He didn't make a cake by himself.
But you realize
the cake didn't do anything.
You realize though the whole reason.
No, that's exactly. It kept a Yonko from bodying us when we got to Cacao Island to wait for
Hey,
Luffy.
Brago, but you realize that Usopp is the reason that Nami got a bounty,
It's like
right?
the carrot and the horse, like the carrots on the stick to fucking distract the horse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now Jinbei has to deal with that shit now. Like,
What are you talking about? Do you realize Sanji's the reason why Nami's alive?
That Jinbei's staying. That he's staying back. In,
Jinbei said as soon as they leave the territory that they're gonna go underwater, swim away. And what happened at the
died because of Sanji.
And at the end, of the chapter, it said they left the territory.
He's better than Usopp in every way, but Usopp is still useful.
I'm not. Wait, who? I didn't say Usopp wasn't useful.
Do you guys think that Zoro's a better?
I don't know. You guys are talking pretty reckless now about Usopp. Just saying, oh, he's trash.
I be talking personality. We're talking personality and character.
What is
We're not talking about
personality matter if he's
talking kind of reckless on my man Usopp.
Of course, Usopp is
Brago. No, Brago. If the personality of Katakuri was the same as Usopp, would you like Katakuri still?
I don't get that. What do you mean?
They're saying if Katakuri was a scaredy cat and ran away,
he's a liar and a fraud.
And a liar.
Well, he is.
No, but it serves a purpose.
It serves a purpose.
I mean, he is kind of a liar.
He is. Katakuri is a liar.
But at the end of the day,
Brulee is the liar. Brulee is the liar.
Katakuri never said that.
Wait, hold on. But I have a question. What pirate is honest?
Luffy?
All of them, a lot of them.
Luffy's honest. He's super honest.
No, but that's why Luffy has Usopp because he can't lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Luffy
told a massive.
What kind of shit is this?
I know. Like, you hear this shit, Brago? I gotta deal with this shit every day.
Luffy needs Usopp to lie for him.
No. Luffy lying.
Yin and yang shit, man.
Well, it is a lie, but maybe it is not a lie because the lies come true. So it is. So technically.
But it's still a lie, though.
Until it happens. Until it happens, it's a lie, but it happens.
Let's not argue semantics, guys. We know what a lie is. Usopp's a liar.
That's like saying, bro, I got $50,000 in my bank account right now, and like, oh, it comes through like 25 years later, but it's not a lie anymore.
I mean, what does Usopp being a liar have to do with anything, though? He's still the GOAT.
That's what I'm saying. That's the issue I have here. He's not the GOAT.
Wait, what? Wait, Brago,
all the feats that you guys give Usopp, everybody else has done a better feat. The only reason you guys give Usopp, reason you guys give Usopp feats is because Usopp is garbage from the beginning, and you guys subconsciously know it. So every time he does something slightly good, you guys give him hella credit. But in reality,
that's kind of true. But
no, that's what you guys said. You guys said he didn't get thrown in a jungle. He didn't train a lot. So judging from where he came from, we have to give him his credit.
Those are not my words, Brago. Those are not my words.
Well, man, you're on the side with him, so you gotta you're grouped in. You're grandfathered in, brother. Maras, you said it too.
Wait, hold on. That's the same thing. You would have to apply the same logic with Kobe. It would make no sense why Kobe in less than 6 months can fucking master Roku Shiki when it was described to us that it takes multiple years to fucking learn Roku Shiki.
No. He has greater potential than the average human.
I mean, that's the thing though. Usopp's an average human and he's fighting these gods,
But
and he's
but
not.
at the same
Usopp is not an average human.
wait, hold on.
And also,
Usopp is an average. Wait, hold on.
Lucci
Usopp is
wasn't
an
an average
average
human.
human.
That can tank
Usopp is
4-ton
an
bats, right?
Usopp is an average human, but he can create a device that can fucking manipulate the fucking weather. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, Zoro's an average human.
he wasn't
Zoro's an average
What
human,
about
and he just like
Sonic?
he can do a lot
Zoro's
more.
not
What
an
Sonic
average
you
human.
said?
Nami
Okay,
can do that. It's not
he's a
impressive.
human. He's a human.
No, Nami
Zoro
can't do
is
that.
so far
Nami
from an
couldn't.
average.
Okay,
Amazing
not average.
time
He's a human though, but he's not average, of course. Yeah.
No, but you have to take it in context. Like you have to take this in context. That's the problem. Like we know that Usopp.
Dog, you guys have removed context this entire conversation.
Usopp.
Yes, sir.
On Syrup Village, Usopp couldn't even walk out the house with
He was trash. He could even be the Naya Band brothers.
Let me say this.
He was trash back in the day. He was trash, but he's better
We
now.
know that he's a
That's
coward.
like saying Jinbei's trash and Apple down because he was locked up for like the first half.
No, when he got a nigga like Magellan walking around, nobody trash around there, B.
Sanji didn't even win his own fight in his introductory arc.
Exactly. I mean,
You talking about versus Jing?
Yeah, he lost.
First off, my nigga.
What are you talking about?
Let me say this real quick.
You guys are ripping on Usopp for something that he did in his first
Hold
arc.
on. Mraz is trying to say something.
Unfactual.
What I'm trying to say is you have to say in like his personality, he's a coward. What he is doing is in his personality and in his how he's thinking, he's doing great steps comparable to all the others. Like those are already like big names and doing big stuff. He's doing those steps that he's doing it already is a great thing.
So you guys,
you're just arguing my point.
so that's my thing. That's my thing. So you guys are saying Naruto is more impressive than Sasuke. Because Sasuke was a genius and Naruto was a scrub, but because Naruto grew so much, we got to give Naruto a lot of credit. Fuck out of here.
Let's not do this. What we're
Naruto's not a scrub at all.
I do. You about to reference? You about to cite All Might? Yes, you about to cite?
Yeah, I'm about
You about to cite All Might? Go ahead. Get it out.
Someone that's already at level 50.
Go ahead.
That jumps from level 50 to level 51. It's not going to be as impressive as someone that starts from level 1 and increases to level 50. The gains are going to look monumental, and that's what's happening.
No, then that's for my point. Then he's saying, okay, it looks better than it really is. That's what he was telling Bakugo. It's not that Midoriya is getting that much better than you. You're just at a higher level, and you're still progressing. So then, in actuality, the shit Usopp doing is trash.
Wait. That's exactly right. That's what All Might was saying.
Let me put it like this.
It's an illusion, guys. You guys are tricked by the illusion. You guys get
Brago got a point on what he's saying, bro. Cause think about it. Hold on. Think about
Brago
it.
just bodied all y'all.
Look at what this girl name was.
No, he did not.
He's wrong.
Well, he did that.
He couldn't be farther from the truth.
But it is the truth. Did you watch the scene in My Hero?
It's not the truth.
That's what My Hero meant. That's what he meant.
I gotta repeat what he said from a different angle. Okay.
No, you don't. We don't know.
Yeah, we do. You gotta regurgitate
The only angle we
twisted
need
the
to hear
angle.
from.
You twisted the
It's gotta be
readdressed.
We don't want to hear it from your angle.
No, I'm trying to explain to you guys the
Before
angle
I
because y'all
even
don't
got to-
understand, man.
Before I even got to my point, like that's what I'm trying to say.
I
He's
came
spoken to me.
go.
You know what I'm
Soap
saying?
don't
Like,
got
the
no
whole
point,
reason I
man.
brought that point up is
Did
because
Mraz even go? I missed that.
He did, I think.
Because Luffy is at level. Luffy was at level 50 or whatever number you want to give him at the jump. You know what I'm saying? Usopp being at level 10 was jumping to level 15, level 20, level 30 at a rate far faster than Luffy was reaching from level 1 to level 50 by the time we meet him in the series. And because of that,
I don't know about all that actually.
What?
Oh,
That's
come
ridiculous.
on.
Are you serious?
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all
Yo,
that.
I agree, Soap.
Let's say
Usopp was not impressive until Little Garden.
No. Like
I think I see what
honestly,
you're saying.
I understand where you guys are coming from. Usopp has progressed, and Usopp is impressive based on where he came from. I agree with that.
No, so you guys have to admit he has a lot of courage for sure.
Give me my W. Thank you.
No, he has a lot of courage. Like, people
Not
think he's
a
a scaredy
W,
cat.
but-
No.
Shut
People
up.
think Usopp is a scaredy cat, but he honestly probably he's probably one of the most courageous people on the crew for being as weak as he is to do the situation he's in. Like, it's true.
What?
He's courageous.
Chopper's more courageous.
No.
man.
I say this. I agreed with you guys from the beginning that Usopp is useful and he's a very useful person of the crew. But what I'm saying is,
Chopper's not courageous. Usopp is low key courageous.
At
Even though
least
he's a scaredy
Usopp
cat,
started
he's
out
also
with a
courageous.
human brain. Chopper had a freaking reindeer brain, and look where he's at now.
Well, that's his fault.
Rolling with humans, a doctor.
That's his fault, but it's not Usopp's fault.
He's way more impressive than Usopp by your guys' logic.
How
Way
you
more.
have social anxiety as a
Way
reindeer?
more.
That nigga
What
already.
IQ do you guys think a reindeer has?
I don't know. I don't know.
That man has social anxiety as a reindeer. Usopp ain't had that.
I'm sorry, guys, but you guys got bodied.
We know.
Yo, shout out to Usopp, man. Shout out to Usopp.
Thank you. That's all we wanted to hear.
Can we get a shout out to Chopper too?
No. I understand, like, you know, the characters that are typically shit on. You know, people really like those characters like Buggy. People really like Buggy.
Buggy's a goat.
Do not put Buggy and Usopp in the same lane.
I think they're pretty much the same character.
It's not the same sort of defense.
They slip into W's. They slip into W's. This boy Buggy has been getting hype unnecessarily since the fucking time skip. Since Marineford, he's being shown with Shanks.
Usopp is on a whole other level.
Yeah, I feel like you're relating my defensive.
Wait,
Usopp
how?
to Lucy's
How?
defensive
Buggy caught fucking Luffy is about to kill him. He was literally about to kill Luffy. Who else has done that? A lot of people. A lot of people, but
Every single villain.
Luffy literally said, "I guess I'm dead."
Smoker 3 times.
Luffy said, "I guess I'm dead." Luffy gave up the ghost. He was ready.
Okay.
He was never ready any other time.
No, he was ready. He's always ready to die, bro. That's what.
No, but I'm saying at this point, Luffy's like, "I guess I'm dead."
He was never pushed to the point where he had to say it.
Yeah. Give Buggy his W. Give Buggy his W. Buggy has found a way to finesse Buggy has found a way to finesse strong niggas from Impel down to work for him because they think he's a fucking monster. Give him his W.
Yeah,
Buggy fucking curb stomp Mihawk. Give him his W.
Curb stomp Mihawk. What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, whoa, when did that happen?
Relax. Yeah, let's take a
but Brock, Buggy literally like he riffs off of Luffy's accomplishment list. Usopp's accomplishments are his. Buggy got lucky. Usopp does his own shit.
Because that's actually true. I can see that because Buggy's whole like thing was like they call down people like that often happened because of Luffy.
Usopp versus Buggy.
No, Usopp's greatest asset is his allies and the people that he
and the sniping,
infatuate. You know, the affection that he gets from other people. It's not his individual.
That's true. That's also true. Yeah.
Come on, you got all those
Luffy, Usopp finds strength when he has to help someone else. That's when he.
Oh, he's got bagging his tricks, but he's.
Yo, let me ask you guys this: Is Usopp a warlord? Is Usopp a warlord?
No,
Usopp is a better sniper.
He's on the Pirate King's crew. Even better than that.
No, I think Buggy.
He's on the Pirate King. Luffy ain't the Pirate King.
He's about to be.
He's about to be.
What are you talking about?
He's about to be.
In like 10 years, he will be.
Buggy's already a warlord.
10 years, Pirate King.
Well, 10 years like human time.
Yeah, y'all jumping.
No, Luffy is Pirate King.
He's not the Pirate King yet.
Not right now.
And and honestly, I think Blackbeard gonna get there first.
Man, get out of here, bro.
No, like this
is be Pirate King for like 2 days, maybe a week.
I'm sorry, but this is the story of Monkey D. Luffy, the Pirate King.
Nah, Blackbeard going to be the first Pirate King.
I feel like the Pirate.
Wait, what do you mean the first? Where's Goldie Roger? You just forgot about?
No, I'm sorry. The first and then this is the worst generation.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate you guys defending Usopp like that though. That was very valiant.
Because Usopp is
Hey, listen, I don't play that. Like you.
I like Buggy. I think I like Buggy a little bit more though.
Hey, that was completely ridiculous. Right?
No, that is very respectable. How you guys fought for Usopp like that. I really respect that.
Usopp's real, bro. Like you gotta realize, he's
Usopp the god, my nigga.
He's not super strong.
100%.
He can like destroy a city in one punch. Doesn't mean he's
100%. No, I agree. He's like the Batman of the Straw Hat crew, right?
Low-key,
Robin has.
Brago, we didn't even talk about Soju King. Come on, like
Soge King is the Batman.
He is the
Soge King is cool.
He is the Batman.
Soge King is cool. He puts on when Oda writes that mask on, gives him that alter ego. He cool as fuck.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
Are y'all niggas serious? Y'all niggas really about to hype up a fucking imaginary made up personality?
Yeah,
he
don't even
does.
run away from
You see
most
how
fights.
he stood up there and burned the flag. Like that nigga had no.
Holy shit! Give him his W. He was not scared of anything burning the flag next to his friends.
I remember in Alabasta, fucking Mr. Four was laughing at Luffy. He's like, "What the fuck you say about my
Yes,
captain?"
exactly.
Like,
That
no
was a
mask
gangster
there.
moment.
Like what?
Don't ever laugh at my friends. That was gangster.
Exactly.
Said that.
Like,
Usopp's true strength. Usopp's true strength is not when you fuck with him. It's when you fuck with his friends. That's when he his true Usopp comes out. That's what I
Exactly.
see. Yeah.
That's
what I
why.
see.
That's why the moment. With
Wait,
Shooter,
didn't
like,
this motherfucker capture Robin and he turned tail and ran away?
But he came back, bro. Stop. He came back. So
Nah,
stop
he
it.
forgot. They forgot about Robin because she was turned into a toy.
Well, yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, but he came back for the other. Oh, yeah, that's true. But
That's
he
what I'm
still
saying.
came back. He still came
How
back.
can you rip on
He still came
Usopp
back.
when there's niggas like Robin in the crew? Like, how can you do that?
Wait. Robin fought her. Robin
is super useful. She's a
literally.
literally breather. Come on, give her some.
No. Robin came in the story.
Oh, you can't be talking trash about Robin, bro.
Yeah,
Robin came on. Robin came to the story on the boat. Fodderized the whole crew.
Without Robin,
No, she fodderized the whole crew.
Without Robin,
on
there
her
would never
entry.
be.
When did
Without
that?
Robin,
When did that
Her
happen?
her introduction.
Stop that Robin hate, bro. Stop that Robin.
Robin was really strong when we first saw her.
Who's hating on Robin right
When
now?
did Robin foderize the entire crew?
She did.
Go back and read. Go back and read.
Yeah, she did foderize the trio.
No. Don't say go back and read. I want to know, like, what are you talking about? You mean when she knocked Zoro
It
and
was right after Whiskey Pete. I'm sorry, right after Little Garden. Go back and read.
Like, she fodderized them how? She beat all of them? Every last one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, she killed Igaram.
No, she beat, and she killed. That was first thing she did.
Well, she
That's the first thing she did.
She didn't really kill him, but yeah, she killed him at that.
She fodderized him. She took Luffy's hat.
She did. She did.
Wow. But she's not
She
beating
fodderized
But listen, but can we at least give her the respect that if there's no Robin,
it wouldn't affect him because he's rubber.
False. That's false.
Listen, if there's no
Bro, she
Robin,
can throw
they'll
Luffy in
never
the
get to
fucking water.
Rafto. Like, at least give her the respect of that, dude. Like,
That's
she's the
false.
reason why
They
they
can
can
get to Rafto.
Let me tell you why that's false. Let me tell you that pudding proves that there are other people. Momonosuke proves that there. Robin is redundant now.
Well, okay, well that was before the new world. Well,
Robin caught Hakuba.
What?
So
Okay.
what?
Wait,
That-
what does that mean?
That is a feat, though.
Nobody else did that.
That is a feat.
Nobody else
Rebecca
did that.
dodged
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait,
Robin-
Wait. Rebecca barely dodged
Rebecca
Hakuba.
dodged
And she's really
Hakuba.
fast with observation high.
And she has observation hockey.
Rebecca beat Hakuba in a fight in the college.
Yo, Hakuba like one-shotted almost everybody there.
Yeah, he did.
He was willing
Yeah,
to.
none of them had observation
Do
high.
you think Robin has any kind of hockey, like observation?
Observation for sure. I think observation.
No, Hulk has some sort of hockey eventually.
I think so. Eventually, I'm
I
saying
think
right now.
by
I think
catching
she will
Hakuba.
eventually, but she doesn't right now.
Bro, she chilled with Dragon for 2 years.
I
I'm
think
sure
I think she has some kinds of I think she has some kind of observation hockey right now, but that's just what I think. Some kind, like not a lot, but she has some like rudimentary.
Bro,
Like,
if you
basic.
give her some arm
She,
hockey,
knows,
she's
she
like OP
knows
as fuck.
of hockey, but she does not have hockey.
She
does
should-
she?
I think she might have observation, but that's it. If
She
does
should
hockey,
know.
though.
She should know hockey based on
Yeah,
the
with
knowledge
2
that
years,
she has. She should know.
Revolutionaries?
She should, but she doesn't have it.
Yeah.
No, but
Maybe.
Robin. Well, does Robin have a lot of willpower? That's what also matters. Like, is she-
I think based off of surviving for that long on your
Rebecca
own.
from Diamante.
Having knowledge of a technique and applying a technique are totally different.
No, but I'm saying Robin's will to live is very strong. She survived that long on her own
So
while
that helps.
being
That helps.
like.
That helps the argument
Yeah,
that she
and
probably does
instead
have
of
hockey.
fighting Diamante herself, she like waited for Kiros.
No,
to come.
Kiros jumped in. That's the
And
only
he
reason
jumped
she
in,
didn't
yeah.
fight
Yeah.
Diamante.
Yeah, because
You
Robin knew
You mean Kiros
Robin
the
knew she
Well, the
couldn't
thing
fuck
is,
with them. That's why
we
it
know
happened.
Kiros had to fight Diamante though. That was
Wait,
was
say that again
clear.
about Kiros?
Usopp always.
You don't even want to get
by
into
y'all
that.
discussion,
Heroes
Usopp
hype.
always.
Heroes hype
Robin
is
was gonna fight.
ridiculous.
Robin was gonna fight Gladius, Treble, and Diamante. Didn't happen. Why? 'Cause she would have got faded every time.
No, the
That's
same
why
thing
it
with
happened.
Usopp.
Yeah,
Usopp
That's
was
super headcanon, bro.
That's not
Hey,
headcanon.
I'm getting out of
That's
here, bro. But I
headcanon,
just
bro.
wanna-
That's the most
I'm good
headcanon
at
thing
it.
I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
is
be,
it-
be,
why
be
is it
safe.
headcanon?
So
Later. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he just.
Yeah, I'm about to end this, yo. I appreciate you guys coming through, though, yo. Like, this was
Always.
dope. This was
No
dope.
problem.
Always
This
a
is dope.
pleasure, man.
Always, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kenya, I
anytime, bro.
appreciate you being here
Anytime,
for a
bro.
minute, Kenya. Like, you've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
Before you
Yeah.
end it, I just want to say you guys should go see A Quiet Place.
Fuck you, Devil.
Oh, great movie.
Nah, that movie is boring.
My friend said
Like a
that was
silent
good.
film.
I liked it.
I heard it was a decent movie.
The movie's fucking fantastic. All right.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked
Does it have
movie.
cake in it?
Oh, Quiet Place.
Are you being serious, Brago? You really liked it?
I love that movie.
That movie is great. I watched it too. I liked it a lot.
You didn't like it?
No, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Maybe I have to actually see it like in the on the big screen or something. Like
Wait,
that.
you bootlegged it?
Don't bootleg it,
I
bro.
bootleg everything except I only go to movies once a year.
No, you gotta go to the theater, bro.
This
You gotta
is
go
a
to the
different
theater.
experience. It's a different experience in the theater.
I don't spend a lot of money on Hollywood. I only go to movies
too
once a
many
year.
people and it costs too much to get popcorn.
Bro, just sneak in though. Fuck
You
it.
don't have to get popcorn, and you
Just
can bring
sneak
your
in
own
that house.
popcorn.
Bro, just get a job and pay $10 for your ticket, fam.
No,
Bruh.
wow.
But nah, the movie A Quiet Place was really good. Wait, Devil, you haven't even seen it, bro.
No, I haven't.
Dude, what the
Hey,
fuck?
Brago.
Yeah.
It's like and that after that after stream, I made it my mission to mention it in every stream.
I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate it. No, but the Naruto stream is happening tomorrow.
It is happening or not
I said,
happening?
what time you gonna do it tomorrow?
Like 6 p.m. Like 6 p.m.
Oh, yo, yeah. Hey,
What,
just,
tomorrow?
Yeah.
and you said it's gonna be on, you said it's gonna be on Hangouts, right? Probably.
Yeah, on Hangouts.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'm down.
Oh, you're not gonna open it to the Discord, bro?
I'm finna learn how to kick you out right now. I'm messing.
No, the thing is, I stream through OBS, so even if like I get kicked out of Hangouts, it doesn't affect like the stream whatsoever. They just won't hear you guys. So yeah, that's the thing.
That's smart. Okay, that's fine.
Bro, I can't believe that happened.
I can't believe that happened to Ty.
I feel bad for Ty, bro. He got
Because this dude got kicked out of his own stream and they're fucking playing porn. Like, that's
porn
like,
and shit,
bro, do you understand how fucking scary that is?
His
Like,
channel could have been gone
the
forever.
channel could have been deleted permanently.
These are watching his channel though.
Oh no.
What?
Yeah, not many.
Wait,
No,
what
I mean,
happened?
like imagine if like you had kids watching your streams or something.
Oh my god.
That would be terrible. That would be so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe right now. Like,
They'll tell their parents they're gonna complain and shit. It's
yeah, that's not something you want.
Mommy, I saw porn on YouTube. What? The fuck you mean?
And then you go see Taekwon's fucking thumbnail. The fucking thumbnail.
Some little guy talking a mile a minute in the background and just a picture of a giant ass on the screen. Like, what the fuck?
I couldn't believe I was watching, yo. That shit fucked me up.
Are we still live or not?
No, we're not still live. Yeah, we are still live, but I want to read this last donation. Key said, keep it a good work, Brago. I think your content has been steadily improving. Yo, thanks, Key. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I got a video that I'm dropping in like a couple hours.
Hey.
So yeah.
Hockey bloom, bro.
I think that should be pretty.
Is it like a short skit or is it like a video about thinking like thoughts on something or is it just like?
Oh,
like don't give away too much. Just give a like I guess like you know like with what.
Yeah. I would say reminiscent of like last week, somewhat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, some of that. So yeah. Like the stream again. I appreciate you guys coming through to talk One Piece and Usopp.
Thanks for
That's
having us.
always
Of
appreciated.
course,
Yeah,
bro.
anytime, bro. Anytime.
I
Always
said some
appreciated.
Robin slander. I had to join.
Appreciate yeah, of course. Appreciate you, Brago.
You still didn't tell me how that was headcanon, but we'll talk about that later.
What was headcanon?
What I said
The
about
Robin beating Straw Hats thing after Whiskey.